The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021, years after zero. 1 day away from the draft spectacular. Yes! We are obviously excited for the draft to take place tomorrow night. Our draft spectacular will start at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Surprise guests, big guests, good conversation, and all reactions to everything happening in the NFL tomorrow night as franchises hope to turn everything around. Will be live. And I can break some news on our draft spectacular that's happening tomorrow night.
Really?
Ooh. We will have a general manager who has a pick in the first round, joining us at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Holy shit.
He will give us some insights into what he's thinking going into draft night. I did not expect to get a yes here whenever I sent the, or casted the line out there. Excuse me, how you doing? I know you're going to be busy. Is there any chance you can stop by and have a little conversation and insight us on things? Hold on, let me see. Okay. All right. Just kind of just put it down in the thing.
Yeah, you got him.
Grabbed a beer. I think that's how fishing trips go.
Of course.
Grab a beer out there. At this age, I packed on a lot of sunscreen.
Okay, have to.
Previously, probably wouldn't have done that. Probably would have just sat on the boat and said, fucking go ahead and get me. You know what I mean? And then would have been lobster for the next 2 days. And then all of a sudden, the bobber was going,
Gotta do it. 3 dots.
I'm in. How long? 15 minutes. Lock it in. We got it!
Thank you, Belichick.
Okay.
Yeah,
whoa. Good, maybe. Hey, maybe.
Woo! You said lobster.
Maybe. Huh. It's not Bill Belichick.
Come on.
Maybe, though. It's not Bill Belichick. But then also we have massive guests throughout the evening. AJ Hawk will be joining us before taking off to the Kentucky Derby to join Aaron Rodgers and the whole crew down there. So we cannot wait for that. And also give us, guess what, something to talk about.
That's right.
All right. Big news today, Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. Big news today, aside from new vlog from Foxy and Roman's health coming out at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Foxy absolutely killed it. Foxy. Behind the scenes of last week, that was a big storyline in this one. Me meeting Vince McMahon. Yes. Things going on behind the scenes, other stuff. I think people enjoy it. But other big news that is happening today and was announced this morning, I think it was alluded to by people that I had talked to over the last couple weeks. But ladies and gentlemen, Antonio Brown now back as a Buccaneer on a 1-year deal. So now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been able to not only put the 22 starters back onto the field after winning a Super Bowl, which they were able to do pre-Antonio Brown. And whenever that happened, we actually said, oh, so Antonio Brown not deemed a starter, I guess. Nope. And everybody was like, why aren't they bringing back AB? AB actually commented on a Tampa Bay Buccaneers post congratulating themselves on bringing back all 22 starters. And AB said, actually bring AB back or something like that. With the off-the-field situation getting handled in the last couple weeks, everybody assumed this was going to happen. We didn't know for sure. He signs for, I think, $3.5 million guaranteed, $2 million signing bonus, $1.5 million salary. Could go up to 6 point something if he performs again. This is obviously great for Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Antonio Brown is a person that whether you like him or you hate him, which there are people that do both. As somebody who had him shake the shit out of me in the middle of Heinz Field on a punt return and has had former teammates and friends that have been teammates of his and coaches that have coached him, everybody says the same thing. The guy is dynamic. He works his ass off, and literally he is a non-stop competitive machine. Now, we obviously all saw him potentially hit rock bottom, whether it was mental health or whatever else was going on in his life over the past couple years with the whole situation, leaving Pittsburgh, going to the Raiders, leaving the Raiders in a very, very loud fashion, which some people did not like, going to the Patriots, ending up leaving the Patriots, accusations, lawsuits, everything like that. That is all behind Antonio Brown now, it feels like. Last year was a success for him down in Tampa. Now that everything off the field has been completely handled for him, I feel like there's a lot of people that are very pumped for Antonio Brown's kind of second chapter in the NFL here. And I think if I'm Tom Brady, I got to think to myself, Bruce Arians, Jason Light, Mike Greenberg are my fucking guys.
Yeah.
If I was on a team that had this type of head coach, GM, and salary guru, I might have won 15 Super Bowls by now. Because if you're staring down that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team and you saw how good they got late, and you listened to our conversation with Clyde Christensen, who's been in the NFL forever, who is coaching in Tampa Bay, had coached in Indianapolis along Peyton Manning, obviously, Andrew Luck. Now he's down in Tampa with Tom Brady and that entire coaching staff. He said at the end, Super Bowl week, he said, I wish we had like 8 more weeks, right? Like we're just starting to get it. Like we're just starting to understand the offense. And it was very obvious in the playoffs. It wasn't just the offense that was starting to click. And after that bye week that they had where they changed some things, and I think Tom kind of had a little bit more assertion on what he wanted to do. And I think he and Bruce came together on that, which is a smart move by everybody. But they feel like they're only going to get better and better. In the defensive side of the ball, in the playoffs, they became a defense that everybody was like, oh, goddamn, those boys are flying around. All coordinators are back. Bowles is back. BA's back. Leftwich, Byron Leftwich is back. The Goodies back. Everybody is back. Coach A.Q. Shipley's back.
Yeah.
Everybody's back again. And you have to assume that Tom Brady ain't going to let anybody get complacent. Tom Brady's not going to be like, oh, we won, let's have the Super Bowl hangover. Now, I'm not saying that he's not the only quarterback that would do that, okay? I don't think that's the case. But I think Tom Brady at this point, he's about collecting rings. So BA's already said, oh, I'm going to beat shit out of them whenever they get back to training camp or whatever. I don't think there's going to be any complacency. I think you got a lot of pros down there. I think there's a chance we see a real run out of this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, especially in the NFC South that has become a bit of a question mark now that old Drew Brees is gone, and also 10 other players from the Saints had to be cut because of the salary cap issue. What's going on in Atlanta? Literally nobody knows. Nope. Nobody has a clue. Carolina, they got Darnold, but do they? So it feels like what Tom Brady did in the AFC East, he's about to potentially do in the NFC South. And how long is that going to be for? And how long will they be able to keep all of their talent? I don't know how the fuck they signed Gronk.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, Fournette, Antonio Brown, Tom Brady, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate,
Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones, Giovanni Bernard. Okay, that's skill positions. Okay, on the
Scooty.
offense. And Scott Miller.
Yeah.
Scotty Miller. Okay, that's 11. That's a starting 11 just at skill positions that are probably all worth amount of money that you would never think could keep. And then you go to the defensive side of the ball. And Ndamukong Suh just re-signed back in there after his best year. Vita Vea, I believe, had something. They have an entire squad down there in Tampa that if they can somehow continue to stack years, and Mike Greenberg, their salary cap guru, can continue to just kick the can down the road, we'll deal with this whenever, Google, Apple, Netflix, and Amazon are the ones bidding on games.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, maybe $250 billion somehow, or at some point they'll sign like a 20-year deal or whatever with the way money's going with streaming in this particular. So I just feel like they're going to be able to do it. And you have to ask yourself, how many Super Bowls are these sons of bitches going to win down in Tampa? That's our poll for today. Zito, if you could please read that. I would like to see the early indications of what the fans are thinking, because I'm not saying Antonio Brown was a make or break for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I think adding Antonio Brown to that team, you have to think to yourself, these motherfuckers are going to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to do it
doesn't
again.
hurt.
Last year, COVID protocol, couldn't even be in the same locker room with each other. They didn't know each other. You couldn't eat together. You couldn't really have anything. Tom Brady went in there, and Peyton Manning told us that on our Super Bowl Spectacular. He said that what Tom has been able to accomplish is very impressive, especially, or more impressive than anything I've ever done. Without the ability to hang around people, without the ability to build the team chemistry or anything like that. They went to the high school, I guess, but still, it kind of, no preseason games, no nothing. Now they have an entire season behind them. They've been through their lumps. They've experienced things together. They're back on it. You have to think that they're going to win at least another one down there in Tampa over the next couple of years. That is our poll for today. Zito, what do we have?
How many Super Bowls will the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team win? Last place right now, 4.
at 4%, 3 at 7%. We have 1 at 41% and 2 at 48%.
So 2 Super Bowls has the majority. I think that is the smart, like, they're definitely going to win another one.
Go grab another.
Yeah, they're going to get another. Is it this year or is it the year after that? Maybe it's even the year after that with what they've been able to do contract-wise. They might be able to kick Tom's salary 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
Will Tom be able to play for 4 years? I mean, the TB12 business model is to say, hey, become the best version of you. He is proving that he's better than he's ever been at this point, looks in better shape than he's ever looked. And there's a guy, Bland, I think, played till he's 49 or something like that. So wouldn't it be good for the TB12 life thing to say, hey, this is how you become a superhuman if you become the oldest, greatest player of all time in the biggest league of all time? Maybe. I've never talked to him. Legitimately, I've never talked to him. But if I'm a businessman thinking of the TB12 thing, you should want to be the greatest, the oldest, the everything.
Yeah.
And by the way, if that happens, not that I'm not bought in now. All right, and I should be TB12ing already. I think we all should be. This is kind of like Powerball, where people won't play until it's like 800 million or something like that.
Yep.
Like 70 million isn't enough to
Come on.
change your entire life. Okay, $1 or $2 now to 70 million, pretty good pot odds there. But it's not until it's like 600, 700, 900 where people are like, oh, I'm going to play now.
Yep.
I'm going to play now. And that's why you see the big jumps there at the end. Like, we should be respecting the TB12 thing now. But if he was to become a 50-year-old fucking quarterback and winning, it'd be like, all right, I guess I'm in on the pliability.
Yeah,
how do I go ahead? What are these immunity pills you got selling down there?
Doesn't matter.
I need all this shit.
Yeah, give me 'em.
What's the
I'll take
avocado
'em.
ice cream? I'll fucking eat it right now. So I'm very impressed with what Tampa Bay's been able to do, especially in the salary cap era. I have no idea how they've been able to do it. No news on the front of Aaron Rodgers other than the foreseeable future stuff, Ty. But whenever you're Aaron, if you're Aaron, and I'm not saying I have no idea. This once again. Have not talked to Aaron since the last time he was on this show.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Aaron, you see Tampa doing this with Antonio Brown coming back, costing $3 million. Antonio Brown, obviously, unbelievable talent. Both, if he wanted to get in the punt return game, he's not. But whatever the case, he's going to start wherever the hell he goes. That's what Antonio Brown's going to do. Although he wasn't team starter last year, I guess, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But you get it. The thought of being a quarterback, looking around and seeing like, oh, Tom's getting this, and this, especially after all these OG quarterbacks are like, the only thing that matters in this draft is the organization and the team they're going to. You have to think there has to be some envy coming from other quarterbacks for what's going on in Tampa Bay, Kansas City, and other places like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see, because it almost does feel like this might be the year where the Packers do take a receiver. Like a lot of the stuff I've been reading is saying they might be interested in trading up to get one of their guys. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not only that they got everyone back, but then they like still added. You know, it's not just like they re-signed everyone, but then they still got a couple of these other guys who, like, you know, the Packers could have had interest in to help Rodgers out. And it's like, well, shit. You know, I mean, the Bucs weren't supposed to have any money. You guys don't have any money. Like, how are they the ones that are ended up getting the deal done?
I'm fascinated by how all these deals work long term. Because it feels like it is, and we've hammered this home, and it's getting annoying for me to say, so I would assume it's annoying to listen to, but there's going to be 2 very different teams. There's going to be 2 styles of team creation that's going to happen. It started with the Rams a little bit, you know, when they had Goff and they started bringing in, Ndamukong Suh was a part of that, Aqib Talib was a part of that. They started signing everybody to the biggest deals of all time. They were bringing in a bunch of talent around Jared Goff because they had a cheaper quarterback in Jared Goff's rookie contract. Then they paid Jared Goff, they paid everybody, and all of a sudden it all kind of went to shit. So they obviously get rid of Goff. They bring in Stafford. They save money bringing in Stafford, although they had to pay for some of Goff's dead cap space. But the super team idea with the OGs, you're going to start seeing. I bet every warm climate team is starting to think. Like if I'm Miami, listen, I know Miami is not doing this. This is not what they're in. But let's say this particular regime does not work in Miami for whatever reason. I'm not saying B-Flow is not going to work or is going to work. Who knows how that'll think. But they should think down the road, if they do ever have a regime change, like people would love to retire down here in Miami. Yeah. We can get older players down here. We can get guys that have been there, done that with the entire league. You got no state tax down here. It's beautiful. It's warm. We can collect. We can become a goat farm, like what Tampa's basically doing, what Kansas City's trying to do. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be that type of idea, and then there's going to be teams that are like, all right, we're going to build young
through the draft.
We're not going to be able to probably get guys to want to come ring chase with us, which is basically what all those teams. Tampa Bay is a ring chasing place.
Yep.
People are going to say, okay, I want to go get a ring. I'm going to Tampa. I'm going to Kansas City, which, by the way, shout out to Kansas City making that happen in the middle of the map. incredible barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Does get cold as fuck.
Freezing.
But Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, quite a destination for people to go to. I wonder what teams are going to pick and choose to do what. Look at fucking New England.
Yeah.
New England's like, all right, listen, we're gonna go. We tried. We've done that whole thing. Didn't work. We're gonna acquire talent. That's what we're gonna do. I wonder who's gonna do that. Who's not gonna do that. That'll be fascinating to see. And what's more successful? Is it the proven OGs that are somehow taking pay cuts but also getting paid in the back end somehow that'll continue to win, or will it be the teams that build through the draft and kind of go young and can't necessarily get the big time free agents to come to town? What do you think?
Well, even like a team like the Chargers, like they have their quarterback in Herbert, so it's like, hey, if we know we have this guy for the next X amount of years, like we're in LA, same deal, brand new stadium, like who's to say they won't do it as well?
And that defense is very good. Herbert's going to be very good. Austin Eckler was on Le Batard's show. Congrats to Le Batard once again, by the way. That was massive deal yesterday. Massive deal. Good for Dan Le Batard.
Awesome.
But Austin Eckler was on there. He said the first time he saw Phil Rivers with his kids, he thought it was a meet and greet.
Yeah.
Fucking hysterical line. That's one of my favorite things I've ever heard in my entire life, though. I thought it was like a meet and greet situation. It turns out it was just his kids or whatever. It's like, okay, Austin Eckler, another stud in there. They have Keenan Allen, right?
Yep.
Wide receiver.
Mike Williams.
They lose Hunter Henry, though, which is a big deal. Now he goes to New England. But there's going to be some teams that are going to be very good that are maybe 1 to 2 players you think away, 1 injury away. Because injuries happen in the NFL, and it is a bummer. Listen, it is not good. I seen Peyton get hurt, and we almost lost every fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
We were undefeated until we chose to lose. 2 years later, Peyton gets hurt. We almost went completely defeated until Dan Orlovsky came through.
Boy, Denny.
Dan won us 2 games there at the end, almost lost us Andrew Luck. But then you look like Andrew Luck gets injuries at vital positions are a killer. Like that is just something that happens. But I feel like the way you prepare for that is you just get depth.
Yeah.
You get massive amounts of depth at positions that if you lose, you're dead. Weapons, I think, are some of the. I think you lose a dynamic playmaker, everybody else feels it. Now, Cleveland Browns lost Odell, and their offense kind of hit a rhythm.
Yeah.
And Baker came out and said that that's because they're in bye week and they were learning the offense and things or something like that. It's an absurd thought for people to think that Odell Beckham is not going to help that Browns offense next year. It's like, well, I mean, it's absurd now. I hope Odell comes in there and crushes it. But aside from that, if somebody gets hurt, you kind of get fucked. And now if your quarterback gets hurt, you're in trouble, regardless.
No matter what.
But when you're stocking up on these dynamic players, I mean, you're looking out for your future self whenever you inevitably run into an injury bug that's going to hurt you. And it's like, we would have won a Super Bowl if it wasn't for this. It's like, well, you could have stocked up on that, though. Yeah. That seems to be what everybody else is doing.
Tampa Bay had you just mentioned it. Tampa Bay has 12 guys at the skill positions that they can interchange.
Ronald Jones got hurt.
Yeah.
Hell of a running back. Ronald Jones got hurt. Leonard Fournette came. Playoff Lenny was birthed from that. Whenever stud running back Ronald Jones, and they had Leonard Fournette was playing, but he wasn't playing as good as he had played. When Ronald Jones got hurt and Leonard Fournette was told, like, hey, you're the guy now, it was a whole new, here you go. But that's the type of injury that their offense could have got affected by if you go to a non-Leonard Fournette player.
Right. Evans got hurt late in the season there. They were worried he was going to even play in that playoff game against Washington, and Godwin steps up.
Gronk. I mean,
it's fine.
It never is. It's one of those things where one of those injuries could have been catastrophic and could have been what would have been. Like, we could have won if it wasn't for this. Those teams are like, no, if they get hurt,
no.
Hey, thank you for your run. Go, take 2-3 weeks, take a breather because we're going to need you because old buddy's about to get all these. Oh, yeah, he's an all-pro as well, by the way.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see the ideals behind it because I think there's going to be some people who, old school, they came up through the scouting, like drafting is the big deal. And listen, drafting is a big deal, okay? I think you have to hit on some draft picks to continue to build your team and undrafted free agents and all that shit. I think it's a big deal. But I think it's going to become a situation where the people that are building upon that have to be very, very patient. In the world that we live in, will they be able to be patient enough? That's like for the New York Jets, Zach Wilson, that's going to be a very young team. Will the Jets fans in media and everything over there be patient with them growing? I doubt it.
No way.
Probably not.
I doubt it. Like Bob Salah is loved right now, right? Everybody loves Bob. Everybody loves Joe Douglas. Steve Young on Mark Sanchez's Fourth and Forever Adventure series.
Yeah, Fourth and Forever series.
Fourth and Forever series. It's on a YouTube. It is on a YouTube.
Fourth and Forever.
Fourth and Forever's YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that the number 4 or is it spelled out?
Number 4, TH, the and symbol, forever.
And he talked to Steve Young about, I think, Zach Wilson and everything like that. And he was sitting in a desert, I think. It felt like he was
Arizona or
sitting in the
something.
middle of a desert. It was a pretty good little backdrop there.
Nice. Cool pool.
Yeah, very cool pool back. A little mountain, too, I think I saw in the back there. Steve Young said something about basically like if Joe Douglas is saying something like, he means it or something like that.
Yeah.
So what the fuck does that mean? Is Joe Douglas just known for like Joe Douglas is just a stern but fair
Oh,
guy?
yeah.
If he says
knows.
it, he means it.
Okay.
No bullshit.
That's what that Sanchez Steve Young conversation, very good. I would definitely listen to it, Fourth and Forever. No, I haven't, but I should, is what I'm saying.
You're going to.
I'm going to listen to it. We're hopping on a plane here to head down to the FanDuel Beach House. I'll probably watch him on there. I think he also sat down with Ryan Day and Justin Fields and went through some film and stuff like that. It's a very good series. Like, pumped that Sanchez did that. But it is an interesting thought that, well, Zach Wilson, just like Sam Darnold, and who knows what Sam Darnold's going to be. Mm-hmm. But will he ever really get a chance if they stink? Because we're in an instant gratification society now, and it's much different than it used to be. And in New York, I guess it's always been this way because there's always been a lot of eyes on them. But across the entire NFL, it's starting to happen. If you stink right now, you're going to hear about it on social media. You're going to have to feel your fans' actual wrath.
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance they're going to be booing and boycotting if you seem like you stink. I mean, that has happened to ownerships. So I feel like that. And I wrote about it in 2017, maybe, in my notes section. I feel like if you don't get hot early, you're never really going to get the chance that you have. And that could be very detrimental to some of these young teams that want to kind of do an upstart through the draft, as opposed to the OGs that kind of all mingle and migrate to a place. It's like these guys have all figured out how to play football. That's why they've been in the NFL long enough. They figured out how to make it in the NFL. And when they start gathering, I'm always going to think that that team is going to beat the fuck out of the young team.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have always, just from watching, older players who, like, here we go. And Gary Brackett does not deserve this. Okay? Gary Brackett does not deserve this.
He's awesome.
Gary Brackett, incredibly cool dude.
Love Gary.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. He's been very nice to me. Like, I love Gary Brackett. But when I saw Gary Brackett, if I had an uncle that was black, it would look exactly like Gary Brackett. Like, he's built like Connor, right? He's built like Boston Connor. Like, same size, right? There's nothing really, like, you look at him, you're just like, that is just
regular dude.
That's a businessman. That is a regular ass dude.
Yeah.
But he was so smart. He knew the game inside and out. He knew tendencies. He knew everything. He could hit. Obviously, he's incredibly tough and everything like that. But if you were to have Gary play against a bunch of young players, and I saw it in practice and I saw it in the game, Gary was going to win. Like, that's just, Gary was smarter than you were. He's been around. He knows how this game works. He knows that. Now, granted, he got, okay? But what I'm saying is, when you get the OGs and you get them all together, the amount of football knowledge that is in there, and NFL knowledge that is much different than college football or anything like that, it is just, I tend to believe that that's going to be the way to win.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be a lot of teams, fans, that are just going to be sitting on the sideline watching those teams make those plays and utilize the salary cap and try to do that whole thing. And that's why, if I ever talk Chris Ballard, I'm going to say, why the fuck is Julio Jones not in Indianapolis?
Mm-hmm. And Sanchez said it about Sam Darnold. He was like, look, hey, this guy's going to go 3-and-out and get booed out of the stadium and never have a real chance. Like, if Zach Wilson and the Jets start out 0-2, 0-3, he's going to get eviscerated.
No, I don't know. See, I think they'll let him one season.
Okay,
like I think
17 games.
Just, I don't know the Jets fans as well as Jet fans who are probably watching this, but I think they would be understanding for one season.
Yeah.
Okay, new head coach, new quarterback. We've stunk, okay? I think they would be. That second year, though, if things started to get bad, I believe it would be, okay, we ain't fucking doing it again. Fireman Ed's going to quit again. I mean, I feel like that is how it'll go. But in your second year, are you anywhere near where you're potentially going to be? Imagine if Buffalo just quit on Josh Allen like 2 games into the second year and put in a backup, which could potentially happen if fans would have won apeshit. Not that Bills Mafia is not very loyal, but I'm just saying if they were calling for it, because Josh's first year was not impressive.
No.
Okay, Josh Allen looked like a rookie quarterback, and he looked like a guy who, had all the talent in the world, but this doesn't seem like this league's going to be for him. Then in the offseason, come back for year 2, he looked much better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but he did not look like an elite quarterback still. He was a second-year quarterback. Then he came back for his third year, and I was like, holy fuck, here we go. This guy is a player. Like, if he's in other cities other than Buffalo, does that happen? I'm not 100% sure, and it's like, it's kind of, It's going to be interesting to watch how this whole thing fucking pans out for these teams.
Well, and to Dilfer's point from yesterday too, like how much more that heats up if Mac Jones or Justin Fields or whoever goes into San Francisco and they start playing pretty, or the team's winning and they're playing okay, then it's like, okay, well, look at these guys, they're out here performing, and Zach Wilson, obviously he's got a young team, doesn't have the same chance, like they stink. I mean, the odds might just be like stacked against you with who else is going behind you in the draft class too.
Hey, you know how this doesn't happen? You go out and fucking win.
That's
dude.
right. That's all that matters.
But if Fields and Lance and Mac Jones do better than Zach Wilson, they're going to burn the city down.
Oh, those headlines are going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's,
Zach a shit. What if
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
a good one.
Yeah, I hope that. I don't know.
We'll have to remember that.
Yeah, we'll see if that one makes a play or whatever. And Zach doesn't deserve that, by the way.
No.
Hey, Zach, you don't deserve whatever happens if you don't play incredible football early. And, because different quarterbacks take time. I think Peyton Manning went through the most interceptions in the history of the NFL or something like his rookie year or whatever. And then obviously he continued to get better and better and better and better. And now a Mount Rushmore guy. So it's like, those days are gone, though, it feels like.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
If one of those quarterbacks ends up in New England and they do well in New England in the division where Zach Wilson is, it's just going to be amplified even more.
Especially with them talking about trading up and potentially getting Justin Fields allegedly now. There's a lot of smoke around that the Patriots are going to go get Justin Fields if he falls at all.
Well, they already said they've laid the groundwork for the Panthers at 8. So if there are no trade ups between picks 4 and 7, then you assume hopefully the Patriots go up to 8 and get their guy. We'll see.
Okay, so we're going to let everybody know that we made the decision this morning for the Draft Spectacular that for the first 10 picks, we will not be watching the draft. Mm-hmm. The decisions made with the draft picks will be popping up on the screen to us as the viewers are watching along. So we might be 5 to 10 seconds behind. So if something absurd happens and you're not watching, know that there's probably about to be a fucking uproar.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Both in Indianapolis and at the house down in Tampa Bay. So I think that was a good decision. I don't think we can do it for all 32 because, if somebody's falling in the green room or something like that, we're going to have to watch, going to have that. There's potential other drama that could happen. But for those first 10 picks, anything can happen out there. And whenever I say anything, I mean absolutely anything, including $20,000 being given away by me and AJ. Yeah. So we'll see how that whole thing pans out. We're doing the 20K top 10 Pat Hawk mock, and it is $10,000 for charity, $10,000 to the viewers, the commenters, and FanDuel has already got us going on and doing our thing. It's broken.
Oh, jeez. It froze?
I'm on Nick's computer again. Nick, you got to get off the...
Oh, no.
Nick, you got to go.
My mama told me
One day I love that you would only...
Don't leave me lonely.
That's
all I got. There it is. Yeah, there it is.
Nick Mangold will be joining us at 1:05 Eastern Standard Time alongside AJ Hawk.
Here we go.
Talked to AJ last night.
What do you have to say?
Yeah.
Daddy daycare night out there.
Ah.
Wife was, I don't know where the wife was, basically there or something. So he was watching the kids. Axel came over.
Ooh.
Axel is his long-haired child who I guess is a bit of a wild child.
Uh-huh.
His name's Axel, so.
Plays electric guitar.
Yeah, probably.
He just walks around all the time.
I'd assume he did not last night when I saw him, but I'd assume.
He probably put it down for a second.
Yeah, I put it for a second for the phone call. It was very nice. So AJ turned me to Axel in the FaceTime, and he punched the thing.
Oh, wow.
So Axel punched me in the face last night.
Axel.
Because I was holding it so close, I was like, Axel, what the hell's going on? And then an overhand right came right at it, and AJ almost dropped the phone. He's like, whoa, buddy. And then as he flipped it back, you could see the camera shaking because Axel was hitting me with a combo.
Ooh.
I think he's 3 years old.
Axel plays no games.
No, okay.
I don't know why. In my head, I just imagine he looks like Boogs. Rick Boogs.
No, he looks like AJ, but
Just mini?
yeah, just with long hair.
Yeah.
Long hair. That kid.
He's gonna be a specimen.
Get that guy a
gonna be a
cowboy
problem.
collar.
As he was hitting me, by the way, I started dodging. And I was like, hey, Axel, you call Uncle Pat in about 15 years when you want to fucking learn some stuff. And he goes, okay. AJ laughs, obviously. It was That family.
Oh.
Imagine just the big Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
You know, when the Brady Quinns come in.
Yeah, they need an E-show.
Oh, my God.
Get them on there.
Axel would steal the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we got to get to a break. 4 minutes, and we're back on the other side. Give us a call. We got to wait for that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's the part about being shuzzed, you know? This glass is still broke.
Looks good, though. You couldn't even tell.
No glare anymore.
No?
Oh, sweet. Did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Looks better.
Broken up on purpose.
Can't believe we did that.
For the viewers.
Well, for those that don't know, I have this my Tostitos Fiesta Bowl jersey, game worn.
Good shit.
Game worn.
Whoa.
Game worn.
Whoa.
Beat Oklahoma there.
Is that 1 of 1?
I think I had an 89-yard average on like 6 punts.
Oh, that's right. You hold the record.
Yeah, still the record.
Uh-huh.
Those balls were fucking flying. Yeah. I did miss a field goal and get one blocked in that game, but hit 2 others.
Still won.
Still won. Hey, we didn't need it. Didn't need them.
You knew it.
I broke the glass because Stone Cold Steve Austin came on.
Yeah.
I wanted to be
Authentic.
and we can't just play his song. So as Stone Cold Steve Austin was coming on, I just kind of punched that.
Yeah.
And now we have to kind of deal with the lingering effects of it, but it actually worked out for the
Looks
better.
good, yeah.
I didn't bump into it and fall and shatter all over the place.
No.
That's not what happened.
Nope.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes with your phone calls. 1-833-4-McAfee. Yeah, we'll answer your calls. It is working. People are leaving voicemails. We actually have a voicemail of the day we're going to put out.
Okay.
I think people have used the voicemail option at 1-833-4-McAfee as a potential stage for them to perform. We have over 600, I believe, voicemails in there.
It was rough to get through. Yeah.
There's 600 voicemails in there. Zito clicked on a random one. Guy brought it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So we're going to continue to do that. So give us a call. We'll chat with you on the other side. It's Wednesday, April 28th, 2021, The Pat McAfee Show.
Yeah, guys, 2 things. One, we need to send Big Ben an offer so he could bop his baloney and become the MVP. We need Billy Tooze to teach him how to use it, what websites are the best capable. Number 2, listen, as a Steelers fan, we need to take Brett Michaels out behind the shed and do what we got to do because we don't need him beating his chest and all that bullshit. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Here we go, Steelers, here we go.
Now comes the time that I've been thinking about for my entire life. It's time to meet Vince McMahon.
Vince was not there.
Vince wasn't there. I know, this is a big deal.
Vince was not there last Friday. Everything could be differently here in the next week or so.
This will be my first Friday with Vince McMahon. And all anybody was saying is, can't wait to hear what he becomes whenever Vince is in his ear, when Vince is in his ear or whatever.
I think we now have to pretend that night 1 never even happened.
Is the MCDC name tag then? Because it's a long time. ACDC. Do you hate it? Do you love it? I feel like we potentially offended you after finding out you're a diehard Metallica guy and we call you MCDC.
No. Listen, I love classic rock as well. So. I don't strike you as a numbers guy.
Yeah, whenever I heard you, I was just like, you know what? I'm not 100% sure this guy is just going to be listening strictly to the analytics guy. I just kind of a feel I had.
I got through addition and subtraction. Look, the alpha comment was really, I wasn't directing that just at myself. I was saying that's Brad too. Brad's an alpha. That's our coaching staff. I mean, let me say this about our coaching staff. One of the reasons I made the hires that I did with these guys, I know you'll probably end up asking this, was because just coming out of this COVID, I wanted to make sure we had more flexibility with the roster. And if these coaches need to play maybe a couple of games. So, not everybody's thinking that way.
All right, it seems like every 3-4 years the Lions get a new head coach. It seems like the rebuilding process has been happening my entire life. 26 years old and I've never seen a playoff win for the Detroit Lions. So I want to know how you and your coaching staff plans to make this one different.
Yeah, look, first of all, I think I love Foxy, man. I tell you what, I love the optimism that he brings. Look, I would say this, to me, the short answer is Sheila Ford Ham. If you want hope, she's the one who's bringing the hope. Because put serious thought into this as I was hiring my staff. I was thinking about hiring you to see if you would like to be, our special teams coach. And then I thought, you know what, I know you doing this radio, it softened you up a little bit. I chose not to. All right, I hate to say that, Pat. But, I needed to just let that be known.
Well, I want to let you know, true alphas know when to hang them up. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Campbell.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show. It is Wednesday, April 28th. And boys, I just want to ask you one question that has maybe 55 different answers to it.
Okay. What's that?
What's your favorite part of your bird dog shorts or pants?
Feel.
The comfortability. Yeah.
The comfortability?
Yeah.
The feel. Feel and the comfortability.
Yeah. The travelability.
The travelability
The
as well.
versatility.
Maneuverability.
The maneuverability. You're right. You're absolutely
ballability.
right.
Stretchability.
You're right. The aura ability.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause you just
Style
feel better.
ability.
Style ability. There's a lot of abilities there with the bird dogs in there.
Yeah. Too many.
Yeah. The breathable ability.
I do think the
Yep.
the breathability. I think that is something that's very important. But what bird dogs did is they redid the built-in underwear. Because old school bathing suits, and young kids might not know this, but back in the day they had built-in underwear in bathing suits, and it was these like fishing net basically that they threw out. You see them on Deadliest Catch with the crabs.
Yep.
They throw those nets out there and then they pull them back in. That's basically what they put in shorts, and we're like, yeah, people will be okay with that. They got to deal with it. It's bathing suit. Fuck them. That's basically what they said. The bird dogs people were like, can we change this around a little bit? They crafted the greatest built-in underwear that the world has ever felt. It goes all the way down to the middle of your thigh. It's not a net that's holding your balls hostage at all. It is incredibly soft and it moves with you. They only had shorts for a long time, but then they stole Lululemon's designer and said, we want to make pants as well with ours and your shit. Let's go ahead and do it. Now they got shirts and pants that are the most comfortable, most diverse, the widest range of shit you could do in pants and shorts that you could ever imagine. You can golf.
Yeah.
You can go to a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
You could sleep.
Yeah.
You can work out.
Sure.
You can do whatever you need to do in these shirts.
Jump in the pool.
They look good. They feel good. They are good. And if you go to birddogs.com right now and enter promo code Pat, they'll throw in a free pair of Bird Dogs rubber ventilated shoes. Ooh. Oh. Still got more. I guess we haven't sold out of these yet. We were first on nunchucks, then a charcuterie board, then a hat. Now we're on the rubber clogs. Okay.
Yeah.
They look and feel very similar to something called Crocs, but due to, I assume, a lot of legal issues, they cannot call that. So they are rubber clogs. When you go to birddogs.com, promo code Pat, they'll throw in a free pair of rubber ventilated shoes. Shout out Bird Dogs.
Let's go.
Love it.
Urban Meyer was allegedly deciding between Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Justin Fields for the number one pick. Very fascinating that he, in numerous conversations with Mr. Shad Khan down there, whenever he was just a liaison or a consultant for Shad Khan, prior to him getting the head coaching job at Jacksonville, Shad Khan used him as a sounding board for decisions, I guess. We did not know this until very recently here. I guess this is something that has been brewing over their relationship in the Big Ten. Whenever he was, I guess Shad Khan graduated from Illinois. I think there is an entire building that he donated there. His wife donated there as well.
Would make sense.
The whole thing. He said in the Big Ten, he got to know Urban Meyer. He always enjoyed his mind for football, and then he was asking him questions, and then one thing led to another. He became the fucking head coach, just like the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, bingo.
Full Metal Jacket drill sergeant was supposed to come in and teach the actor how to be a drill sergeant. They said we should just get this guy instead.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer was talking to Shad Khan about decisions he was supposed to make at a coaching position, and they both just said, why don't you just hire me instead? So now there's new buildings, there's new everything, there's all this shit. And allegedly in that feeling out process, while he was still a consultant, he told Shad Khan that, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is an absolute stud, but you should also maybe check out that Zach Wilson kid. He likes him, he said, that Shad Khan said. So now it's coming out that when Urban Meyer got the gig, he checked out Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Justin Fields. Now, is he saying that to potentially give a positive spin for Justin Fields, who's an Ohio State guy, who for some reason, and listen, we don't like it that it happened.
No.
But his name has been tarnished a bit during this entire draft process. A lot of people think they're trying to bury him. Did Urban Meyer come out and say, he's a good player? What are we even talking about? I had him potentially being number one, but Trevor Lawrence is the outright number one overall. So that was just a fascinating little tidbit that kind of got leaked that we learned a little bit about the entire process there. I assume this will continue to happen over the next couple of years when players pan out or don't pan out. They'll be like, well, we wanted, remember the Chicago Bears? Allegedly, a lot of people in their building were told that they were not drafting Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
They had pretty high up people were leaking that information to either Pelissero or Rappaport.
Daniel Jeremiah.
And then Daniel Jeremiah on the draft night was on TV and he was like, the Bears are not going to draft Mitchell Trubisky or whatever. And then all of a sudden they draft Mitchell Trubisky and he looks like an absolute stooge because one person came in and made a decision that nobody else knew about in the entire building. I guess that's draft night, but that type of shit we'll find out as we go. Justin Fields is maybe the number one overall. Nobody even know that could potentially happen or was almost about to happen until whatever happened in Urban Meyer's film study.
Well, and that's why you have to think like somebody out there is just releasing some sort of garbage on Justin Fields just so he could possibly drop, because that isn't even a conversation at 3, I feel like, anymore. I feel like it's Jones or Lance over there.
Bee's back.
There's a bee in the studio.
Oh, yeah, that thing
I was
massive.
certain that thing died last night. No,
it's been here?
Yeah, it was in here yesterday.
Where's the queen? We got to find the queen.
I think that is the queen.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the queen, what we got to do, I've seen this on a bee trapping show. You got to get the queen into something, and then they'll all just follow it to the queen. Then you trap them, and then you throw them out in the public.
Toss a flashbang out.
Yeah, you get them out of the house and get them out in the public.
Yeah, I'll put wings on. I'll pretend I'm the queen.
Well, see, the thing about the bumblebee that we're seeing here is scientifically, the bumblebee should not be able to fly.
That's right.
Really?
Its wings are way too small for the size of its body. Isn't that right?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Pat.
So tonight, a lot of people are saying we shouldn't be able to do something. People have been telling the bumblebee its entire life it shouldn't be able to fly. And guess what that bumblebee does, Coach Lou Holtz?
It flies. And guess what, Pat? I'm glad you remember this story because I don't remember any of the words to it. So
I forget when Dr. Lou Holtz was doing the pregame speeches on ESPN. Mm-hmm. It was always they would always run it. We normally played either Thursday or Saturday. We had some Saturday night games, but I don't think we had a lot. For whatever reason, I saw the Lou Holtz thing every single week. I don't know when they ran it. It might have been in the morning, actually, while I was in a hotel. He ran it. I watched it every single week. Oh, my God. He did a newspaper trick. All right.
Get him, Tony.
That baby Tone.
Right.
Thank you, Tone.
Okay. Thank you, Tone.
You guys need help?
Yeah, Tone, there's a queen bee flying around right where you should be sitting here in about 15, 20 minutes. Are you coming in 15, 20 minutes, or you got bees to tackle? What do you got going on?
Well, I think I might need an extra half hour today. Had a losing day.
Whoa! Whoa! You're a loser now all of a sudden?
I will fucking kill that bee if I have to.
I appreciate it. I think you're going to need something for your hands, too. That might be the most important part.
Your neck is also exposed.
Very exposed. This is a queen bee. This is not just this ain't juju bees.
No, it's not just a queen bee. That's a queen bee that ate the entire hive.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Diggs. We thought the bee suit was going to be just a one-time gimmick whenever he got into it with the juju bees.
Here we are.
Here we are. We got a queen bee flying through the studio.
Thing's massive.
But is Bill Belichick the one trying to bury Justin Fields?
If I had to guess, yeah, just because people seem to be listening for some reason that he isn't good. Like I mentioned it earlier, but it's like, why isn't he even a conversation at 3 anymore?
Yeah, what happened? Mac Jones is the guy. Trey Lance. It's either Mac or Trey Lance. Yeah. By the way, I watched a Trey Lance high school highlight this morning.
Man, come on.
It was awesome.
He can do
what the fuck happened? Why is that guy not? Listen, I don't know anything about the dude. All right, North Dakota State. Sorry, didn't watch enough games. I'm a South Dakota State guy. Go big, go blue, go Jacks.
That's right.
Okay, got the Dakota marker back, too. Fucking suck it, North Dakota. I didn't deserve that. I like North Dakota. Okay, we got Carson Wentz here in town.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope there's North. You didn't deserve that. It's just, whatever. I didn't watch Trey Lance enough. I didn't know Trey Lance existed until there was going to be a showcase game made for him, because the conversation was like, well, with all these quarterbacks that are going to potentially come out and they don't have a season, how are they going to be able to showcase? They'll be able to go. Who's going to be the number one quarterback? And then as we go through, like, okay, the SEC, they're playing. Then the Big Ten wasn't playing for a long time, kind of fucked Justin Fields. Justin Fields is part of bringing him back. They're playing now. And then all of a sudden, news like Trey Lance, quarterback for North Dakota State, will have a showcase game since their season was canceled. I'm like, who the fuck is Trey Lance?
Why?
Okay, I had no idea why. Trey Lance, okay, awesome. Can't wait to see it. The game, I think he had like 14 rushes or something like. I think he dominated on the ground, didn't throw as much. So the showcase game was kind of a dud or whatever. Not his fault, by the way. His team was playing only one game, so I'm assuming it's not easy to get good chemistry going for whatever reason in one game. But now that I'm learning more and more about this guy, out of Marshall, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted him to go play another position. He was on with Rich Eisen yesterday. I love the conversation. He had some Ivy League schools looking at him, some other schools looking at him, some FBS schools looking at him. He said, did I want to go to a place that was happy to get to a bowl game or to a place that wanted to win national championships where every game matters? I kind of decided to do that, and they wanted me to play quarterback, so it was like, let's go do this thing. Everything he's saying, and the more and more, that high school film I watched, unbelievable.
I mean, the passes, one thing, you see him playing like fucking safety or linebacker, and he comes up, closes on that guy.
He blows a guy up. He blocks a kick. It felt like in one game, this dude potentially blocked a kick, had an interception, hit somebody, ran for a tutter, threw for a tutter, and I wonder if he kicked a field goal.
He might have.
This dude is. It's a shame that colleges fucked this one up. We should have been able to see this guy. I feel like we should have been able to watch this guy in primetime college football, but he kind of slipped through the cracks, which means he slipped out of my sphere.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like that. He's awesome. So I think he has potentially had a skyrocket, which is, I think, who Shanahan was probably referring to as maybe skyrocketing. Like, we thought we had one, then now we do this thing. And maybe he thought it was Justin Fields, and then he meets Trey Lance, and he was like, wait a minute.
He's now, only 22.
And potential can get your ass fired or whatever. Yeah. But also, I think the more and more I see and hear from Trey Lance, which is what everybody's saying, it's like his potential is one that can maybe get you like excited about what could happen. And with the Jimmy G stuff that initially came out about he's still a part of their plans and blah, 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 and somebody that might develop. He's not $23 million. I mean, maybe he will be. Maybe they will pay him $23 million to be a mentor to whatever young quarterback. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure if they will or not. But Trey Lance, the more and more I learned, the guy's unbelievable. But you're right, Justin Fields has completely fallen out of that conversation.
Yeah, well, and if Mac Jones does go 3, then you have Lance and Fields, and it's kind of like either way, you're kind of winning. But do you think there's a chance Jimmy G might get traded to a team after the draft who doesn't get a quarterback in the first round? Yeah, like maybe. If Denver doesn't get one?
Maybe, and maybe everybody's talk about there's 5 good quarterbacks. Maybe there's only 4 in some people's eyes, maybe 3 in some people's eyes. Yeah. So if they miss out on that, maybe they decide to go get some. I have no idea what's going to happen. Which, by the way, Draft Spectacular is going to be awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's why we're not watching the first 10, so it's just...
Yeah, just live. Yeah. Oh, my God, they didn't trade the Falcons. Like, if the Falcons just take Kyle Pitts at 4 or whatever, and that'll be a shocker, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Atlanta Falcons are playing, some poker, trying to make it look as if they do want to still have the number 4 overall pick, but I think that's going to be a pick that gets moved. Cincinnati, are they going to go offensive lineman to keep Joe alive? Or are they going to go wide receiver that Joe loves so that they can potentially bring that LSU magic back? Maybe, maybe either way. We have no idea. I personally, now Joe Burrow is going to be a great football player, everybody, right? We all agree.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If he survives.
If he survives.
Yeah. That's the biggest question. Like we talked to Mitt earlier. I talked to Mitt earlier about the graphic he made for Hammered Down because 18334 McAfee is live during Hammered Down at 4 o'clock as well. Whenever that's not live or we're not live, it goes right to a voicemail. Feel free to let it eat on the voicemail. Yeah. I don't know if we'll check them all the time, but we at some point will hear what you're saying and maybe put it together as a video. But I just feel like the most important part of something you have to remember. So, like, Mitt made a graphic yesterday to announce the phone number on the show. Couldn't read the number. on the graphic. Okay, graphic looked incredibly dope.
Oh yeah,
looked awesome, but you could barely see the number. Right? It was you could see it, but you could barely see it or whatever. So I asked Mitt, like, hey, what's the most important part of this graphic? Right? The number. Okay, so just make that like. And Mitt has become. He's executive producer of that show. He's an editor. It's unbelievable. But for real, what's the most important part of Joey Burrow? Okay, him being a quarterback. All right, let's go a little bit further. What's going to help if he could stand on his feet? Okay, so that's the most important thing is just keeping him alive. Right? I think that would be. Okay, so you would think Penei Sewell, who's everybody's talking about as being the guy. People are talking about him as if he's like a Quentin Nelson type. Like, hey, this guy is going to be a guy. You got a lock right here. If you're Cincinnati, do you do that to protect Joe, to keep him alive? Or do you go, you know what? We'll put a couple schlubs out there and hope Joe runs around, takes a couple massive shots, but he might be able to connect to Jamar Chase down the. That's why we have no idea what's going to happen on draft night, because both of those answers could very easily happen, and that could change a lot of things that happen immediately afterwards. If Chase is still available, maybe somebody makes a move up to get Chase, or Penei if somebody needs. I mean, there's every decision has like multiple fallouts. And I think that's why it is going to be fucking awesome to watch tomorrow night.
And it seems like damn near everyone we've talked to has said, I mean, Dilfer, said it again yesterday, like the quarterbacks are not getting out of the top 10. So you would assume that if they don't, like however it shakes out, there could be at least 2 teams that are going to trade into the top 10 to get quarterbacks.
That'd be awesome. What if the Patriots do move up there?
They're gonna. I mean, Rossini said it, I think yesterday on Get Up, that they've already laid the groundwork with the Panthers and Gilmore.
What does that mean?
That I think they've already reached out like, hey, what's it going to take? And Gilmore was one of the names she threw out there that might be moved to Carolina, who could afford extending him into next season and beyond if, they want to.
Oh, so you're saying they're already in negotiation?
I think they already have some sort of deal worked out. Yeah.
Really?
But you can't trade up now, because if you trade up now, then someone else will be like, okay, well, we'll throw everything at the, Bengals.
Do I not wish? I mean, we all do. Why are these not recorded? Like, just to hear how this goes down would be unbelievable.
Especially with Bill.
What do you need if Stephon go? You got it. I'm not paying him.
No way.
Matt, you're going to pay him? Is that what you're going to do down there, Matt? You're going to pay Stephon Gilmore? That's on you. That's on me, but that's what you want. And Matt Rule's like, fucking defense player there. Yeah, get him on. Hey, go ahead and get him on down here. Well, I'm going to need something else. Number 7, is that good? Yeah, I'll get a fucking quarterback. Tell everybody. Will you tell everybody that Justin Fields stinks, though? What if that's like a part of the deal? Hey, need you to leak information that Justin Fields stinks, so this draft, because what if Fields gets taken early? You would assume if Bill loves Fields, he won't trade up to 7. So the Panthers don't get Stephon Gilmore either. So what if that is how it works? What if Bill's like, listen, if Fields falls, if Fields falls, you will get Stephon Gilmore and this for that pick. That could potentially happen in this entire NFL thing. We would never know. That's why I wish they fucking recorded it.
Well, and that's why it'd be so interesting if Fields get picks and they still, trade up to get someone else like Lance or Jones because they like him just as much.
Let's go to Pat in Atlanta. What's going on, Pat?
Hey, what's going on?
Just hanging out, man. What do you want to talk about?
2 quick things. Real quick, first, you are phenomenal after the wedding in Atlanta. I was your bartender for the 200 tequila shots. So that was fucking legendary. I thought you were joking when you ordered that, but that was phenomenal.
Thank you. We had a good time. Your bar was fantastic as well, by the way.
So awesome.
Fantastic bar you had down there. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I was not one of the snowy people, so.
You had to work, obviously. I mean, there was a full blizzard down in that city. Yeah, absolutely, Pat. Thank you. It was a great time. You guys did a hell of a night. 2 nights, I think we were down there, actually.
I'm good friends with a bunch of people you were with, so that's why you guys came over. Second thing is,
hilarious crew.
Including that,
a lot of money.
You did such a fucking phenomenal job with Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. I appreciate that. I know Fox is going to back me. Matthew Stafford Monday could be fucking just as unreal.
Okay, Pat. I respect that, especially if Matthew Stafford leaves Detroit and starts doing weekly interviews. Oh my God,
I'm here for it.
I think he'd be very good. I don't think he does much of any of that, though.
No.
I'm not 100% sure. Is Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays happening? Do we know? I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
You haven't heard anything?
I have, but I don't know. Remember?
Okay.
Still not sure.
Okay.
Jeopardy. Who knows what's going to happen with that?
You're right.
Too.
Yeah, he's probably going to retire.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
He's probably going to retire and just do Jeopardy. I don't want to be
Chicago
selfish.
Bears
Yeah,
fan.
I don't wanna be
He's going to be
selfish.
a
In your
Tampa Bay
dreams,
Buccaneer
Zeke.
in 2 years.
I just want to have a good Jeopardy show every night.
Hey, Jeopardy is a good show. LeVar Burton's getting a chance to host.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper's doing it now, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Trivia is going to run strong forever. Who's going to guide it? Will it be Aaron Rodgers or will he remain in the NFL and not be able to do it? Oh, we'll talk about that on the other side. 6-minute break. This is the Pat McAfee Show. But let's talk about what happened directly outside of WrestleMania in the MetLife parking lot.
And this guy tells Zeke, yeah, hey, just follow that car right down that way.
If that awning was literally 6 inches lower, I'm dead.
Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive down there?
So I get a text from Nick that says, call me when you can. And I never get that type of text from Nick, right?
Granted, it's unfortunate that, the boys, the Roadhawks, didn't have their WrestleMania moment. We talked about it earlier. All of us felt like we were in like a trench in World War II. Tell you what, the WWF will be proud. That's a lot of fucking destruction. I thought the entire building was coming down.
The best looking uprights I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive underneath there? I will never forget April 7th.
Ain't nothing Lady Gray can't handle.
Turn left onto 33rd Street.
They said to come to the loading dock. Yeah, they want to set up a shot, so they're going to come out with cameras and show that we're tailgating. Tailgate spot. A U-turn? Is that what he's saying? We'll just do it a U-turn. Want to move up?
And this guy tells Zeke, yeah, hey, just follow that car right down that way. And so we're thinking, okay, no problem.
Backing up.
So Zeke moseys on down this way and just fucking...
God. Jesus Christ. Oh. I think it's stuck. Fuck. I fucking told you guys. Like, come on, dude.
Who told you to go through here?
These guys did.
Nah, you supposed to come through this shot, like right here. I didn't tell you to go through there.
You told me
Yeah, right down this lane here.
Fuck.
It's a club sign.
Come on, guys. Fucking A. I'll be looking out there. Oh, fuck.
So what you just heard was a RV that was clearly too tall for an awning that was hanging over. And Zito was going so fast in that the entire RV ended up under the awning.
Yep.
And it wasn't until they were all the way under that Zito said, "Oh, I think we're stuck." And at that moment, he puts it in reverse and rides back through all of it. And that's what the piercing sound of metal that you heard ripping through.
Fuck, wish we could do. Fucking They're fucking everything up there? The backside fucked too? How's it going, sir?
All right?
Yeah. Yeah, they just keep fucking sending us through here.
sending somebody out. Just hang tight, all right? Did you check the top?
It's destroyed.
Scratched up?
No, like the whole thing is. Oh, fuck.
Yeah?
Like, they're gonna fucking send me fucking through somewhere.
Everybody all right in there?
Yeah.
Stay calm. Yeah, you're right. Stay calm, kid. They told you to go through. What you want to do? Start getting clearance.
I am on the bus with the rest of the WWE roster driving by. There's 2 fire trucks, there's a cop, there's paramedics, there's quite a scene.
Fucking A. How's it going, sir? No, yeah, they sent me through, and I was just like, all right. Yeah.
And we're just rolling by going into the fucking MetLife Stadium, and I get a Corey Graves. Is that your RV?
Yeah, you guys hear about McAfee's guys drove a fucking RV into the arena? Into the arena.
That road to WrestleMania, man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that's the furthest I've ever seen any vehicle get underneath that fucking awning. Look at the ladder on the back of the RV's almost fucking off.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. I just checked my public app where everyone's an investor and what the hell is Elon fucking Musk doing over there?
I don't know.
Welcome back to the sports show. I don't do the stock market.
No. He's focused on Doge.
Yeah, he calls himself the Doge father. Hey, pal, why don't we get back in the lab and create some more Tesla stuff so that stock continues to yodel, pal. I don't do the stock market, but what I do is I bet in people who I think are aliens, and I think aliens are going to do well. Jeff Bezos, alien. Bet in Amazon, up, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk, alien. Bet on Tesla. Done.
Whoa, what?
My portfolio is getting shattered right now by Elon Musk and the crew. What's going on over there, Elon? Let's get it back together here, pal.
Just wait until he fucking floors the Cybertruck onto the stage at SNL, and then Tesla's going right back up.
That Cybertruck debuted, a year ago, and they threw a baseball right through the bulletproof windows? And then they said, it's coming, though.
Yeah.
Have we seen a Cybertruck in person yet?
I don't know. I know Zeke ordered one. I think you did, too,
as well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've not done a follow-up or gotten a follow-up. I feel like I should stick with it.
I think FedEx lost mine.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it was in the freight or whatever.
They did have the new concepts of the truck with like 6 tires on each side.
That's the one I want.
It was clearly like, this thing is going to be on Mars, on the moon.
Well, that's what I'm looking for a Mars car on Earth.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I invest. And this is not investment advice.
No.
But I'm just saying I bet on aliens. So I tried to bet on one I thought was Elon, and now we're losing or whatever. Speaking of Cybertrucks, have you guys seen the Ford Broncos in real life?
Yes.
They stink. They stink.
Catfish, baby.
They have catfish people.
Everyone.
They catfish the world. I don't know how they got the fisheye lens to operate in a video like they did. Those things look like little small ass Kia Soul PT Cruiser looking son of a. I mean, it is bad. I saw 3 today. I guess they all just got released into the wild here recently. I saw 3 of them today. Car went by me. I was like, that's a shitty look. And then on the back it says Bronco.
Wow.
Oh my God, I almost bought one of those.
No, not my Bronco.
The Rock drives. No way.
The Rock drove one in that movie, the big gorilla.
Oh, fucking George.
Rampage.
There it is.
Yeah.
George was the
big gorilla.
Yeah.
The gorilla was so nice.
He
I
was.
can't believe
Good
what
guy.
happened to that. Bronco looked cool in that movie.
Very.
It looks terrible in real life. They need to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm looking at the photos again. The photos look amazing.
They do what Airbnbs do. They do like the from the corner spread, how you doing, keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's exactly what they did with Ford Bronco. Join us now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 Ohio State legends, NFL legends as well, from the same hometown in Ohio. Nick Mangold chooses to go back and see the people of Centerville. AJ Hawk refuses to go back. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk and Nick Mangold.
Oh, he's golfing.
How you doing?
I find it hard to believe that AJ has not gone back to Centerville.
I've been back. I've been back recently. Hey, Nick, you live in New Jersey though full time, so it's not like Nick's there every day.
Kind of said he's a sellout there. Hey, what are you golfing right now? Are you a good golfer?
Yeah, man. Out here with my good friend Tim Cooney. We got Mike Felix out here.
How's your
Bushwood
game?
Country Club.
How's your game?
Terrible. Ooh, he's putting.
Oh yeah, I got to keep it down. Sorry about that, Nick. Let's go. I don't want to interrupt your golf match. You look unbelievable. The beard looks good. The glasses. I mean, your golf accessory game is top 10 right now. You could get on any course because you have the polo, but you're still letting everybody know I'm here for the good time, the après golf, not necessarily the golf. I appreciate that. Mangold, the New York Jets are about to get Zach Wilson as the quarterback. Will he survive long enough to potentially become a good player, or is he going to get run out of town if they stink early, you think?
I hope he survives long enough. You know, I'm the eternal optimist. That worked out well in my favor last year, drinking some barbecue sauce.
So good. So good. So good, dude.
So good.
So good.
But, you know, I got my fingers crossed. I want him to do well because I want my son to see a Super Bowl.
Really, Nate? How fast does he have to be good though? Like I know Sanchez came right out of the gates, and you guys had a good team around him. Like he was playing very well, so I think that fans liked him early. Like, does Zach Wilson have to come out like the first 4 games and put on a show?
Yeah, I think that's the big key. I think he needs to come out and just show a stable quarterback. He doesn't have to do anything crazy, but he needs to win some games and show that he can win the game, and not the team around him winning it. So as long as he does that, he'll buy himself an extra 2 years.
Okay, did you know Zach Wilson existed before, a couple months ago? Or who did you think was coming to the Jets all along? Or did you not really pay attention?
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't pay attention. I've never heard of this Zach kid till like last week. Hold on. We got the putt. One-handed putt. Come on. Come on.
Got it.
The other one. The other one. Oh, lift right off the 30 feet would have been beautiful. Left-handed putt. Son of a bitch.
Hey, if it went in,
anyway.
If it went in, we wouldn't have known anyways. But did you know Zach existed? Oh no.
H?
Oh no.
He asked. Hey, could you hear me? Asked if you knew that Zach Wilson existed.
Yeah, and I said that no. I heard about a week ago.
Yeah, so when you heard that a week ago, what were your initial thoughts? Were you like, okay, I thought we were getting Justin Fields. I thought we were getting in Ohio State. What were the initial thoughts to Zach Wilson? And do you, as somebody who's from Centerville, Ohio, got thrusted into New York and New Jersey, now you're a center, so it's different. Do you think that is made out to be much more than it actually is?
No, New York is a very difficult place to be. The media is always around you. No matter what program you come from, coming from the Ohio State University, like my good friend AJ Hawk.
Oh yeah.
We always had media around, but there's nothing like New York media. So as long as anyone's prepared for it, they can deal with it. But BYU, that's not really the media hub of the U.S.
Well, amen. Go ahead, Ty.
Nick, I don't know if you recently saw AJ is now a big-time influencer for Miller Lite. I'm just wondering, when you guys lived together, did you have to babysit him and be like, hey, AJ, we can't just have 500 Miller Lights laying in the living room at all times. Like, you got to clean. Was he like a slob, or how was he to live with?
No, he was a neat freak. In fact, I think we all were, probably except for me. But he definitely was the neat freak. He kept the place clean. We had one of those vacuum cleaners that they have at restaurants where you just push and pull and it sucks things up. Oh, nice. He was always using that thing.
AJ, I didn't know that about you. Is that still, are you like OCD now still, AJ?
Yeah, I like to keep things clean. I think.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
He does vacuum his desk.
That's why your stupid cluttered desk bothers me so much, because I see it. Like, that would cause anyone some issues, I think.
Not anyone. No, I don't think so. But I have got to the point where I think I need to clean this thing up. Because I have that other desk down in Tampa, and I've realized that it's much easier to kind of operate There might be 7,000. Now, we did have a contest going.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still counting.
Still counting. Zito got halfway through. He did bookmark it. How many pieces of paper do you think are right here? You used the hashtag big stack.
Yeah, Pat's big stack.
Pat's big stack. There it
That's
is.
the exact amount, and you tweet it out, and you get it right. You win $10,000.
Yeah. Keep sending them.
Pat's big stack. Zito's halfway through counting. That's very nice of him. Connor, what do you have?
Yeah, Mangle, we were talking about the Bengals earlier. Why do the Bengals have to go get an offensive lineman, and do you think that they'll actually fall through with it or just let Joe Burrow die?
No, I really don't think that they want him to die. I think an offensive lineman would be great. I know playmakers are the sexy thing to do, but if your quarterback's on his back, it's not going to do you any good.
All right, Nick, we appreciate you. We hope you get a birdie or 4 out there. You look unbelievable. We hope the game replicates that.
I appreciate it. That's why I dress so nice, because I'm going to play terrible, but I'm going to look sweet doing it.
Well, you almost just buried a 30-foot putt, so, I mean, keep it going. 74 barbecues, unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Mangle.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
See you, man. So, AJ, we can't have people on a golf course on the show.
Hey, I sensed that right away from you. Hey, we talked about it.
We did.
He said, "Is it all right if I answer from the course?" I said, "Yeah." I thought maybe he'd be sitting in his cart or whatever, but no, he was actively playing.
Almost drained a 30-foot putt. It's tough. I knew, because who knows with the golf course how much service there is as well.
Right. Yeah.
I've been forced to do an interview from a golf course before, and it wasn't. It was terrible. I mean, it was no fun for anybody. Everybody's upset about it. It's like, but we appreciate Nick coming in there. The New York media thing is real, though, AJ. Like, I think the Zach Wilson situation is going to be fascinating to watch. Do we know, and the Mormons don't deserve this. Is there a good Mormon community in New Jersey or New York? Do we know? And is he a devout Mormon?
Yeah, I do not think so.
Because I think that's a big deal. I think the Mormon community that you're around is a big deal. I'm getting a stern head shake of no from Mansouri, who grew up in the area. There's not a lot of Mormons over there?
Not a very large Mormon contingent in New York, no.
Uh-oh.
Usually if there are, they're transplants from like Utah that have migrated east.
Okay, so and is he a devout Mormon? Because I believe that's a massive thing. Like the community is a very, very big deal. So my initial thoughts were if he has that very tight Mormon community kind of welcoming him in over there, I don't think he'll even, potentially get too caught up with all the shit. Now, he might. I mean, I don't know. But I think that is a question that I would like to know before I, buy in on whether or not the big city's going to kill him or not. I think in the modern day, the internet, I mean, Sanchez said the microphones are right in your face every single day. So that's a little bit different. I guess it's right there physically. But I feel like everything Zach Wilson does for the rest of his life is going to be talked about. New York, it's obviously heightened. It's obviously very heightened. But like Carson Wentz, I don't even think he knows the world exists.
No.
You know what I mean? He just came from Philadelphia. He's just out in the woods doing stuff. I feel like you can escape from it if you're the type of person that's going to escape from it, or you're going to be in it if you're the person that's going to be in it,
Yeah, I think it's a little bit harder to escape from it if you're trying to in New York City compared to Indianapolis or somewhere else, Green Bay. True. It's a lot easier to shut everything off or kind of get away from it, even for the night or something when you leave the facility. But going back to your Mormon thing, don't you think, though, any NFL team he goes to, there's going to be a lot less Mormons around him than he has right now. So it's not like he's going to go to Green Bay and say, oh, hey, we got 14,000 Mormons here ready to welcome you. Like, it's not going to be like that.
Does Green Bay have that many Mormons? Is Green Bay a big Mormon?
No, I have no clue. Brady Papinga, my roommate for 5 years on home and away games, yeah, he was. I mean, he'll be offended at Church of Latter-day Saints, so yeah, he's very specific in how he likes to be talked about.
Oh, man. Book of Mormon, by the way, it was my introduction to the Mormon religion. And then why'd you laugh?
He would love to hear that. He would love to hear that. That's your introduction to the
Austin didn't love that either. Austin Coley, obviously, was same draft class as me. And I think that was the first thing I told him. He's like, bro, come on. Austin Coley, one of the coolest dudes of all time. And I've told this story before. He broke down the entire Mormon religion in about a 30-minute speed and agility session out in our practice field. And I ran with the speed group that time just so I could run next to him or whatever. And this was when Mitt Romney was allegedly going to be president.
Oh, yeah?
So I said, hey, Austin, if this guy's going to be a president, I'd like to fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, I seen Book of Mormon. I'd like to know. He gave me like a 30-minute rundown of the whole thing, answer my questions. I was like, okay, like I don't believe that, but I could see how that is your religion. Like I could see, because there's a lot of shit in a lot of religions that if you were to just say out loud and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's you know, there's a lot of things that you have to go on faith or whatever. And I think the Mormon community is a very, very, very tight knit one. You know what I mean? Like, and I think Austin, the Mormon community, I think he found some people here in Indianapolis that you can kind of hang around. I think I might be completely out of line in saying that, but I wondered immediately if he's is he a devout Mormon or is he potentially? I almost said super Mormon. Yeah, you heard me almost say that. You started to chuckle.
Have you heard of Jack Mormon? I've heard of that term.
What is that? Like searching?
I guess just not as devout, not as serious. You may take a little, maybe you have a little bit of caffeine or something. I don't know.
Hey, listen. Diet Cokes will get the boys buzzing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. But I would like to know what that is over there.
Well, in Murder of the Mormons, that tells you a lot about what was going on over there.
What's that?
Salt Lake City.
What are you talking about?
Hey, look, I just don't know everything about the Mormon religion, so I'm not going to get into it.
Hey, I don't think anybody does, by the way.
But, man.
There's only one person.
Feels like you can spin a lot of shit over there.
Whoa.
Jeez, dude.
Hey, what are you? Irish Catholic?
I don't know what I am.
Let's talk.
I'm a worldist. That's what I am.
I am somebody who legitimately has a lot of respect for people's religions because I've had, you know, a lot of interactions with a lot of people from a lot of different religions, and I have a lot of questions for all of them. So I'm you do what you got to do, but I mean, just sitting up there on a perch, potentially believing in, you know, a sea parting, you know, and somebody dancing on water and, you know, two-stepping into a full redfish, bluefish situation. I mean, I assume that the Mormons would be like, and how does this go there? And I assume there's other religions that are like, well, we're the oldest religion, so wouldn't we be the right one?
Reincarnation.
We're the oldest one. Don't you think God told us first? I mean, wouldn't that be? And there's a lot of questions. Is what I'm
Tom
saying.
Cruise.
But I think the community's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Scientology's another one.
Yeah. There's so many.
Easy.
I don't even know if we're allowed to.
Yeah.
Come on.
Easy, pal.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I told you that. I wanted to go in. I wanted to go check it out. I am so curious about religion. I'm legitimate. And I get people... I think some people who hear me say things about religion, they come after me because they think I'm mocking their religion. No, I am so fascinated. Wars, okay? Wars and wars and wars and wars have been had because of this. So many people have changed their entire lives because of this thing. People have disappeared off the face of the earth because of different religions. I am so fascinated by the religion thing, just all of it. So I have so many questions. I had never seen a Scientology building. That was the first time I ever was like,
oh, and it's a nice building, too.
Oh, yeah. They got big. Oh, my God. I got questions. Hey, how did we get here? How was Tom Cruise the guy? Like, what about Travolta? I heard he was getting run out of town. I got questions. And Ty, like, I've never seen Ty so stern with me. Ty, obviously, you know, super toxic, super, you know, that whole thing.
Terrible.
I've never seen him so, don't you fucking even, Ty.
Yeah.
Ty, I heard Ty in his voice go, we got a pretty good thing going. Do not fuck this up. That is kind of what it was.
Yeah. I mean, once they get their claws into you, guess what? You ain't never coming back.
There was a guy following us for 3 blocks.
That afternoon. It was awesome.
Insane.
It was awesome.
Wait, where was this?
San Francisco.
Oh, in San Fran. Okay, I thought you were going out to L.A. to like the main, you know, the celebrity center, the famous building they have there, and trying to walk in the front
Hey, the
door.
San Fran one might be pretty legendary too.
It's very nice.
Satellite center.
It's an entire. I don't know if it's satellite. That might be another HQ of some sort.
Maybe.
But it is right on the
kind of the main drag down there.
Yeah, like cities will go and then they'll part, and then there's like a line of buildings in the part there. It was right at the edge of the point of that thing, and it was massive. I was like,
We had a plan to put the For the Brand flag in there.
Who did?
We did.
No.
We were like, we're gonna drop this off as a gift.
Hey, put this up. I did. I was so fascinated. I wanted to learn, and Ty was like, "Don't you fucking look at it, dude."
You're like a moth to a flame.
Yeah. And that's, by the way, especially with how I was at that particular time in California, where it is very legal to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I was just fucking walking around like, oh my God, let's go hear what these guys gonna say. I love that when people show up at the house on their bikes or whatever, the Mormons or the
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jehovah's. I fucking love it. People hate that. Oh.
Come on in.
Fucking sit down, dude.
Let's have a conversation.
How did we get here? I love it. And that's very different, and it has put me in some situations, obviously. I believe The batteries.
Y'all
No bats?
I've not been able to hear much of anybody, so I just want to just.
How does this happen almost every single day?
Because, dude, batteries die. What do you mean?
Yeah.
How did they happen?
There
it is.
Bats.
No sponsor. Energizer are good batteries, but there's other good batteries as well. that we
plenty
don't
of
use.
Duracell.
There's no way this is good for the planet.
No, batteries are fine.
Batteries?
Are they?
Yeah.
Hey, you can reuse them, recharge
You have a good alternative for us to use, Pat?
Solar energy.
What's up, AJ?
Did you say, do I have an alternative?
Yeah, if you think batteries are bad, what's your alternative? Would you have something that we can replace
Listen,
it with?
why you gotta have all the fucking answers, huh? All right? Just have some
I
questions and move on.
I don't have the answers, but I'm saying like I can't condemn this if I don't have some kind of alternate for us to use.
You should. I have to do that sometimes, and it happens a lot in the world too. Everybody wants to refix everything. You know, like, I mean, Kanye and Rogan. And by the way, Rogan was trending this morning. But when Kanye and Rogan had their conversation, Rogan looked at Kanye and was like, "Oh, you're a deconstructor. Like, you want to tear things down and rebuild them or whatever. You want to rebuild them." And I think that's a very good mindset to have. But if you don't have the answer on how to rebuild it and it's actually a feasible answer, I think that is a tough thing to like continue to do. You know, like I haven't figured out how to do that on a regular basis. So for like our company, somebody will send over like a design or something, and I'll be like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And like, what don't you like about it? It's like, I wish I could tell you how to fix this. I have no idea. Like, I do not know what we should change. I have no. So I actually say every single time, I know I'm an asshole for saying this, but I have no idea. I just know that we could probably do something a little bit different. I don't have the answer, so I know I have to give you an answer, but I don't like it. So let's just do something different. And normally it's Foxy who's like, all right, noted. I'll come back. And I don't know how it ever works, but I do appreciate it. It's hard to be that type of person. So when I say batteries are probably bad, I have no clue what the answer is, so I probably shouldn't talk about it. You're right.
I mean, they can be bad, and you don't have to have some kind of something else that we could use. But going back to what you're saying, yeah, I guess that happens all the time. I think with a lot of people,
all the time.
It's weird.
It's the whole world. This stinks. Yeah. Okay, well, fucking how?
Nah, I ain't gonna fucking fix it, but it stinks.
The problem is a lot of people that have the answers are irrational idiots that don't have the answers.
Yeah, but sometimes the line
you can
between
find both. Yeah, you got to throw everything out there. I agree. You got to take a shot. So you're right. Okay, I guess I'm kind of wrong there. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Everyone's not an idiot. If you take a shot, I have to respect it.
No, you don't, though. That's the problem. Is normally the answer comes from somebody that you'd be like, oh, you've gotten 7,000 things wrong before. Not going to fucking listen to you, pal. Show me your resume why I should take that serious. And then like 5 years later, it's like, son of a bitch was right.
They knew it.
Should have took him serious.
Shit.
I think that happens in the world a lot more than anywhere else. That's like sports. Like the GMs are going to get eviscerated after this draft tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be by fans. And well, who would you have taken? I don't know. Fucking somebody good though. It's like
anyone but him.
Did you watch 176 live games last year?
Hey, Pat. Also other GMs are going to be praised like they won the draft and they're the best ever. I'm like, no, we don't know either way yet. John Lynch said that it's going to be a couple years down the road before we even know if this was a successful draft.
Well, and John Lynch was trying to soften the blow, I think, for the next year to get the pressure off of whoever gets drafted, who they even said it's going to be immense. I think the only bad draft that I've seen that I can, tell right in the moment is the Packers trading up to get Jordan Love.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was terrible. Doesn't matter how it works out. That was terrible.
No, yeah. I mean, there's really, again, no way to justify it a year later. But hey, it's all right. You know how we justify it? We do something good this year. We do something, maybe trade for Julio in the first round. You know?
Well, the New York Post, I did an interview with the New York Post for, that's where that guy, Mushnick, who attacked me, he tried to write a hit piece on me.
Oh, yeah.
That was like there was another attempt, I guess, that attacked my character and things like that and said the deal was bad from some nobody. But like this one, I didn't not know Mushnick existed, and it was in New York Post. I'm like, fucking New York Post, holy hell, this is, oh my God, why? Then I read it and I was like, okay, this guy hates me, standard old white, this is standard operation, okay, here we go. And there was nothing I had to come out and even answer about it or anything. And, I just found it fascinating, and I almost canceled the New York Post entirely. All right, never fucking talking to them again.
Yeah.
So then after the WWE debut with SmackDown, I got asked to do a couple interviews. And I normally don't do that because there's enough of me talking already. I don't need to be talking on other, like, it's to save people from too much of me. Like, there's too much of me already. I don't need to be going out and doing a bunch of interviews, but WWE asked me to do it. I'm like, cool, I'll do it. So I do an interview with the New York Post, and it was a cool conversation. Guy was a good guy. I thought it was going to be about wrestling. Post today says, the headline says that Pat McAfee says that the Green Bay Packers basically mail it in on the draft and screw over Aaron Rodgers.
Whoa! Why'd you say that?
I didn't mean it. I did say it. I've said it numerous times, by the way, on this show. Yeah. But now it's a headline on the Post. I'm going to have to fucking answer for it. I'm going to have to say, yeah, you know.
Yeah, but it's real, especially when Rodgers walks out the door.
Who wrote the article?
The guy that wrote the article, I'm looking at the headline right now, is a stooge. He's the same guy that buried Michael Cole after the WrestleMania mishap on night 1.
Oh, here we go.
He's just a young up-and-comer that's trying to get fucking attention.
Well, he did, though, because I saw the headline. I was like, that was not what the interview was supposed to be.
That was such a small part of the interview.
It was throwing. It was a
I don't even remember it.
It was a throw-in at the end. It was a throw-in at the end, and now I'm like,
that's what they do, though. The Post is basically like the fucking National Enquirer of New York.
See, I did not know that. As somebody from Pittsburgh and from Indiana, when that Mushnick thing came out, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to address this. Before I read it, I'm like, okay, it's New York Post. I'm going to have to address this. And I read through it, and I was like, oh, that guy fucking stinks. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to give it any time because it would be helping them out. But I still, outside New York, a lot of respect for that headline. I mean, I did kind of say it, though, so I guess it's not a lie. But goddamn, I thought it was about WWE, and now, hey, Packers, I meant it.
Take care of your guy.
Try to win a Super Bowl.
That's right.
Try to win a Super Bowl. They have to hate me over there, by the way, I'd assume. Old Gunther Kuntz and them.
I don't know. I mean,
I think they have enough people. They got enough people coming at them, don't you think? I don't know if they can really zero in on individuals too much.
I think we're a pretty large Green Bay Packer fan show.
I think so.
Yeah, but they might just block out the noise. They only hear stuff inside the building. That's why it's...
Well, it seems like that is the case.
Yeah, that's why it's not working.
But I also have...
Well, it is working. 2 back-to-back NFC Championship games.
Right.
So it's kind of like, are you looking a gift horse right in the mouth here? Because back-to-back NFC Championship games will be awesome. And this is the same thing. This is the same thing we just started this whole thing with, was like, do I have the answers?
No.
I think so. Yeah. Get Julio in it. Well, how are we going to make that work? Well, I don't know.
That's your fucking job.
You fucking do it.
Figure it out.
That's kind of the world we live in, though.
Well, and I haven't ruled it out. I mean, let's say Jordan Love is incredible in 5-6 years. I may have a bullet waiting for my head, from one of these two guys. I see him somewhere. It's like, oh, okay, there's a guy. He's good now. Let's shoot this fucker in the head and get rid of his body.
What was that guy? Mad Mel? Was it Ty?
Caleb.
T.Y.
I fucking hate that. That's him right there. Let's go get him. Mark Murphy, too. Looks like he could handle some business.
Yeah.
Mark Murphy can throw some.
He played in the league like 7 or 8 years.
He was very nice to me, too, when I called that Lions-Packers game. I must say, he was very nice to me whenever he's just go get depth. Let's win a Super Bowl.
It's an arms race.
Closing.
But maybe the Jordan Love draft pick will be a good draft pick 5-6 years from now.
Could be.
And maybe.
I mean, is he gonna? If he's on the team 5-6 years from now, I think most people would probably be surprised, right?
Yeah. I think. Go to that graphic, first-round quarterbacks. Go to the graphic from first-round quarterbacks, let alone whenever you have Aaron Rodgers as your starting quarterback who's about to play an MVP year for at least on contract, allegedly, for another 3 years. This is the first-round quarterbacks that have been drafted 2010 through 2020. For those that are asking, that are listening on SiriusXM, there's 2 in 2010, 4 in 2011, 4 in 2012, only 1 in 2013. That was E.J. Manuel.
Yeah,
shout out.
E.J. Manuel. In 2014, there was 3. 2015, there was 2. 2016, there was 3. 2017, there was 3. 2018, there was 5. 2019, there was 3. 2020, there was 4. Okay? That's just basically a rundown of first-round quarterbacks that get drafted to their team. Here we are 10 years later. The amount of quarterbacks that are left on their roster still. From 2010, 0. 2011, 0. 2012, 0. 2013, 0. E.J. Manuel did not work out. 2014, 0. 2015, 0. 2016, 0. Now, 2017 had Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Who knows what's going on with Deshaun Watson's situation in Houston? Allegedly, there was teams interested before all the allegations came out that were absolutely terrible. Justice, we hope, will be served to the umpth degree or whatever. We hope justice is served over there. That's terrible. But Patrick Mahomes just locked in for 10 years. Okay, he has a 10-year, $500 million deal or whatever. He's going to be there. So that will remain in the 2017 draft. In the 2018 draft, Sam Darnold with the Jets, he's gone. Lamar Jackson with the Ravens, he's still there. Josh Allen with the Bills, he's still there. Probably going to get a long-term deal up there if we had to guess. And Baker Mayfield just got his 5th-year option picked up by the Cleveland Browns. 2019, Kyler and Daniel Jones. How will that turn out 3 years from now? Interesting. And then 2020, who knows? So long-term, if any first-round quarterback is on the team 6 years later, to your point, AJ, massive amount of success. Now, to be on the same team that you have an MVP quarterback, I think it's got to go. I think the chances of him surviving got to go way, 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 way down. But if he ends up being a stud for Green Bay, how awesome would his story be in the long run? You would probably be a part of the doc.
Yeah.
You would be a part of the doc.
I'd pat him on the back and say, hey, listen, it was never about you.
Yeah, because Jordan Love did not deserve to be in a situation.
Never about you.
It really isn't on his idea.
Terrible for him.
Yeah. He's hated by a lot of people.
Yeah, but for no reason.
Yeah, I don't hate the guy.
I think he's like a sympathetic figure now.
I think you're a reasonable thinking human.
Thank you.
I don't believe that all the time about you, but in this particular case,
you should not think that all the time about me. But I thank you in this situation.
Hey, you got it. But the
hell was that?
Is that the bee?
It's the song.
Nah, it sounds like a UFO.
It sounds like a plane.
Come on.
It's the song.
Might be.
The fuck is DJ Griffith?
What was it?
You didn't hear the.
Yeah.
Sound like a plane.
It was a low-flying aircraft.
You've been talking aliens, haven't you?
They've been out.
Hey,
Scientology.
How come?
Hey, they're
all
up to
these,
something.
How come? Oh, they are up to something.
Oh yeah.
Aliens are always up to something. How come all these people have seen them and I look all the time and I got nothing? What's that all about? You think they know that I'm looking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on them.
They don't let the people who are looking see.
There it is. I mean, that is not part of the song.
There's
a goddamn warthog flying over the top of us here.
This show, dude. Let's get to a break. On the other side, we got some phone calls. The Philadelphia Eagles fans have little to no hope on what's going to happen. Only 2 of 36 Howie Roseman draft picks since 2016 have started 16 games in a season. Devontae Smith had to talk about how small he is. He said, we're all bodybuilders. Ain't weightlifting, dude. There's other stuff going on as well. Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul agree to fight June 6th at Hard Rock Stadium.
Ooh.
Hey, how many tickets is that going to sell? That's going to sell some tickets.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to...
How many do you think what's the capacity? With people on the floor, you know, the ring is so tiny on that football field, you can fit a ton of people on the floor.
I wonder if there's ever been like a WrestleMania.
I think when we did WrestleMania there, Pat, I think it was like 71,000. I could be mistaken. I think that was the number.
So that's maybe the shot there for them. They can sell out allegedly if they are able to. Would you go to that, AJ?
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I'd probably go. I'd want to see Floyd in person, even though, yeah, he's obviously much older. I would like to see what the spectacle is. You know, like from what after the Jake Paul thing, that was so bizarre. Yeah, I'm all in, man.
June 6th in Miami. It's gonna be 400 degrees.
Probably.
There's zero chance of me going to that fucking thing. But I wish it was. If this was in the fall or winter, I'm going.
Well, it's going to be nighttime, so it'll only be like 150, actually, not 400.
I can't do Miami in June. I can't do Miami.
They got
do they have
out there.
Do they have luxury boxes that have glass so that you can be air conditioned? I would watch from one of those.
But then why not just watch at home?
Exactly.
So that's what we just agreed upon. We're not going.
Yeah.
We're not going.
Because if you're going to this, you need to be as close to ringside as possible.
Yeah, that's why you would go. Now, I wish they were doing this in the fall.
Yeah.
So that we could.
Well, doing it on D-Day is just poor taste. You know, poor taste.
Yeah. They'll honor D-Day some point, I assume.
They better.
I'm going to be fucking hot if they don't.
Let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll answer some phone calls. What's that?
Average 85.
Oh, yeah? In Florida?
Yeah, June 6th in the Almanac.
What's the
6,000% humidity.
Yeah, what's the feel? You know how they have like a wind chill?
Yeah, feels like.
Feels like.
It just says feels good.
I know. Not for me. Not for me. I run hot. That is something. That is an event that I would go to if I could go to. if it was in an air-conditioned place, I would go to. The fact that this is happening at a wedding in a church with no air conditioning, which is basically where I've had to make these decisions before in the middle of June, there's zero fucking chance of me getting
This is not comfortable hot.
Yeah.
You don't say.
I'll watch it, though. They're going to get my... Showtime pay-per-view is going to get my ball.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I think Logan Paul's good for boxing, even though everybody in the boxing community seems to hate it. I think it's only growing. I can't wait to see what they do next. Can't wait to see Floyd. I will not be there. Neither way, AJ. We decided that on the other side. We will answer some phone calls. 1-833-4-McAfee. We can't wait to chat with you. This is Wednesday, April 28th, one day before the draft spectacular chat. We'll see you in 4 minutes. Now comes the time that I've been thinking about for my entire life. It's time to meet Vince McMahon.
Vince was not there.
Vince wasn't there. I know, this is a big deal.
Vince was not there last Friday. Everything could be differently here in the next week or so.
This will be my first Friday with Vince McMahon. And all anybody was saying is, can't wait to hear what he becomes whenever Vince is in his ear, when Vince is in his ear or whatever.
I think we now have to pretend that night one never even happened.
Today's challenge will be a frozen pizza basketball shooting relay. Zito and I will have to eat half a frozen pizza. Once we finish a half a frozen pizza, our teammate that'll be next, in my case, Nick, will have to make a layup, then a free throw using the same ball. Once he makes those, he will then pass the ball to Foxy, who will have to make an NBA three and then a half-court shot.
Boys, are we ready? Get to our spots.
Zito and I are starving.
Oh, there's social distance. Social distance. No, social.
Cheers, pizza.
Pat is off to an early lead. Pat is dominating Zito. Zito eating much slower. Zito's eating much slower than I thought he would.
I used scissors to cut the son of a bitch to the fork.
Pat used scissors to cut the pizza because we do not own utensils in this office. I mean,
I'm cramping up.
Zito is cramping up. Nick, go. Free throw now for Nick. Zeke is still finishing his pizza.
Yay!
Foxy, you're off. Foxy from three.
You can rebound for him, Nick.
Bailey, go!
Foxy, big motor's gonna pitch that up. Oh, yeah!
Hey, McAfee is off to quite a lead.
Oh, my God! Oh, Nick!
Oh, he's down! Bailey hits the... Foxy's on! Bailey at the free throw line. Is he choosing to granny like he did?
Oh,
Bailey! Connor, go!
That was going in.
Foxy is at the home run. Connor misses. Foxy barely misses. Oh, this is electric. Hey! Pat is now on to the second half of his pizza, and Connor cannot buy a bucket. You hate to see what's happening here.
Stooge.
Oh, an air ball at this point. Has Connor ever shot a basketball before? Connor hits the three. He's now back to the half-court shot.
Here we go.
People will remember that in this same position, Connor went 0 for 12. 0 for 12 in basketball.
He's stacking, Pat. We need you.
Oh, there's a stack guide. That was his original plan. Are you regretting the stack decision? The Joey Chestnut of pizza basketball racing, Pat McAfee, has finished. Nick, layup, go. He's getting psyched out for Billy McConnell. Doesn't care. The free throws. Nick, first free throw up, air ball.
Take your time,
It's not even close. Don't worry, Zeke has like 6 pieces left.
Take your time, Nick. Take your time.
This is the Billy McConnell factor. Foxy is up. Foxy from 3 and half court.
Bingo.
Bang.
Bingo. If he hits
All
in his
Foxy
first
needs is a
swing,
half
we'll
court.
give away 5,000.
Oh! 5,000 to the commenters who picked Team Pat.
Suck it, loser. I finished.
Giving the old white guys something to complain about. It's the Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 here on Sirius XM Channel 82 Mad Dog Sports Radio and YouTube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. AJ Hawk joins us, and the Hammer Don boys come in 40 minutes later than usual. You guys had to do a little bit more studying, a little bit more hunting. You guys picked a bunch of losers last night. Is that what took place at Tone Diggs?
Gumpy was 3-3, which is not bad. It's not bad. Nick went 4-1.
Whoa!
I had a losing night though. I was 2-4, so I wanted to ensure that I was better today.
Okay, a little bit more work.
Which we are. We're already off to a hot start today. So.
Okay, so you're already putting out picks. That's interesting. Hammer Down goes live at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at youtube.com/Hammer Down. So the show ended up winning yesterday.
It sounds like it did.
It sounds like it did.
But the Twitterverse would reacted in a different way to that.
AJ, how do you feel about these guys? Because they do give out picks every single day, and we knew this was going to happen. They were riding the heater. They were picking winners. They were going undefeated. It was awesome. At some point, sports gambling, you're going to lose. And I feel like their fans maybe got a little bit spoiled, AJ. Maybe the Hammer Don fans got a little bit spoiled. We knew that was going to happen, though. If you're just making money off a money train, you're expecting that money train not to ever give up on you. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, Diggs says, it's not looking good in Cleveland tonight. He sends out a tweet, and he goes, not feeling good tonight, and the whole thing happens. You could see how his fans will get a little bit disappointed with the COVID Cowboy, couldn't you, AJ?
Yeah, I think they started out too hot. They came out of the gates just winning everything. I feel like they kept going undefeated. Like, it needed to be a slow and steady build, the whole grassroots following type thing like musicians do.
Well, they set the standard.
They kind of what's it called? They're a product of their own success. Like they're getting screwed because they came out of the gates too hot.
PJ Fleck told us that the fact that you're the standard is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because you're the standard. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So if you guys start to go down, the standard's the standard, and the standard will be upheld by your fans who expect this out of you. Can't be having 500 nights, Gumpy. I mean, you didn't lose at all like Diggs did, and you're kind of getting buried alongside of them here, but it's a team sport. You can't have 500 nights, Gumpy. We need nothing but winners out of you, pal.
After 15-3, 3 days, I mean, I should have done better. That's on me.
Oh, you're saying, wow, I could potentially, go 18-6 over the last 4 days or whatever, maybe get a little bit of a reprieve. But there's people burying you right now.
We'll bounce back today. We always do.
Nick, how you getting so hot in hockey? Listen, hockey's making big moves. Turner and ESPN deal. This was announced the other day. Hockey's getting like $222 million or $400 million from one person and $400 million from the other. I mean, hockey's making like actual business moves. Look at the NHL potentially getting on television. Nick, you're hot as a hockey sharp right now?
It's a real league now, Pat. They're making money.
It sounds like they're making money.
I'm trying to make the people money. Just a lot of research, and then sometimes I flip a coin.
Yeah, I've heard about this coin. What's going on with the coin here?
What kind of coin?
Coin's hot, right?
The coin is the coin.
The coin makes coin.
Yes,
That's
coin
what I've
makes
heard.
coin.
I believe I saw that
Dick
tweet.
picks a game every night. We flip a coin. Whatever the coin says, the coin is spoken.
And by the way, that is gambling. And the fact that you guys have been winning so much is a bit alarming. But it's good for hockey fans and hockey podcasts and hockey people, most importantly, Sidney Crosby, that the NHL is trying to become a sport that people can watch, though. That's good news.
Yeah, I mean, with the setup they have now, they're basically emulating what made the NBA super successful in terms of TV, which now you could say is counteractive to that approach. But I think it's good news for the NHL. Plus, they're getting into HBO Max. They're getting on ESPN Plus.
HBO Max, we calling games over there?
Okay.
Shoots the fucking puck around the boards.
Okay.
Are we getting into commentating games? Is that what they're doing over there on HBO?
Finish him.
I don't know any details about HBO Max, but if there's an opening, I know the right guy for it.
Hockey aficionado, I appreciate that. I've been learned up real good from Hockey Town, Pennsylvania, which is what I'm all about. By the way, we cannot let it be forgotten that last year, the Detroit Red Wings were not even invited to the tournament.
True.
That was uncalled for.
They were not even. We talked about this the other day.
Yeah,
Can't forget.
I know.
We had a full conversation. I feel like people are going to forget that moving forward. The Detroit Red Wings, allegedly Hockey Town, wasn't even invited to the hockey tournament last year. They were kicked off the guest list. They got to the club, and the bouncer said, go home.
Get out of here.
This ain't how we do it anymore. The Octopi aren't getting thrown onto the ice. Your team stinks. You are of the old. We are here of the new. We cannot let that go and be forgotten. Now, I wish the Flyers, the same thing would happen to them, and the Bruins, which snuck a win against the Penguins last night. But whenever people talk Hockey Town, I hope everybody remembers it's Pittsburgh because we actually get invited to the tournaments, unlike Detroit. Now, we got run out quick.
Oh, yeah.
But they wanted us in the dance.
Real quick.
When you're from Hockey Town,
You play for Stanley Cups, Pat, not COVID Cups. That was a Mickey Mouse championship last year.
Well, it's been about 10 years since you played for Stanley Cup, so.
Yeah, and they sucked this year, too.
That's a decade.
That is a decade.
The Red Wings will be the first team in Detroit that's all the way back.
Nah.
And I genuinely believe that.
What about Dan Campbell?
MCDC has 6-year contract. All right?
You got a non-believer back here.
Years to prove himself. The Red Wings are back probably by next year.
You know what you're doing? You're biting the kneecaps off of Motor City Dan Campbell.
Look, we're going to give Dan Campbell time, unlike what we've done to other coaches in past years, and he's going to have the boys ready to go.
They've given some time to old Coach Patricia.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
Jim Caldwell, get his ass
Gave
out
a
of
lot of
town,
time.
please.
What makes you think they're going to give Dan Campbell more time?
6-year contract.
Detroit,
AJ.
dude.
Okay. What if it's just atrocious for 2 years? Which I
Sheila
don't think it will
Ford
be.
She knows what she's doing.
It's Detroit, dude. It's Detroit.
Okay. I hope he's there for the next 25 years. I think he is perfect for that job.
Me too. I love MCDC going over there. I'm actually very surprised that he thinks that they're going to stink back there because you would think he'd be surprised and excited about the Detroit Lions potentially being good all of a sudden, but instead he's like, no, this trash hockey team that didn't even get invited to the tournament, they're going to be better than MCDC's boys, which is crazy to me. I mean, but the people at Detroit do not deserve what their sports teams have done for them, and I want that to also be remembered. The people of Detroit have been sports fans through the worst existence of sports teams in the history. Now, Cleveland had some say, and then the kid from Akron
of course,
went in there and got a big win for him. Okay, now it's kind of over, and the Browns are starting to win, so it's like congratulations to Cleveland. Getting out of there. They're no longer part of that conversation. Jacksonville only has one major sport, and it feels like they're potentially going to be on the right path, so Jacksonville's no longer laughing stock. Detroit is still the town that is losing in abundance, and they don't deserve it because their sports fans are a rabid bunch, but their teams stink up there.
Yeah, we hope he's going to be there for 25 years, but what if MCDC does go 0-17?
Stop.
He's not.
But
MCDC's not going to go.
You guys weren't here when we had him on the show.
Yeah, you didn't know. You were on vacation.
Hey, look,
you
I
guys didn't talk to him face to face. Hear what he had to
Did
say.
not tell MCDC you were taking days off, by the way.
Hey, look, I am rooting for MCDC, but if history tells us anything, Jared Goff's out from Sean McVay's umbrella. That team's going to fucking stink.
Okay. All right.
Jeez, dude.
AJ. Aaron Rodgers still. Aaron Rodgers still in the NFC North.
Andy Dalton. I mean,
Andy Dalton.
he's no slouch.
Have you talked to Dalton at all? I know you're friends with him. Have you talked with him since he's gone to Chicago, or has he kind of put you on the pay no mind list?
No, I've talked to him a little bit. Yeah.
How's he feel?
Since he has signed there? Why?
Well, how's he feel? Is he excited? Does he love what he's doing? I heard him say, like, they told me I'm a starter. That's why I wanted to come here. Let's go ahead and play some games. That team, Andy Dalton, I love Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton has won a lot of football games in situations that don't win a lot of football games in the past. I think that team could be very, very bad next year.
What? What are you talking
I didn't think that's where you were going with that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, boy.
What do you mean?
Bro, their offense was so bad last year.
It only got better.
It did not matter if Trubisky was out there. It did not matter if MVP Nick Foles was out there.
Top 10 receivers.
Yeah, I understand, but you got to figure out plays to get him the ball. It was terrible last year. It was some of the worst football to watch.
And we got Tariq Cohen coming back. We're good.
Okay, I agree. That's great. And Andy Dalton will hopefully do better than Mitchell did and Nick Foles did. But a lot of those plays look like they wouldn't have worked against us lined up to play against them on defense.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Bears or Lions? Who does better?
Oh, boy, that's tough.
What's the over-under? Like, is it set yet in Vegas, the over-under for both of them?
Yeah, probably.
The Lions have
4.5.
the worst odds by FanDuel Sportsbook to win the Super Bowl next year. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, so the Lions are going to stink more than the Bears.
Exactly.
The Bears have Khalil Mack still.
Sure. Exactly.
The Bears still have they can
a defense, yes.
A-Rob.
And maybe Andy Dalton will be able to win him some games. Maybe Andy Dalton will just fit right in there, and Nagy will learn how to, do a whole thing.
Damian Williams.
Yeah, I know you're reading the roster, but like, you're reading the roster. But I'm saying, like, you guys should not have this much blind faith in Pace and Nagy that you do, and I respect that you do. I just want to let you know that
it's a big prove a year. You know that.
It's just a waste of a year. Nagy should be gone.
Pace also.
Yeah, like
just restart that thing.
There was no reason to run
Remember,
it back.
your owner didn't even know that there were 16 games until they had to vote on it. And they're like, there's 17 games potentially. What were you going to say?
I will say the bad thing.
8-9. I said not a chance.
No, I think that's like best case scenario. They go 8-9.
If the Bears go 8.5 and 8.5, I mean, people will find out.
We're the king of over 500. Come on.
Okay, you're right. And he started out 5-2.
Exactly.
Best 5-2 team you've ever seen.
Exactly.
Worst 5-2 team that everybody else saw.
Yeah.
And there was
we started off hot. We're gonna keep it going.
Z said it. They beat the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, we are Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, ipso facto.
We beat the Bucs.
Ipso facto.
Yeah. We are Super Bowl champs.
Bingo. Let's get to Jake. We got some breaking news.
Yeah.
There's something going on. What is happening? Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021, one day before the NFL draft. There is some breaking news happening in our world. Tom Pelissero says the Panthers are trading quarterback Teddy Bridgewater to the Broncos for a 6th-round draft pick per source. So the Panthers are not trading their pick just yet, but they are trading Teddy Bridgewater after signing Sam Darnold and then locking him in for his 5th-year guarantee. Matt Rule is going into his 2nd year as a head coach down there, 1 year removed from bringing in Teddy Bridgewater to hopefully dominate alongside Joe Brady. They have moved on from Teddy Bridgewater. The Denver Broncos, who were allegedly in every single conversation quarterback-wise that was to be had this offseason, now bring in Teddy Bridgewater, I assume to be their starter. They're going to have to pay him. Carolina will pay a portion of Bridgewater's 2021 compensation as part of a restructured contract to finalize the deal to Denver, which now has competition for Drew Lock and options with the number 9 pick. Okay, so it's 2 top 10 drafting teams just made a trade, not involving their picks, but definitely about the quarterback situation. Carolina says, yeah, we'll pay. Listen, what do we got to do? All right, thank you so much. David Tepper, the richest owner in the NFL, says, we'll pay Teddy. This ain't your fault. We're just looking to move on here and figure this out. Good luck in Denver. Here we go. Teddy Bridgewater is at the Broncos. I assume he'll be the starter. Is that what you think, AJ?
No, I think they're bringing him in to have like a legit open competition with Drew Lock, don't you?
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, at least that's what they're going to say. Now, I don't know what they think right now, but behind the scenes, but I think it's going to be like, hey, yeah, this is going to push Drew, or Teddy's going to all of a sudden establish himself as the man here, or, it'll take Drew to the next level.
Who's the GM? General George Patton?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
George Patton was like, yeah, we'd love to have Teddy Bridgewater. We cannot pay him, though. We cannot pay him what you guys. And they're like, no, we got it. We'll take care of that whole thing. Just bring him in here. There's going to be a couple open quarterback competitions, I guess, around the NFL now, like legit open quarterback competitions, allegedly. I don't think that's a good thing. But if you're trying to find a quarterback, I guess you got to do what you got to do. For me, I think you have to have a this is our guy thing, like the Mitchell Trubisky, Nick Foles thing. I thought that was ugly. I thought they should have just said Mitchell's our guy, Nick Foles the backup. If Mitchell starts to struggle, we'll put Nick Foles in there. Now, that's exactly how it ended up working out, but I just think when you trade in for that $80 million deal, there's automatically a thought Nick Foles is going to start. I personally believe you should tell a guy that he's a guy and empower a guy to be a guy, but if you feel like open competition's the right move, you got to do what you got to do. Maybe it brings out the best in Drew Lock and in Teddy Bridgewater, who are both at their potential in their peak. Great football players.
Well, it's possible, but does this take the Panthers out of the question for taking a QB in the draft at number 9?
Or the Broncos.
This hands Justin Fields to the Patriots is what it does.
Yeah, that's why Connor celebrated so hard, because that pick is still there and they can still make moves out of there and do that whole thing.
But they can also still take quarterback. It's not like Carolina is sold on Darnold. He hasn't played it down for him yet.
And I think we have seen out of this regime in Carolina that they are okay with having some options.
Yeah, they don't care.
They're trying to they signed Rule to an 8-year deal, right? I think it was an 8-year deal or 7-year deal.
Yeah.
It was a long term. Tepper came in and was like, hey, Ron Rivera, listen, I love what you do, but we're going to fire you week 4, dude. Just fucking, we're moving on, dude. Tepper's like, we need something fresh. We don't know what it's going to be. We need something fresh. Cam, sorry, we need something fresh. Sorry, we're going to move on. Teddy Bridgewater comes in. We like you, man, but we need to find our. There's a potential that Carolina thing could become like a until they find what they exactly want. They could just be kind of playing. We don't really care what happens out here. What were you going to say, Diggs?
I was wondering, like, does Denver definitely not draft a quarterback now?
I don't think so.
6th-round pick, by the way, is not.
That's why I think they still might do it, because they obviously don't have that much confidence in Bridgewater if they're just giving up a 6th-round pick for him.
Or no, that's what Carolina took for him. They don't have that much confidence in Drew Lock.
Yeah, right.
That's
what
I mean. Not Teddy Bridgewater, because I think the Broncos got Carolina to restructure a deal to pay more and only gave up a 6. So you're right. Maybe the Broncos add a young quarterback in there and there's a full competition. Who knows? That's why Draft Spectacular could be absolutely awesome. Adam Schefter is reporting that the Panthers are paying Teddy Bridgewater $7 million in no, what'd you just say?
And the Broncos are going to pay $3 million.
The Broncos are paying $3 million. The Panthers are paying $7 million.
Oh, steal.
So the Broncos are paying $3 million and a 6th-round pick. They are not committed to Teddy Bridgewater.
You closed it out, Pat, by saying the trade does not take Denver out of the QB market Thursday night per source.
Yeah, per source, and that means Schefter is
because you're paying a guy $3 million and he could potentially be your starter. So yeah, you definitely have room to go draft a guy if you want.
Because Locke's not making anything either.
Yeah, Locke is also on his rookie contract and has not had the 5th year guaranteed, right? No. That was the big conversation last year is he going to be the guy going forward? How about the Denver Broncos? They were allegedly this close to getting Matthew Stafford, I believe. And then the Rams gave up 45 picks and got a house on the beach in Malibu. I love the way Sean McVay's operating over there.
Awesome.
Draft house.
Who makes that decision for the draft house? Like, who floats that by ownership?
I would assume somebody saw the way Cliff Kingsbury looks so cool, and McVay or somebody was like, I mean, we got fucking Malibu right here. Why are we not doing that?
Yeah, Cliff said it was an excuse to take his shirt off for McVay.
Which probably, by the way, I saw what he did in Hard Knocks. Not a bad idea with the dog in the pool there. Hour 2 wrapping up. On the other side, we'll answer some more phone calls, cover some more breaking news. This trade is massive. One day before the NFL Draft Spectacular. We'll see you in about 6 minutes. We can't wait. Yeah, see you then, dude.
Did you hear everything that was being said whenever you were potentially...
Just from you.
Oh, so you did hear it. Yeah. Okay. So, let's address it.
Hold on.
All right.
You can be a hater.
No.
You can change.
Carson.
You can change. We can change.
No, at the moment I was at, okay, Carson. You know, with the Daily Show, the live Daily Show, you know, we can potentially get referred to as prisoners of the moment. You probably did hear me say some things. That was at a much different time.
You can backtrack a little.
No,
it's cool. We're here face to face. You can change. People change, all right?
By the way, you are much bigger than I thought you were. When Jalen gets drafted there, was that the beginning of it all? Was there a miscommunication? What happened between you and Doug? Because they were saying it was fractured beyond repair.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is all of that accurate? Is that all kind of getting blown out of proportion?
Yeah.
And where did it start?
For one, I don't like to ever come out and say reporters aren't telling the truth because I don't. But
Orlovsky does it.
I'm not. I'm not going to dispute every report that's out there. You know, the way the season went obviously wasn't ideal. When Jalen was drafted, that had no bearing on me. I trusted the organization. Okay. I signed that contract. You know, I was devoted to them, and I felt like they were devoted to me. So I trusted the pick. You know, that had no bearing on my confidence or my abilities. You know, the season unfolded not how I would have liked it. Personally, I could have played better. We lost a lot of games at the end and just didn't fall into place the way we wanted. But there's a lot to learn from it, you know, as a man, as a player, and all those things. And, you know, I have still a lot of respect for Coach Peterson, and I think without a doubt those reports are very exaggerated. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of them. They come to my attention from my agents or different things.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for him, and it was unfortunate for everybody and how the whole thing kind of just went down.
There was a couple still shots that made its way around where you and Doug Peterson appeared to be giving each other a nasty look.
Yeah, I saw those.
It's not true.
Not true at all.
Oh, you were not saying, I wish you'd die.
I don't even think I was looking at him in those shots. So I did see that. I'm like, of course, they're going to play this one up. They're going to make a story out of anything. That's how it is. So, but yeah, that's not true at all.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear you weren't giving Doug Peterson death looks. Like, you never thought, like, oh, football isn't for me. Like, there was never a thought where I don't like football anymore. Or I don't want to be in this bullshit league anymore with this business. There was never a thought like that?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. The way the season went, I mean, it was frustrating. And
People
so
have those moments.
that's why I stepped away, and it almost rejuvenated me. You know, it's almost like last year pissed me off so much. I want to come back in a different way and do everything I can. I am thrilled to be here and to have this new start, new opportunity. And community seems amazing. Fan base seems amazing. Like we said, it seems like the perfect fit.
We have no idea how to do the subway system, but Z is doing the direction, the directing, the mapping, the planning. Well, my tell is in 10 minutes. That train should be ready. I'm looking to his shit. He said it's went that way. This is Zito guided tour. We're not going to get spot on the train.
Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated. We the out of the darkness I rose up. Gold in my soul, it's a gold rush. Yeah. Honor and freedom, my toast up. Kicking game on the snare drum. Out on the beat, let it bleed out like sacrifices. Cut it open, emotions. Spilling like oil and coasting. Therapy for my mental, I'm pinning a pistol and shoot down the criticisms individually. I heard the voices that told us. Yeah. Throw dirt on my name and wish me the worst and stole us. Yeah. Shot through the heart and pray on my downfall. But young people stand on top of the chest like Olympic gold. Rapids move on the field like a jazz song. Witness greatness, look up in LeBron home. Remember next time for you doubt us. That only made me go.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, Hour 3 here on Wednesday, April 28th, 2021, years after zero. One day before the draft spectacular, a lot has happened. Woo! Teddy Bridgewater has been traded from the Carolina Panthers 1 year after being signed to the Carolina Panthers to be their quarterback of the future in the Matt Rule era to the Denver Broncos for a 6th-round draft pick, adding competition to Drew Lock, who they're not 100% sure is going to be their guy going forward or not. To clear up I misspoke in the last hour. Drew Lock, 2nd-round draft pick, didn't have a 5th-year option, actually, so they are just trying to figure out whether or not he's the guy going forward. Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater, as of right now, will be battling out as a quarterback position in Denver Broncos for the Denver Broncos organization. Michael Lombardi has come out and tweeted that he thought this would happen a month ago. A lot of people, Chicago Bears fans, are unhappy that Andy Dalton is a Chicago Bear when Teddy Bridgewater was potentially out there. That's disrespectful to Andy Dalton. Have a little bit of respect, although Teddy Bridgewater could be a hell of a player and was an MVP-like player when he was with Minnesota. Then he goes to the Jets for like $250,000 signing bonus. Then he goes down to the Saints, wins a bunch of games, goes over to Carolina. He gets moved on from with a Sam Darnold trade because the new owner, new head coach, new GM kind of want to figure out what they want to do. He's now in Denver. 7th pick overall for the Carolina Panthers still remains. 9th overall pick tomorrow night for the Broncos still remains. Nobody has a clue what's going to happen. I guess there's an update now on the contract situation. Per Adam Schefter, the Broncos are acquiring quarterback Teddy Bridgewater on a restructured contract. The Panthers will convert $7 million of the $10 million guaranteed into a paid bonus, leaving a 1-year, $3 million fully guaranteed contract for Denver. Carolina clears about $5 million of space while adding pick 191, which was the 6th-round pick in return. So for the Denver Broncos, they have $3 million fully guaranteed for Teddy Bridgewater next year, $2 million contract for Drew Lock, $5 million in a quarterback, and the number 9 overall pick. Nobody knows what they're going to do with it. AJ, a lot has happened. I don't know if we've gotten a chance to fully digest it, but here we are one day before the draft, and action's starting to pick up.
Well, reading that tweet, it seems to make sense for both sides. For the Broncos, yeah, if I can pick up Teddy Bridgewater, maybe add some competition with Drew Lock, maybe Drew Lock can learn a few things from him, and we'll see what happens. And you only have to pay him $3 million. Now, the Panthers, you would think, man, we got to pay $7 million of this dude's salary just to ship him off. But when it says there they gained $5 million in cap space in what they pick up the 191st pick, okay. Seems to work out all right.
Well, and they'll have to pay that at some point. At some point, everybody's moving money to some way, but it feels like all parties involved wanted to make this happen. The interesting thing now is they moved Teddy Bridgewater because they didn't want there to be a conflict of interest with Sam Darnold. Is that right? So they didn't want Sam to have to compete with Teddy Bridgewater, or they wanted to do Teddy Bridgewater a favor by moving on? And should Drew Lock or Sam Darnold, who's had more success?
Oh,
you know, I guess it's like you got to do the potential thing. I guess you got to do the potential thing. It's like, so Teddy goes from the Carolina Panthers want to move on from Teddy, I assume, to give Teddy a fresh start and everything like that, but also probably because they want Sam Darnold to feel maybe like, hey, this is your team now, pal.
And give him all the reps too. They don't want to have to split reps with Sam Darnold. I doubt Teddy. If Teddy was still there, I'm sure he would want to be taking reps in camp and want to prove that, hey, I can still be the starter.
I've only seen Drew Lock one time. It was at the draft. I saw all his boys. Feels like he's a cool dude. The potential whenever he's playing, he looks unbelievable. But the same things are being said about Sam Darnold, right? I've never met him either. I've never seen his boys. I have no idea. They're saying his potential is unbelievable. It's like Drew Lock, Sam Darnold. One organization's like, let's try to empower. Now, granted, they might draft a quarterback and completely flip this entire narrative that I'm currently saying on its head. Like, they might draft a young quarterback that they don't, and they make $5 million out of this thing. Maybe it's completely wrong what I'm about to say, but it feels like the Panthers are like, all right, Sam, we're going to give you at least an opportunity here to go. The Denver Broncos now at this point, with this many years into it, are like, we're not, Drew, listen, you're going to have to earn this thing to keep it going. Fascinating approaches there by both sides. I guess it's the first year there for Sam Darnold, so they're maybe still in the honeymoon phase, where for Drew Lock it's different, but I don't know which one you would say has been more of a success right now.
Don't you? I still feel like Drew Lock's being judged too harshly.
Me too, by the way.
He's only played 2 seasons.
Mitt, you're back there. You were a Broncos fan for like a year and a half, and then you became a Cowboys fan. There's a couple games where Drew Lock dominated.
Lit it up.
Houston, I think, like 2 years ago or something like that, is when he came on the scene. Then there's obviously the memes and the GIFs or whatever. And I guess because he was a second-round pick, he doesn't get as much leeway because it was a second-round pick
He
or
was
something.
at the draft, too, and he was the one that dropped that everyone was, like, looking at, like, oh, look
And
at
his
Drew
boys
Lock.
were cool, by the way.
Yeah.
His boys were cool.
The big thing about Drew Lock that I would say is he's a big team and camaraderie guy. I think last year really threw him off. If you remember, the Broncos had that QB situation where he wanted to take everyone's mask off, and that ended in them starting a receiver at quarterback.
Oh, okay.
They had to run off the field.
Okay, during the walkthrough.
Yeah.
The day before the game, they were told the entire quarterback position's got to run off the field. And by the way, nobody that is even associated with them can play tomorrow, so we got to actually get somebody who hasn't played quarterback since they were at Wake Forest their junior year, and they don't know anybody on the team or the roster.
And for Sam Darnold, he's been under Gase, who is a person who people say once you get away from Gase, your career's gonna take off. So it's just both of them.
I just think Drew Lock. I mean, and Denver Broncos fans, obviously, I assume they might be ready to move on, and I don't know how they feel about this. I think one Broncos fan tweeted me, and I don't know if they are the sample of the entire Broncos fan base, but they're like, feels like we're just getting right back into the quarterback carousel here with getting. How many years does Teddy have? Just 1 year? This is just a 1 year thing?
He has 2 left on his current contract.
But they restructured. How'd they restructure it? Will they have to pick up the 3rd year for Teddy there? There's so much going on. Everybody's just trying to find a guy, it sounds like. Everybody just wants to find a guy, and they hope they can find a guy, and they got to move guys and do things. But I think Drew Lock, I mean, who's going to win, Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater? I assume Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, yeah.
Just because Teddy Bridgewater has a lot more. But what if Drew Lock comes in and lights it the fuck up in camp? And Teddy's just the backup there? And they're like, well, Teddy's been a great backup in the past. And then Teddy, though, was looking for a trade because he didn't want to be a backup. Teddy Bridgewater, I happy you found a new home. I wish you would have went somewhere you've been able to start, but this feels like this is going to be a bit of a clusterfuck to figure out.
Teddy started to go on that Fitzpatrick run.
Yeah.
More like Tyrod. He's becoming more. He's unlucky as hell.
Unlucky.
Hey, if you're Drew Lock, would you rather the team bring in Teddy Bridgewater, or would you rather him take a QB number 1?
Well, take QB number 1, you're out.
I know. Then it's like, okay, well, my best case scenario, I start this first year, the rookie's not good enough, and I can showcase myself to the rest of the league. But with Teddy, if there's a competition, you could win the job and try to hopefully prove that you are the franchise QB.
You were never a part of a quarterback competition team, right? Brett and Aaron were never actually in a competition.
No.
See, that's what I'm talking about, though. Brett was always the guy. This is the backup. I think I don't know. I just feel it's good for the team, and it even gives the quarterbacks like a little bit of an out when they're talking to their teammates or friends. It's like, hey, we're not making this decision. This is the guy. Let's go ahead and do that. It kind of gives them, as opposed to trying to win over an entire locker room, okay, and somebody else trying to win over an entire locker room because a quarterback, that's what you got to do. And then a decision is made, and it's like automatically people are going to be like, well, I just think that's a messy thing, but it's the NFL. I guess everybody can just handle it. I think about the locker room at all times. That's like kind of my immediate thought is like, when I was in the NFL, it felt like teams that were good, great locker room. Locker room got along. When we stunk, I'll tell you what, locker room hated each other. How do you make locker room hate each other? Well, you divide them right in half. How do you do that? Well, here's one quarterback, here's another quarterback. Well, it's just, I feel like that's bad business, personally.
I'm with you. I would like to see somebody dive into the stats and look it up and see if, like, what's the best record a team has had coming off a training camp where they had an open QB competition, where someone was named a starter like a week or two before week one. Like, has anyone had a ton of success with that?
Well, and then you automatically go, well, if they're having a competition, that means they didn't feel good about either quarterback. So how good were either quarterback? You know, like there's always excuses and deeper stats that can look into it, but I just don't know how that is conducive to building a team, which is what you need in football. You need like a team.
You need defined roles and a defined vision of what this is. Hey, like what a great leader, a great coach does. He gets everyone going in the same direction from all different walks of life, and however creative way they can do that to keep people engaged. But if you have two guys vying to be the most important position in this billions and billions of dollar franchise, yeah, like there's just too many questions everywhere. Like, oh, how'd it go today, man? Who do you think the starter is going to be today? Like the whole team's talking back and forth, and they all secretly or openly have their favorite who they think should be the starter too.
And by the way, it's not just the players; it's the coaches. It's the athletic trainers.
And it's players asking coaches, like, they're like, Coach, man, when are they gonna name a starter, man? Like, that's all the media keeps asking me. Like,
We all see, don't we? We all see. There's a lot of that'll start happening. And then it's not just players, what I was saying there. Even like advertising people who are talking to local companies are like, we all hope that blah, blah, blah is our starter, but we don't know. Like, it's just, I feel like, and you don't, by naming one person a starter and saying, hey, you're the starter, you're empowering that person, you're not putting down the other person either. The other person then understands, like, okay, I'm back. We want you to be a starter, though. We want you to take every rep. Obviously, if things don't work out as well, you're going to get an opportunity. Like, I don't know. That's why I'm not a GM, though. So maybe I shouldn't talk about it, but I feel like that is a very important fucking thing that doesn't get talked about.
Well, and that's why the Saints doesn't make any sense either. It's like, why wouldn't you just tell Taysom Hill, hey, you're just going to be the gadget guy going forward no matter what, where it seems as though they're telling him, hey, this is an open competition. It's you versus Jameis.
I think Sean and Taysom are very tight.
Yeah.
Because Taysom wouldn't agree to a 4-year, $160 million all voidable contract if they weren't boys, right? I assume those two are boys. And maybe he did tell him that, but the narrative outside isn't that Jameis is automatically going to be a starter. Maybe take pressure off of Jameis. Maybe, like that whole, maybe that is something that we have no idea.
No clue.
What is happening. But I'm not you got to figure it out somehow, I guess. You got to find out who the starter is if you actually do believe in them both. But I think by doing that and creating that competition and making people better, I think you're potentially also taking away from a lot of other stuff that is vital to success. I don't know. I think you could still get the starter better with good competition without potentially burying somebody, but I just think you have to define, this is our guy. If he stinks, he won't be our guy. That's why we got this guy. Mm-hmm. I don't know. If Teddy's going to be your starter, as soon as you trade today, Teddy's going to be our starter. Drew Lock, who has done great things with us in the past, will back up. If Teddy struggles to learn the offense or figure out the offense or something like that, obviously Drew Lock will get his opportunity. Like, I think there's a statement that you can make there that really is just very quick and easy. And if it's Drew Lock, do the opposite.
That's what the Bears did with Dalton, even though Foles is still there.
And bingo, they didn't do it with Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles. They said open competition. That became fucking all hell broke loose. I feel like
I was gonna say that, Pat. Is this something that the Bears should get a little bit of praise for? That, hey, they took that equation out of it. We don't have to worry about our quarterback, whether you agree or not. Andy Dalton is our guy. We're going to try to figure out the rest of this mess we have around him.
Well, and they didn't do that last year. So maybe they learned it, and they have the same exact feeling that we have now. And I don't think I've ever been on a team that has had that, by the way. But my thought of that happening, you can see how it easily could be like in the locker room. Just, you never want small groups chatting. Okay, in the locker. Yeah. Like, when you can start getting small groups chatting, that is when it's like, all right, here's clicks here, here's clicks here. It's natural that people are gonna just follow one particular style of leadership over another particular style of leadership. So you're kind of fucking both players, I think, actually. It's like, but whenever you say this is starter, this is the backup, there are like, okay, this is exactly how we look at it. And then, by the way, the teammates of the backup, whether Drew Lock is named a backup, they'll go, hey, Drew, hey, you'll get your chance. Hey, we're going to need you. Like, there's still like
stay ready.
It's still a positive interaction for everybody. And even Drew can be like, hey, I got to work here. I got to do my thing. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. We might be too dumb, though, to shape anybody's opinions on this entire thing. I'm sure somebody will tell us that we're completely wrong and it's the NFL. They got to be fucking adults.
Well, I think the last time that actually was successful was when the Seattle paid Matt Flynn. He was, Packers, he had a huge game, towards the end of the year. They paid Matt Flynn. He was going to be the starter. Then they drafted Russell. They still said Matt Flynn's going to be the starter, but Russell beat him out, and then it was like, okay.
Now we got to get rid of Matt Flynn.
Yeah, exactly.
They said we got to get rid of Matt Flynn now because we don't need anything in the locker room potentially. I just think that is the quarterback, immediate CEO of the team. We go as you go, bub. And listen, we can act like we're all the same. We're all the same. I'm the punter. I'm not going to act like we're the same. But like everybody else, we can act like it's the same. But we're going how you're going, bub. Our team is only as good as you are. So I just feel like that is a pretty vital thing. Brandon Beane, by the way.
Yes.
Josh Allen. After his second year. After his first year, not great. After his second year, better, but nowhere near like people are thinking maybe Cam Newton will go to the Buffalo Bills, especially because the way Josh Allen was playing at the time. And Brandon Beane was like, no. We want Josh to feel as if he has every opportunity to be successful here. I just think that is a very, very important part.
Listener just sent this in. George Patton was the assistant GM in Minnesota when they drafted Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, so
okay.
Hey, that was when Teddy was balling.
Oh yeah.
Was it a non-contact injury? Were you in the league when that happened? That made its way all the way to our training camp. We were like, or maybe it was OTAs. I forget what it was, but it was like, damn, Teddy didn't deserve that. We're all.
I believe I was just out, but I remember when it happened because it was giant news everywhere, and people were. Didn't they say guys were puking and everything?
Yeah.
It was so nasty.
Yeah, and it was because he was just out of MVP conversation.
Yep.
Like he was going to turn everything around, and then all of a sudden that happened. I was like, damn, Teddy, like you don't. To your point. Very unlucky, Teddy.
Tyrod. Do you think
Tyrod Taylor? Yeah.
The Finns haven't said anything, but do you think Tua's the guy down there and Jacoby's the backup, or do you think that's another competition?
See, I mean, it's the Dolphins, so who knows?
Never
dude?
got to.
It's the Dolphins.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. They're cutting money. They're saving cash. To do what? They haven't brought anybody in. Every big contract they signed is gone now.
We talked about this earlier, AJ. These, like Miami, and B-Flow is not going to do this, and this isn't how they view it, but if B-Flow doesn't work, right? I think B-Flow is a great coach. I think he gets the most out of people. I don't know what their decision-making is going on there, but Miami feels like a team that could very easily, the next regime, be a goat farm like Tampa is right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's warm, no state income tax.
Celebrity owners all around that are going to come to the game.
Yeah, it's like, hey, listen, if you've been around the NFL, you're going to take a little bit of a haircut on the salary. We'll figure out how to do the bonuses, but just collect guys that have proven they made it in the NFL and at the end of their careers and want to kind of make a run at this thing, like Tampa. Kansas City, it's because Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are there. They'll continue to do that, but it feels like these teams that are in these cities, desirable potential retirement cities, I would do that. I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't at this point, but I don't think Miami's going to do that at all.
Well, but I think for the Dolphins, for that to even have a chance of happening, Tua has to be like a top 5 QB in the league, probably.
Look at all these teams trying to find a quarterback, and how many teams came out and tried to get Tom Brady last year. Like, how stupid is this?
Yeah, that's real. Allegedly, not as many people. The market for Tom Brady's not as big as you would think it was.
Should have been 30 teams.
I was so mad. Do you remember how mad I was?
Oh, yeah.
People were calling me stupid. Like, I was getting called stupid on a regular basis for me saying, what, there is 28 teams that should be trying to sign Tom Brady right now is what I said. And they're like, he's old, he's washed up, he's blah, blah. That's one of those moments that won't get talked about, except for, if you're wrong, it will get talked about. But that whole time when I was talking about Tom Brady makes your athletic trainers better, your equipment managers better, it makes the everything in the building better. If you get him in there, get him in there. Because I got a chance to see Peyton fucking up close. It's like, everybody got better because Peyton was there. It's like, you got a guy, don't want to be the reason we lose. And then they're like, no, Tom doesn't have that big of a market. And Tampa Bay's like, really? All right. What did he say? What did Bruce Arians say? he said, we would have brought back Jameis, but we were going to look behind the door or whatever. And then we looked behind the door and we saw Tom Brady was standing there. So, I mean, other than Tom Brady and also Jameis or also Teddy Bridgewater too. But we would have brought, it was just it's a wild time that he was even available. I can't believe that 28 teams didn't want Tom Brady. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. But I have a different thought than what a lot of other people do. They want younger quarterbacks and going to build within. General George Patton of the Denver Broncos has released a statement. Acquiring Teddy Bridgewater adds competition, experience, and a strong veteran presence to our quarterback room. He's a talented player and leader who's had success in this league in a number of different situations. Being familiar with Teddy from Minnesota, he's going to compete and do everything he can to help us win. Okay, so compete. Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater about to battle it out.
Here we go.
Who's going to win the job? Who's going to win over the locker room? Are they going to win the job as well? Because if not, it's fucked.
And does this change anything in what they were going to do early in the draft?
You know, there's no way Kyle Pitts makes it to 9, right?
No chance.
Jamar Chase might, though, if the Bengals don't take him.
If they go lineman, unless the Finns take him.
But the Finns probably go on offensive line, right? Isn't that what everybody's thinking?
I think that's a smoke screen.
Oh, you think the Dolphins are in the lying game again like they were last year?
100%.
What is Tannenbaum been saying? We know Tannenbaum's full of shit. What were you saying, AJ? Sorry, bud?
No, I said, who does Gump think the Dolphins want then if it's a smokescreen about the O-lineman?
Let me clear something up very quick. I don't mean Tannenbaum's full of shit. I think Tannenbaum was used last year, though, as the smoke screen, potentially. Yeah. I don't know Tannenbaum personally, but I think he was potentially used last year as the smoke screen for the Tua thing. You think they're doing the same this year?
Tannenbaum can be full of shit, but I think the Dolphins...
There's a Dolphins fan, by the way.
I think the Dolphins will take a weapon. You have to. Like last year, they took all O-linemen in the first round. You have to give Tua a chance here.
And Tua's biggest problem, is he wouldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah. Play with Devontae Smith
Waddle
as
and
well.
Devonta.
Yeah, and Waddle.
Yeah, but both of them came out and said, we like Mac.
Yeah.
Fuck Tua.
Uh-oh.
They did.
You might also want to have like not an empty backfield with a mobile quarterback.
Well, I just, there's another situation. Like Tua getting pulled for Fitzmagic.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another locker room sitch. Okay, you got a locker room sitch there. Everybody loves Tua, is what we've heard. Everybody loves Fitz. When you bench Fitz and put in Tua and not even tell Fitz or Tua it's going to happen, and it just gets, there's a problem with that whole thing PR-wise, and B-Flow wasn't happy that it got out or whatever. But then whenever Tua's playing, and in the fourth quarter, when you need something, you pull him and put Fitz in. You're automatically going to just separate the locker room. It's just automatically going to happen, whether you like it or not. And that's not a conducive thing.
No, it's not how you bring this team together.
Jacoby Brissett is Tua's backup right now, right?
Yeah, by the way, if Cam Hayward was not so rude and a just absurdly mean person and dumped somebody onto Jacoby's knee. Jacoby in the Indianapolis Colts maybe win a fucking Super Bowl.
Probably do.
He was slinging he was maybe in the MVP conversation with how good. Then he got hurt, couldn't move. The year before that, whenever he did not have a winning record at all, he actually got brought in 6 days before the season started and said, hey, you're a starting quarterback. Our guy just quit or whatever. So it was, or retired. I'm so sorry. He did not quit. He retired because of injury. I've heard, by the way, he does enjoy the hell out of retirement.
Nice. Sure.
Congrats to Andrew Luck. But I think Jacoby Brissett, another great player. But will he potentially have to come in? He will win over the locker room. I guess he was holding team meetings whenever he was the backup quarterback and everything like that. So there's another situation that will Tua, ever really get a chance to be
If Tua is your guy, you got to give him every chance to succeed with these picks you have this year because you're not going to have these picks again.
All right, there is about 15 new text messages in the group text. I would assume that it all has to do with Teddy Bridgewater. FanDuel Sportsbook has put out odds here on what the Broncos will do with their pick in the first round. Micah Parsons, plus 340, linebacker, Penn State. I've heard some things. He plays great football, obviously. They're talking about him being a top 10 linebacker
Very
pick.
good.
Patrick Surtain, plus 850. Rashawn Slater, plus 340. Does anybody know who that is?
Northwestern lineman.
Oh, he's a stud.
Oh, yeah.
Big.
Yeah,
big body.
Absolutely.
Him and Sewell.
Fields at plus 750. Trey Lance plus 750. J.C. Horn plus 850. Surtain plus 850. Penei Sewell plus 950. I don't think he's going to be around.
Yeah, no.
Zaven Collins, Mac Jones, Elijah Vera Tucker, who I'm just learning exists. Good for him. He's a top round.
Hell yeah.
Did
Did you happen to see in there the tweet from My Sports Update?
No, what happened?
So Teddy's now been traded twice. Once from the Jets, once from the Panthers. Both times because of Sam Darnold.
He's got to fucking hate him.
Oh, boy.
At My Sports Update, Teddy Bridgewater, 2018, Jets trade Bridgewater in training camp after using number 3 overall pick in Darnold. See ya, Sam, or see ya, Teddy. You can go down to the Saints. And then 2021, see you later. Sam Darnold and Teddy Bridgewater. I wonder how their relationship is.
Probably terrible.
Have they ever talked to each other, you think?
Well, if you remember, Sam Darnold said, "Hey, listen, I love Teddy. I respect the hell out of Teddy. Love that guy." We haven't heard Teddy's side of it, but Darnold has nothing but glowing things to say about him.
Yeah, it sounds like
Teddy's got to
Darnold would be in a much more positive side of that relationship, it feels like.
Come out and parry him, Teddy. You only got one chance.
This guy's won 0 fucking games. All right, I'm motorbiking for the Saints. I'm winning almost MVPs in Minnesota. I came back from a gruesome injury, and this guy's just running me out of town. He stinks of football. He's, 14 years old still, this guy. Poor Teddy Bridgewater doesn't deserve that. I wonder how it all pan out 4 years from now. Will any of this matter?
I think there's a chance that Sam Darnold could still be really good.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Good
me
situation
too.
down
I was big when he was coming out of USC. I liked him, man. I liked how he played. He was mobile. He can move. He's got a strong enough arm.
Love his tape, huh?
I just think he can get it done if he's in the right situation.
Did you watch film?
I remember when he was coming out of college. Yeah, of course.
You watched film?
Wow. Who all was in? What are the other quarterbacks that came out in his class?
Go to the first round draft thing.
Josh.
Yeah. Josh Baker.
Josh Rosen and Lamar.
Because there was all this talk about Sam Darnold going number 1 overall, and then right towards the end, I know Schefter came in right before the draft started and said it's Baker, right? Didn't he say, or the morning of maybe?
Yeah, and Baker obviously doing the Brett Favre thing was an awesome moment. I'm happy that happened. Sam Darnold could fucking stink too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's.
Of course he could, but I'm saying there's some people that I wouldn't want to give I wouldn't say
fucking stink.
This guy could be a terrible football player. He could be. Listen, I'm not saying it. We have no idea, which is kind of the issue with the NFL is even after seeing somebody play terrible football, you're like, yeah, he might be good though, just bad situation. He might just completely stink in Carolina, and then guess what's happening again after next season with Carolina. All right, Sam. See you later, pal.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
We're going to go in. We're going to go somewhere else. Carolina will do that. Now, Sam might be unbelievable at football, and maybe the Gase umbrella was holding him back like Tannehill was happening to him, but boy, there's a chance he stinks too. There's a chance. And Teddy Bridgewater, if I was him, it'd be tough for me to be quiet. Like, guy ran me out of New York, he stunk. Guy ran me out of Carolina, he stunk. What's he going to do? Come to Mile High? He stinks.
Yeah.
There's a chance Teddy Bridgewater could have that moment, or maybe Sam will get good.
Teddy played a whole damn season without Christian McCaffrey, too. I mean, you got to cut him some slack.
Say what you said one more again.
Teddy played the whole season without McCaffrey last year. McCaffrey played like 2 games.
Yeah, so Sam Darnold's getting quite a weapon back. Top 10 player in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey. Michael Lombardi just posted a view on this thing. Broncos could still take quarterback in the draft. Teddy starts for 1 year. Lock is number 2, and the pick is redshirted. Makes for a good quarterback room. Yeah, we kind of we agree with what Lombardi could have said there. Imagine they go 9, and this is what you mentioned. If you draft somebody at 9 at quarterback, it's their job going for it, unless it's Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. But 9, top 10 pick, it's their job going forward. Would make for a very interesting quarterback competition for sure.
Well, I guess maybe since the Broncos have, I know John Elway's history of drafting QBs and bringing them in, other than Peyton Manning, hasn't been great. Maybe they think, hey, we need to take a guy, and then we need to make sure we give him time to develop into the QB we want him to be, and maybe Teddy's the guy to learn from.
What if Drew Lock is that guy, though?
That's what I think. If that's your plan and you want to redshirt the guy, as Lombardi says, I wouldn't have made the trade for Teddy. I would have said, hey, let's have Drew play this year, and if we want to develop this guy behind him, give him reps in practice, and maybe throw him in like week 11.
Maybe they want Drew to learn from Teddy, though.
Yeah.
The veteran presence in the locker in the quarterback room.
If they take a QB at 9, we know they don't.
Yeah, might as well just move on from Drew Lock now.
That's why I think this makes the draft that much more interesting, especially if they're not going to take a quarterback. There's going to be other people coming up to take that pick.
What size bag are you taking up into that attic for Draft Spectacular?
What do you mean?
Cigar bag, that one you had for Kentucky Derby we saw on Aaron.
I already have almost 2 of those bags packed for the trip, but no, I got plenty. Don't worry, we'll be good.
They must think you're embezzling something.
Yeah.
The amount of Cubans showing up at the AJ Hawk house.
Cubans, no way, man.
What?
You don't smell Cuban cigars?
Cubans.
You don't like
Whoa.
No, I don't like heavy heavy cigars. I like, medium to mild.
Whoa, like heavy Cubans? What the hell's wrong with you,
dude?
Oh, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just not tough enough.
That boys eat. Congrats if you do that. But that was unbelievable that AJ just did that out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that was
self-conscious now.
AJ, I have a little bit of an issue with my tuxedo.
Oh, wait. I just got what you took about Zeke and the heavy cigar. Okay.
Yeah, heavy Cubans. You hate them.
Yeah, you clown.
Oh, you just got it, huh? That's not what you meant immediately?
Yeah.
Wake up, dude.
Okay, dude.
Heavy.
We know how your
heavy-
brain works,
like
bro.
A dark wrapped heavy cigar. Those are what are like bitter, and those I do not like.
Oh, Zito's bitter now.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, AJ?
He's more.
You guys are all going to hell. Every one of you.
No.
Us.
See you there, pal.
How do you body shame Zito and flip it into us going to hell?
How dare you?
I never once crossed my mind to talk about Zito when I talked about a heavy Cuban cigar.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. You don't even think about it. You just let it fly.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't even have to do it. It's your natural instinct. Anyways, my tuxedo thing. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Oh no.
Well, it's not getting delivered till next Thursday.
No. Sure. Hey.
So has the wardrobe for everyone changed?
Well, that's the thing. I think everybody's already done enough preparation. I'm going to have to figure this one out.
We'll figure it out.
Do you got your tuxedo affiliated thing, AJ, or?
Oh man. Well, I'm looking right now, and it says arriving tomorrow by 10 p.m. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I had that same situation there with the wife and the Amazon. I was like, "Hey, when's that thing? Is it getting in today? So before the flight or whatever?" And she goes, "It's getting in Thursday." Oh, we can. And the thought was like, "All right, I'll have Mitt fly down in the morning with the thing or whatever."
Yeah.
And then we checked the date. It's actually next Thursday.
Shit.
It's actually next Thursday. So I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I
we'll
guess.
figure it out.
Those are back ordered?
Bro, I assume they don't have a lot of what I ordered.
What was it? You can say what it is, right?
Well, I'm not going to be able to find it. It was this incredibly dope tuxedo tank top jacket collab. I mean, it was fucking awesome.
Leather?
Huh?
Leather?
No, not down Tampa. No. It was actually like linen. It was like a linen.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Nice and light.
That's nice.
So-
Breathable.
There might be one down there.
I think they had to custom make it. I think it was one of those like, we'll say it's for sale, and then if anybody actually orders this thing, we'll actually have to create it and ship it. So that would have been awesome.
Next time.
Golly. So does everybody got their tuxes ready or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Good to go.
Sure.
Tampa feels like a city that has some tuxedo related shit.
I would think so.
Find some in Party City or something.
What was that? Go.
What's that?
Did you make the sound? Somebody made it.
Zeke did.
I kind of did, yes.
You don't think Tampa's big tuxedo?
I don't think so.
They got a Party
They have a
City.
tailor. There probably is a tailor that could sew something up. I don't know.
Men's
So you're
Warehouse?
saying you don't think that? I mean, we drive past a Nordstrom.
Is there like a tent factory you can get for Zeke?
Nick.
Oh, come on. He had to stand up and come over the microphone and say that. That's the worst part.
AJ opened the door.
This is your fault. Let's
AJ's laughing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Zito,
AJ!
take back. I did not. Everybody
You
else
guys are
laughed.
terrible, honestly.
Oh,
AJ, why'd you text
AJ.
Nick to say that?
Let's get to a break.
my
Gotta
suit
figure it
was
out.
double the price, though, because how much fabric they used.
Z.
That's charges a game, baby.
Yeah. It's nicer fabric, that's why.
No, it's actually cheaper fabric.
Yeah, but double the price because,
Double the fabric.
yeah.
Oh.
You're going to look good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
Hey,
so.
that
seen
cheap ass fabric's going to look good.
I'm going to start working out, guys.
I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what? I got an idea. Let's get to a break. I think I have an idea.
Okay.
We'll come back on the
You're up to
inside.
something.
We are not. I'm up to some cooking now. I'm gonna go take a visit to Mr. Vitamin, and then I'm gonna probably come up with a better idea than I have currently. But 4 minutes from now, we'll take some phone calls and talk about everything happening in the sports world. 1-833-4-McAfee. I believe the lines are full. Once we hang up on somebody, you call in. This Teddy Bridgewater thing, is this a domino?
Ooh.
To more moves to be made, potentially.
Hell yeah.
Is this one card getting kicked out from the bottom of a house of cards?
Whoa.
Not to be confused with the show that AJ Hawk absolutely loved and admired.
Lives for it.
4 minutes here on Sirius XM.
Did not admire. Enjoyed watching, though. Yes.
Whoa.
4 minutes.
Enjoyed watching your favorite actor. He was good in that.
Hawk, shut up, dude.
Listen, the cleanup guy, okay, he is not my favorite actor. Kevin Spacey, certainly not my favorite fucking actor.
No way.
So I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about Jeremy Piven?
Oh, yeah. How you living, Jay Piven? No, I'm not talking about him. He's awesome as well.
4 minutes, we'll be back on the other side of the Pat McAfee Show.
You got his number, too.
Whoa. A former Celebrity Jeopardy champion, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
We've missed you too, man. Where are you? Are you out in the woods somewhere right now? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in a log cabin out here.
Have you been doing this since the end of the season? How did the Jeopardy thing come? How'd you film it? How'd it go? And is that your first time you were kind of back in cell service?
Yeah, pretty much. I did some quarantine during the off season, early parts. The missus was filming up in Montreal, so I was, Quebec has some strict quarantine rules, so I was in quarantine for a few weeks, and then went out to LA and filmed the 2 weeks of Jeopardy, had a blast, and then back for some more quarantine. And now, the off season feels like it's just beginning now.
Okay, good. Well, congratulations on everything happening. Let's talk about the Jeopardy job. Did you watch the other hosts as well, what they were doing potentially that you would want to do differently? How did the whole film study go?
I haven't watched an episode since Alex. Okay. I didn't really want to be influenced at all by the other guest hosts.
Smart.
And how they did things. For me, it was taking a lot of notes and figuring out, exactly what Alex did and wanting to do him justice, his memory justice by being as prepared as possible when I got on the show.
The hair, though, was there a thought potentially, Jeopardy, for you to cut it? Did anybody say, hey, maybe we cutting the hair? Was that conversation? Because I'll tell you, whenever I was going to have to go to court after the public intoxication, a lot of talk about me potentially cutting hair. Didn't do it. I would assume for you, potential same thing with Jeopardy, being Jeopardy and all that.
I thought about it. I also thought about shaving to a mustache to honor Alex, but my hair wasn't long enough that I couldn't do something with it. I felt like we had a nice little comb over going, and I just decided to go with kind of my usual, a little bit of some stubble going and not the neck beard. Sorry, Andrew Luck, but I decided to kind of clean that up a little bit. But there was conversation. I think there might have been some people that wanted me to shave to the skin. I don't do that a whole lot. If that was a prereq to get the full-time gig, no problem with it at all. No problem at all. And
Whoa. Did you just campaign potentially for the full-time gig right there? You loved doing it, didn't you? You enjoyed the hell out of your time doing Jeopardy? Hold on, you lost service in the middle of the woods, wherever the hell you are, whether it's in Canada, here, or in America, on the films. You would love to do Jeopardy more, you say?
I would love to be the host of Jeopardy, yes.
And I hope you get it, dude.
Give it to him.
The guy wants it.
Come
He's
on.
good at everything. He'll shave his face.
Come on. Thanks, buddy. Miss you guys. Love you guys.
Hey, miss you, love you, man.
Love you
Aaron
too.
Rodgers.
Now comes the time that I've been thinking about for my entire life. It's time to meet Vince McMahon.
Vince was not there.
Vince wasn't there. I know, this is a big deal.
Vince was not there last Friday.
Everything could be differently here in the next week or so.
This will be my first Friday with Vince McMahon.
And all anybody was saying is, can't wait to hear what he becomes whenever Vince is in his ear, when Vince is in his ear or whatever.
I think we now have to pretend that night one never even happened.
Welcome back from your bathroom break. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Here's Pat.
What did you say?
There was a stat yesterday. We brought it up on the podcast. I think 120 million.
Yeah, 300 people have earned more than $1 million
last year.
The fans only thing just got started in the commercial break.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was going to be a fad thing. Turns out that thing's really gaining steam, huh?
Sounds like it.
AJ, make sure you keep Axel off of her.
Yeah.
Wait, OnlyFans?
Yeah, fans only.
So what do you do on there? Like, what do you you can do whatever you want, right? And you just get people to pay a certain amount.
So is it like we used to have the Beehive down there on 38 or whatever, or 380 down. It was a drive-through. You know what I mean? You go in there, you put $1 or something in a thing. It would a screen would pop up, and there would be a lady standing in what would be a drive-through window of McDonald's, and she would dance, and then that thing would shut.
Okay.
And then you could.
But you're serious? You were alive when this thing was around?
Was I alive? They didn't fucking card you. We went in there when I was like 14, dude. What are we even talking about?
Wait, was it a normal strip club, or was it a thing where you legit put like quarters in and the screen raises like you hear about in New York in the 70s?
Like New York in the 70s, outside of Pittsburgh in the 2000s. Okay, it was happening, and it was obviously hysterical. You only did it because it was hilarious. Okay, what are we doing tonight? We got nothing going on. We might as well drive 35 minutes out to this place, do a little drive-through. It's hysterical. We'll lose $4, and then we'll tell the story next time. It was never something that was desirable. I had no idea if people actually did it. Is it like that? Is that how the fans-only thing works?
Yeah, just on the internet.
They're making so much money.
So much.
The Catch Me Outside girl made $1 million in an hour or something.
Jesus. But so people like they'll say what it costs $5 if you subscribe to my channel. Is that all it is?
Yeah, what is it? Is it a yearly, annual, monthly?
I think it's a monthly.
Do they do bundle deals on there?
I assume so.
Probably.
It's a good site.
So this is where all the adult ballerinas have just gone fully into
Bad Bunny
this.
doesn't even. It's basically a Instagram for her, I think.
You think?
I've seen the headlines.
Bad Bobby.
Do we have anybody in there? Okay, listen. There's nobody's gonna.
No, Bad Bunny.
Not Bad Bunny.
What's that out there?
San Benito.
I would pay for Bad Bunny though.
I assume he would make a lot of money very quickly.
Oh yeah.
He got all yoked up too for the WWE.
Yeah, he doesn't need it either because he's selling his tickets for $1,000 a pop.
So are actual strip clubs dead? You think?
Well,
no, let's hope.
I don't think it's not just. It's not just like stripping though, you know. Like it's. I mean, there's a lot of it that's like porn too. I mean, there's a decent amount of baloney smooching on there as well. You know, like
Let's get to a phone call.
Is that how you make the money? I guess you have to do that to make the money, right?
You got to take it to the next level, I'd assume.
Eventually,
so.
your subscribers will lose a little steam, and then you got to pull out the smooch.
Listen, you need to make sure Axel doesn't get on there. If Axel's rod,
don't let that happen.
If Axel comes down to me and Dad, I saw some baloney smooching, I'm like,
I told the story about me FaceTime with Axel and him throwing a right cross at the phone as soon as seeing me, and he is an absolute savage of a kid. That kid's awesome. Axel is you shrunk down with the long hair you used to have. What a legend of a child you have over there.
Yeah, well, he did you mention that when you said OH to him, and you said, "Hey, OH, Axel," and I held the phone. He goes, "No." Just said straight up no to you.
I did not. Oh. I did not mention that. I did not think it had to be told.
It's funny you left that out.
Well, it is fascinating, isn't it? That little prick kid of yours won't even give me the satisfaction of an IO when I'm just trying to support the Buckeyes out here. That kid's 3 years old. He's already brainwashed into not supporting the Buckeyes. That's a shame. That's a real shame over there.
No,
AJ.
he has a trained eye to see garbage and insincerity.
That kid was awesome. We've heard him on this show, obviously trying to break into the attic, kicking the door down potentially. Yeah. We hear he's 3 years old. What can humans do at the age of 3? I learned last night, be legendary. Actual is an absolute legend.
He's already benching 145, I heard.
Is he already lifting?
He actually gets, unfortunately, he can get out of his room now, so he meets me down in the weight room every morning.
Animal.
Yeah.
So he's already on the schedule. Like, listen, we wake up and we eat weights, dude.
Yeah.
This is what we do. If your name's Axel Hawk, okay, you're going to eat weights at 6 a.m., kid. You don't even know. You need to beat up every other human you encounter. Your name's Axel. That is a great name, by the way. Whose idea? Yours? Wife?
Both, and he's our last one. He has my initials. He's Axel Jericho Hawk, so same initials as me.
Jericho?
Jeez. Yeah. AJ Hawk.
This guy's WWE bound for sure.
Axel Hawk, stage name, real name, same, better than everybody else's.
Does he wear a cowboy collar to bed? Jesus Christ.
Don't put that pressure on him. Now, who knows what this kid's going to do? I have no clue. We don't know.
Well, I think he's going to be a fighter. He started fighting the phone as soon as he saw me. He was throwing literally a right hook at me as soon as he saw it. And I thought to myself, like, oh, he thinks he's actually punching me. Because, like, he was getting the satisfaction of actually punching my face on the phone because he didn't get to do it in real life. I love Axel. I love old Axel Jericho. Old AJ Hawk, dude. You call him Deuce? We call him Deuce?
Yeah.
No, we don't call him Deuce. No. We didn't name him. We weren't trying to make a junior, but when we had Axel and we were trying to come up with a middle name, and my wife said, what about Jericho? And then it'll be the same initials as you. Okay, cool.
Did you guys think of Chris Jericho? He'd be pretty pumped to hear that if that's how Jericho came about.
I thought of Chris Jericho. My wife doesn't know who Chris Jericho is. I bet she knows who he is, but no. Like, there's a whole Bible thing to go with Jericho, too, Pat.
Oh, let me hear it. What happened? What did Jericho... I love hearing this stuff.
The Walls of Jericho. Go read it.
Yeah, you fucking get them in and you...
That's right.
Sit back on that thing. That's the Walls of Jericho right there, pal. That has ended many a men.
Yeah.
That's right. Many a men. Is that what it... So did God do that to somebody? God strapped somebody down, flipped them over on their stomach, grabbed their legs, and sat back on it?
Made them tap. It looks like the Israelites blew a wall over with trumpets.
Very different. It's a very different attack, but it seems like it has
similar end result.
Okay. Keep blowing, you said?
Yeah, trumpets.
How bad is that music?
Very bad.
If a wall fell because of it, you know what I mean? It had to rattle some shit there.
Hey, little John, to the window.
Is the Axel name a biblical name as well?
Is it? I don't know.
No.
Bro, if there was a thesis from Axel or something in there, or
a reading from Axel.
A reading from Axel.
Be awesome.
A reading from Axel. What a fucking name, dude. You don't have to give us all the names of your kids, but are they all awesome?
I mean, I don't know. They're theirs.
Amen.
But when you
nice sell, dude.
It's all relative, man. Like, whenever you name a kid, like, that's the kid. Like, you have friends that have super weird names, maybe, but it's how you've always known them, so you don't think it's weird.
Yeah, but in Ohio, like, Axel's normal. Is that what you're saying? Like, Axel's just a normal name. Like, hey, down the street, go say hello to Axel the Third or whatever. Like, is that something that's just a normal name in Ohio? That I wouldn't put it past.
I don't know. I mean, I think it is becoming a little bit more common than it was. I know, what's his name? The old handsome guy, Josh Duhamel. His kid's named Axel.
I wish, shout out the old handsome guy, Josh Duhamel, by the way. I wish I could name my kid Axel now, but I can't because of you. So I'm kind of bummed out that I learned about the name from you and can't use the name because of you. So,
well, no, I mean, you have a lock on old Duber.
Now, remember, we moved on from Duber.
Yeah, Doobie got.
R.I.P. Doobie.
Doobie.
Rest in peace.
Gone too soon.
Rest in peace, Doobie.
Doobie had a good run. Remember what he was going to do? He was going to be a musician.
Sucks we have to do this again.
Never wanted to do it. But Doobie Doo would not be happening.
Miss you, Doobie.
Doobie Doo. All right, let's get to Kyle in Iowa. Kyle,
The show is unbelievable.
AJ, please.
But I'm just telling you, I really have a good time on here.
Hey, me too, man. Some things are just for us. Everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to be selfish. You know what I mean? Let's go to Kyle in Iowa. What's going on, Kyle?
Hey, Pat, boys, AJ, how we doing?
Hey, not too sure. Are you in Waterloo, Iowa, the home of the Man of the Year, John Wayne Gacy? What part of Iowa are you in?
Transplant.
Oh, I'm right by the river. I'm about 2 hours away from Waterloo.
We dumped a couple bodies.
Or maybe. We don't know. Have
Not
you
on
checked?
my hands.
Well, we don't know. Maybe. Oh, because it rolled.
Yeah, it wasn't in Waterloo. Fuck it.
Okay. All right. Anyways, what do you want to talk about over there in Iowa, Kyle?
First of all, rest in peace, Doobie. I mean, tremendous name. Just want to talk about the Bears and the shit show going on down there.
Which Bears?
I don't know that we all got blind faith, first of all. I don't know what those stooges are doing up there in the office. But that ninth pick, do you think that's locked into the Broncos, or do you think maybe Bears or anybody else makes a move for it?
Interesting he says that because the Bears did try to make a move for Russell Wilson. They gave away 2 ones and something else.
Yeah.
Maybe, and if they got that okayed, maybe the Bears will get active on draft night. We have not talked about it because you don't think about Nagy and Pace potentially making a move. You think Andy Dalton is the big move they would make. But what if the Bears get a little in the game a little bit on draft night? That'd be cool.
Yeah, Pace said he could move up, he could move down, he could move left or right. We don't know, but he's going to do something.
Oh, so he said he will be present.
Yes, he'll be there.
We'll move up. We could move back. We could stay the same. Okay, so you'll be there. Shout out you.
You got it. Genius.
Shout out. What if the Bears get antsy and make some moves on draft night? That'd be cool for the Bears fans.
They absolutely could. What was their record? They don't seem like they're good enough to be drafted at 20. They should be way higher.
Dude, they're at 8-8. They almost beat the Saints.
They were in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah,
They're in the
dude.
Nickelodeon game.
MVP Mitch.
Right. The thought of
Like AJ didn't watch football.
Chicago Bears fans.
What?
He said he didn't think he watched much football, but the thought that Bears fans were so pumped that the team was 5-2 last year.
Yeah.
You know, so pumped, and then they stole some games and they got into the playoffs. They were so pumped riding that wave. We all knew there was zero chance of them making a Super
Just
Bowl.
missing one piece.
But instead of getting a very good draft pick, now since you did have that above mediocre season in wins,
Above 500, yeah.
you kind of fucked yourself now going forward. And we have to remember that during the season, because the Jets fans were so bummed whenever they won that game.
Yes.
And I remember going like, man, the players and coaches are so happy though. It's so selfish of the other fans to think that. Now we're at draft season. It's like the Jets,
could have
had number one. They could have been sitting very pretty. They could have got 4 number ones maybe if they wanted to even trade out of there and keep Sam Darnold. I mean, there's a lot on the line if you win some games and eventually, inevitably run into your maker, which is a loss because your team stinks, and really fucking yourself for the draft. But does the draft really mean that much? I guess we're maybe putting too much into it.
I mean, you would hope it means a lot for your team that you could plug in the pieces that you need if you don't have any glaring weaknesses. But, I mean, I can't believe the Bears were 8-8. I almost forgot about their season. I really did.
Yeah, well, and Zito said you didn't watch much football last year, but nobody did.
I don't know if this is how your brain works or not, but because of COVID, like everything is scrambled together. I can't figure out what with this pre-COVID, post-COVID, during COVID. I don't know what's going on.
Well, post-COVID, take it easy, pal. All right?
Yeah, calm down.
I mean, New York is lifting the curfew ban.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, you're gonna be with Rogan if you keep it up. What you're doing?
Oh, you?
What am I doing?
What's Rogan trending for? What he said something about vaccines? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the video. I assume there was much more to it. I saw the clip that I saw. He was talking about the vaccines and his advice for it. And I would like to let you know that, much like what Bill Burr said on there, I ain't a fucking doctor. So I ain't giving any vaccine advice at all to anybody ever. Actually, if you're smart, I would love some. I would actually love some for there. But whenever you're talking about us celebrating COVID being over, it's not us saying like scientifically it's over. What we're saying is people are making decisions that have a lot of information that are telling us that the NFL is telling their employees back in the fucking office coming up here in May. Get your asses back in I don't know what you've been doing in these Zoom calls at home. Get your ass out of the basement. You're back in the office in May. They're saying full stadiums. Other people are saying full stadiums. It feels like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like.
Did we?
People are saying, not us, but we beat COVID. Let's go! Woo! We might not have. We don't know. But it seems like there's a lot of things saying we did, and we're not saying it, but somebody's saying it.
Yeah, Atlanta Braves just announced that next week they're going to full stadium. So,
still haven't heard anything about that Rangers game.
Massachusetts also opening up.
Whoa!
Yeah.
New York's doing the thing, and California's doing the thing, and we're all doing the things. Did we?
Hell.
Are they saying we? Did we? Did we beat COVID? I wish I had a longer arm. I wish I had a longer arm. You know what I mean?
What did you do? How did you help the people of the universe come back to positivity?
What are you talking about?
I didn't help, dude. I was
willed it.
I was just a part of the battle, dude. Just sitting out here in the trenches alongside everybody else, and we lost, a lot of people. The world lost a lot of people. Okay, it was a very fucking devastating thing that happened. It stopped our world. It changed our world. But now, with what people have been saying, who seem to be in contact with people that are at least smarter than us, it feels like we're potentially coming out. We're coming out of the year.
Kinda.
We're coming out of the year. I think we beat COVID. I don't know for sure. It's probably going to live with us forever, I'd assume. But man, it is the thought of that packed arena down in Jacksonville. I won't go. No, I will not go. I cannot stress this enough. I will not go to these, but I do love the fact that there's people available to go to these to see if we can do this, and hopefully everything will get back to being wide open again. Because boy, that looks like before COVID there.
Yeah.
And we obviously have to catch the post fallout of this thing, like we were trying to do with the Rangers. Haven't been able to get a good update or whatever, but
It's wild. It's wild that they're coming. We were potentially.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think this day was coming for a couple of years.
That McGregor fight in June in Vegas. If that place is cranked,
You're saying it's going to be huge, huh? He said he was drooling to get back in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
That crowd, by the way, in Florida, I know Dana said, you see people with masks? You say, okay, cool. You see people without masks? You say, okay. Nobody had a mask in that.
No.
Not one.
No video I saw had anybody with a mask in there. So I think those people that are super into the world coming back, I think they're going to fill up all these places for us. I think we're going to get a chance to learn on whether or not we can do this whole thing nationwide. But it does feel like, and I don't want to do it again because it's too much dancing on the grave of COVID. The last time we did this son of a bitch came back and did something to us.
Oh, yeah.
Show is wrapping up here one day before the draft. We'll have a lot more to talk about tomorrow and Friday. Obviously, there's some Colts news coming up. Colts have picked up the fifth-year option on All-Pro guard Quentin Nelson. Easiest decision they'll make this offseason. Yeah. $13.75 million guaranteed for 2022, but they would love to get an extension done before that. That dude's a monster. That guy's a stud. He'll be a Colt hopefully for 20 years playing offensive line at a very high level. Nobody drafts guard that high. That's what everybody said. I'm happy we did. He sets the tone. AJ, we got about 10 seconds here before we get off the air on Sirius. Anything to say to the people?
Big show tomorrow. Draft Spectacular. Can't wait, man.
Draft Spectacular will be tomorrow night. Tomorrow, noon to 3, we'll have the same basic-ass show as normal, but it will be heightened because it is draft day. Chris, Mad Dog Russo, Mad Dog Unleashed will be on the other side of this 6-minute break. His show will be much better than ours. Tomorrow is going to be massive. Be a friend, tell a friend. We'll see you then. Okay, pretty good.
Here we go.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Very good.
Let's go, Steven and May. The Colts, by the way. Yeah, let's go.
Huge move.
Oh, reset the market.
Well, the issue with him staying at guard, because they want to draft a tackle, allegedly. This is what has been reported, not told me. They want to draft a tackle or they were going to free agent tackle because they didn't want to move Quentin Nelson over to tackle or whatever. Because he did fill in, I think, a couple times at tackle, and I believe he probably dominated.
Crushed.
If I had to guess, I believe he probably dominated. Now, if you're Quentin Nelson, although you are going to go down as maybe get best guard of all time when it's all said and done, he's been an All-Pro every single year he has played football in the NFL. I assume that's going to continue. And I think he has the respect of everybody in the NFL at this point for how good he is, media included. Doesn't do a lot of interviews, but it seems like he is beloved. The pay difference between guard and tackle is massive.
Yeah.
I mean, it is very, very big. I wonder if Quentin Nelson's people are wondering if he could potentially make the move over to tackle and the Colts don't, or Quentin Nelson's okay with just dominating every human from here on out at the guard position. What do you have, Diggs?
Highest paid left tackles, Trent Williams, Bakhtiari, and Tunsil are making $23 million. Highest paid guard right now is Brandon Scherf, making $18 million. Number 2 is Tooney at $16 million.
Okay, so there's $5 to $7 million difference a year there, and who knows at offensive line how many hits you're going to take. That's hand-to-hand combat every single day. So it would make sense if he wanted to go over there, but I'm just happy he's a Colt for at least another 2 years, pal.
Hey, but even if he stays at guard, you could bridge that gap with the $5 or $6 mil. Give him, if the highest paid guard's getting what right now? 18 a year?
18, yeah.
Okay. Don't you think Quentin would be all right if they give him 21 a year, maybe?
Yeah, and I think, but it wouldn't be as much as the highest tackle, which is obviously a different position. But then every other contract would try to be like, well, look what Quentin got at guard here, and then everybody would have to be aside from Quentin. It would be that classic.
But he has played tackle though. You could say, hey, I have filled in at tackle, and I can do that if needed.
Yeah, and I think, by the way, if he could play fullback if he wanted to and make the. He fucking can move.
Yeah.
Damn good.
There's videos of him dunking. He's just
physical specimen.
He's Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
He's Wreck-It Ralph, but he's very nimble. It's Chris Ballard had to feel so incredibly awesome when he made that draft pick and everybody was like, guard. And he's like, just wait. And then rumors started coming out. They actually call him different types of tea because he teabags people.
Yeah.
Like that was his nickname, I guess, in
Earl
some
Grey.
Earl Grey. In some NFL circles, it was like, yeah, we call him Earl Grey because it always ends. Every play ends with him on top of somebody. It's like that's what you want as an offensive lineman, I would assume. What do you have?
And following that up with Darius Leonard, which people thought was a terrible pick too. I was like, why don't you guys just wait a second?
Yeah, I saw him yesterday briefly, quickly. Didn't get a chance to talk. Did ask about Julio. Did not get an answer.
Dang.
But it was I had to go shoot something for the Colts, and he was in the building. But they kept us very separate from everybody because of COVID.
Yeah.
So we had to get a rapid test done, And then even then, we were only allowed in one side of the pavilion. They were literally like 30 yards away. It was like, hello, how you doing?
Are they in their off-season program right now?
The players? I didn't see the players. This was late, too. This was after hours. We went over there after the show. But a couple coaches came out to do a wave, and it was like, from the other side. It was like, hey, how you doing over there?
Hello there.
Hello. It was pretty cool. But I didn't get to, do a full, what the fuck are we doing, dude?
What's the point?
What's going on? He's a good guy. He's always been a good guy.
You have a direct line to the guy making all the decisions, so that's all you need.
Yeah, but I don't use it because I don't like to know anything because
guess what?
It'll come out. A couple times I've said, my sources have told me, and that's when I'm like, everybody's going to know exactly who this is coming from, and I'll put it out there. But I try to protect my relationships with people as much as possible. Hearing Schrager say that he'll just badger people for information, that's going to be an interesting friendship.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, like, who you guys drafted?
Fuck, Schrags is calling me again.
Hey, who you guys drafted? What are we doing? Can I hear
But
something?
they need Schrager, though. They need Schrager, too. They get info from Schrager as well. Like, hey, what are you hearing from this team, that team?
Oh, yeah. That's the upside of that whole thing.
Yeah, they have to get something out of it. Why would they just leak information to somebody without having anything in return?
It's a great question. And why would you not, be trying to make money if you can?
Yeah.
Should be.
We live in a society right now where everybody's trying to make some money.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there's so many different ways to make money nowadays.
That's true.
Everything is evolved.
Yeah.
And I think there was one particular company that did the whole like, hey, you can be an investor very easily with this app thing, and they fucking ruined that.
They did.
They did. Another company, though, said, hey, listen, we want to do the same thing. We are doing the same thing. We have been doing the same thing. And we don't steal your information. We don't sell your information. We just want people to feel as if they can comfortably trade stocks and feel very good about it while also learning about what everybody else is investing in, because it's like a platform where you can follow along with what other people are investing in. So it's like a community. You can even message and ask questions.
Oh, love the sound of this.
Yeah, today's sponsor is public.com, an investing app where you can buy stocks, follow investors, and share ideas, which is a big deal, AJ Hawk.
Share ideas, but not advice, right?
Yeah, well, hey, listen, I checked my public portfolio this morning.
Oh, yeah?
I'm up.
Okay.
Whoa, here we go.
I am up.
What do you have? Do you have Mitt making your choices?
No, I'm making my choices.
You'd be down if that was the
I'm
case.
sure you are.
I am making. What are you talking about?
All right. What are you in right now?
WWE. Okay. Obviously, I said this earlier. I invest in aliens. Vince McMahon, alien.
Yep.
Okay. He's going to live probably 300, 400 years. He's going to do his entire thing. I invest in him. Elon Musk, actual alien. I'm invested in Tesla. Okay. How you doing? That's going to go. That's been going down.
SpaceX. I want to get into SpaceX too.
Is that publicly traded as well?
That's Elon. I don't know if is it public yet. I don't know.
Well, see, that would be
so.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're saying is you're a stock stooge right now, okay? And I would not follow along with your
I'm
investment.
trying to learn from you. I need to follow you.
That's what I'm doing right now.
And not advice.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to.
This is not advice.
Listen, AJ.
This is not advice.
It's not advice.
This is not advice, AJ.
Tell me the difference between an idea and something that would be considered advice.
Well, my moves are just like, how people watch people play video games? They're not telling them how to play the video game. They're saying, hey, this is how I play the video game.
Yep.
For the stock thing, I'm just, you can watch this is how I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a very sound strategy. And I think this will be one that'll grow as the years go on, as more information goes. I'm betting on the aliens. This is not advice. You should not do the same. But Jeff Bezos, okay, alien. His Amazon's going to go.
Yeah.
That's just how Amazon's going to go, and it is. WWE, it's going. And it is going to go. Tesla, something's fucking going on. Somebody needs to check on Elon immediately. Okay, that thing's going down. This is not advice, but I assume that one's gonna go.
Come back up.
But you can follow along with not only my incredible ideas on how we make money off the world, also Tony Hawk, dude.
Whoa!
Do a kickflip, bro.
560, bro.
Do a kickflip, dude.
Wish I could.
Shaq.
What?
O'Neal?
Billionaire.
Big kickflip guy.
I bet you Shaq could do a kickflip, but it would make no sense at all. They would have to make his own skateboard, and he would just step on it first time. He'd probably stumble, and then he'd get back on it, and he'd be like, "What do you do, Tony?" And Tony Hawk would show him how to do it, and Shaq would do it probably third attempt, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
I truly believe that Shaq would be able to skateboard if he wanted to skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
He sells printers.
Quick learner.
And car insurance.
The guy can sell and Icy Hot.
And Icy Hot.
Lotion.
And
lotion.
Pizza.
And Papa John's Pizza. Hold on. And you can follow along with his investment advice, but it's not advice. His investment moves at public.com. Call to action. You get a free slice of stock when you go to public.com, Pat McAfee. I assume there is a / there. Public.com / Pat McAfee, full name, to download the Public app. Get started today, and make sure you guys follow me.
Okay.
AJ, make sure you follow me. Sounds like you need a lot of things to watch to potentially learn about what the hell you should be doing out there.
I need a lot of ideas. I do want to follow you to see if these things ever change. If you're actually active on this thing.
Of course I'm active,
Yes.
dude.
Every morning, every night.
But you got to remember, while you and Axel are throwing around weights, I'm trying to read the stock market in Tokyo. Okay, to try to get a little bit of a read on what's potentially coming today.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying you should follow me like as advice. What I'm saying is you can, and you only need as little as $1 to start.
Oh, okay.
$1 to start. Go ahead and get in there. Public.com / Pat McAfee. I'm fucking making moves in there. Okay, I'm zooming in. I'm zooming out. Let me see what's been going on in the last 3 years. Let me see where we're at. Oh, we're good. Okay, that's what I've been doing, pal. All right.
I believe you. Yeah.
Public.com, Pat McAfee. You can find it right now.
I know. Is there a / or not? I don't know.
No, there is, but you don't even know the Public app, dude. Look at this.
Let me see.
Bingo. You see that? Can you see it? You can't see it.
Oh, that's green.
All I see is green.
You can't see it on the camera, but it's just a green arrow going up.
Green means money.
It's just a green arrow going up, pal.
Good ideas, AJ.
Try this one.
Which one?
This one right here.
Where's it at?
You got. Oh,
You see that?
That's a good angle.
You see that?
Green.
How much money you got in there?
Fucking so much, dude. I'm actually down 50 cents since the show started today.
Oh, shit.
What's going on?
All right.
Hey, we're still up, though.
Oh, WWE. We got a big show coming tomorrow.
Need a big one.
Yeah.
Need a big one.
This is not advice, but big show coming tomorrow. Amazon WWE Tesla. That's all I got.
I can't not wait to see how your portfolio grows over time.
Wait till you see what I'm about to do with GameStop. I'm back.
We're up to something.
Yeah, GameStop, $179.89. Psh, buy it.
Wow.
Boy.
Goodbye.
Bam, bingo. Give me that. Bingo. Bang, give me
Can
it.
we buy, is it disc replay?
No, but Family Video.
Hey, I believe they went under.
Really?
Yeah, they are gone.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good run.
Didn't think we'd do this again.
Anyways, everything I just said wasn't advice. All right, let's go to Steven in Maine. What's going on, Steven?
Hey, what's going on, man? Jesus, I think that's the long. I've watched your show for a couple of years now. I was waiting. I thought you might have forgot about me. That was quite the stretch there.
No, Steven. How could I forget about you, pal? Especially with the main player in there. I mean, come on, man. What do you want to talk about, Steven?
I appreciate it, man. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say how much I enjoy you guys. And I recently just broke my shoulder disc golfing, so I've been not working for a couple weeks. So it's been nice to have you guys every day.
So was it? Hey, excuse me. Was it?
Shout out to AJ and the boys as well.
Hey, shout out to you, Steven. Hey, you got disc shoulder, dude? It's like tennis elbow.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you got disc shoulder? You got disc shoulder, similar to tennis golf. Is that a normal injury for the shoulder? You're hucking that son of a bitch so far, you're throwing your goddamn shoulder out, or did you fall on the course?
Dude, I threw it so hard, and it's still like, I mean, it's probably similar to Indianapolis. It's fucking cold up here in Maine, so I slipped on a fucking patch of ice. I tried to catch myself with my hand behind myself. I shattered my humerus.
It's not funny. Yeah, not funny at all. The thought about...
It's not funny at all, exactly.
Oh, you got to have cleats out there. That's why you got to have disc golf cleats. It's not golf cleats.
Yeah, it was on film. It was I slipped a couple times. My friends were making fun of me the whole time, and I'm like, no, seriously, guys, I broke my shoulder. And they're like, oh, yeah, whatever.
You finished the round?
I really broke my fucking shoulder.
You finished the round with a broken humerus?
No, we finished on 13, but they wanted to. Seriously,
you could probably throw left-handed, couldn't you?
Do you throw? Are you ambidextrous?
That's the thing. I'm a lefty. I broke my left shoulder.
Oh shit!
Throw righty.
And I'm a lefty. Like when I went to the hospital, even I went up and they're like, "I just have a feeling you're a fucking lefty, aren't you?"
We know what you meant.
Yeah.
Boy,
Steve.
Boy, Steven. We know what you meant.
That's like they knew.
That's like a linebacker breaks this one. I'm gonna tackle with this one.
That's right.
My question was about the Cowboys anyways. I know they get talked about kind of a lot, but not always for the right reason. So they obviously got Dak Prescott signed. They got that done. like I heard you mention, I don't know if it was earlier in the show or yesterday, like Jerry Jones, he's a pretty good GM. He really does. I mean, he's not the greatest, but
this is a call about disc golf.
But he's pretty good.
Hey, you wanted to talk about disc golf?
On paper, what the fuck they need to do to get better? Like,
okay, Steven, good question. What do Cowboys need to do to get better, AJ? I think it's a potential environment, a culture thing. And maybe they need to get the boys out there to play a little disc golf with Big Mike, maybe bring the team together. What do you think gets them to the Super Bowl like you predicted last year?
Yeah, well, first thing you do, you get a healthy Dak Prescott, which we will have going into this season for the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully Zeke Elliott can have kind of a bounce-back year and have a big year for them. And if the O-line can protect, they'll be all right, man. But we'll see what happens in the draft. I don't know what – like, they don't have any huge glaring weakness that they need to shore up. Are they going to go they're going to go defense?
Defense. They have a pretty glaring They have a pretty glaring need.
Well,
they'd let Zito run around at safety, I think, after what happened last year. Let's go to Sonny in Toronto. What's going on, Sonny in Toronto? Here we go.
Hi, what's going on? Boys,
Shout out to you, Sonny, up there in Toronto. How you doing?
I'm fucking all right. Been on hold for fucking 3 hours.
Well, I wish you would have hung up so we get somebody else on the line.
Yeah, you're in Toronto. You're locked down anyways.
No, I'm joking. Sonny, pretty good name, by the way.
Yeah, Oh, are you?
Sonny.
Sonny.
I think O, right? I would say O.
I remember you guys talking about players having to like buy their whole stock of jerseys if they want to change their number.
Is it Sony?
So what if the players just like got all their jerseys, gave them like autographed the jerseys, and just sold them?
To you. Thank you, man. That feels so bad.
Thank you, Sonny.
They went on hold for so long. I think you talked about the players having to buy the jerseys and then something happening. Yeah, the players buying a jersey thing,
autograph. He said they buy their jerseys, autograph them, and then sell them themselves, I guess.
Ooh, for more. The teams or the players?
If you do, though, the player, I guess it's a
They
good
should
point,
do
though.
that,
But think about it. If you have to buy the inventory, I should get the jerseys then, right?
Yes.
You can't say, hey, here's a check, but you keep those old jerseys.
Yeah, that's why I thought the teams should try to they should try to keep those so that later they have like the throwback, the only ones. If you're the player, getting those, not a bad move. You sign those, sell them. Now, I guess you have to have some self-awareness on where you are in the entire thing. But if it's going to cost a lot, you're probably pretty important. I'd assume you're a pretty big deal. And as collectibles, and the collectibles have become investment moves for people. You know what I mean? Like shoes are investments now. NFT, obviously, cards, everything is like an investment. Autographed memorabilia, another massive investment as things continue to sell at huge fucking numbers.
Can the NFL lie about their inventory? Can they lie about it and be like, oh, actually, it's 1 million inventory?
That'd be mean. Our commissioner wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Who's going to audit them? Like the PA is not going to come in and audit them, so I'm sure they could.
So it would be Fanatics and the NFL that would only know?
Yeah. Like the player doesn't know.
It's actually just straight to the reseller. So like I referenced the Chad Johnson thing last time. So it was not the resellers, not the Reebok. Chad had to go straight to Reebok and cut a check to Reebok.
Oh, so Nike.
Yeah, so Nike now.
They've never done anything shady.
Oh.
Well, that lady was giving her kid all those shoes and letting him sell them.
That kid had to be making tens of millions.
A lot of money.
Tens of millions.
Absurd.
I mean, that was a great wall of
like
shoes.
She had to know, right?
At the beginning, she was probably so mad at him, and then he showed her just, hey, by the way, this is how much money we're making from these.
Check out my Venmo.
And she's like, you know what? Been here a long time. I've never seen a check like that. Let's go ahead and keep it. Here you go. Oh, we got a drop coming out tomorrow, 2 a.m. Get all your bots ready. Okay.
Sounds good.
Here you go. Here's an impossible shoe to get that you can sell for 10x that just 1 week later because nobody can get it. That's not a bad play over there.
Not at all.
I mean, shady for sure.
Yeah.
Insider trading and fraudulent and everything like that. But
Do you collect shoes, Pat? Do you have the ones do you buy 2 pair and wear one and then store the other ones?
No, I wear the pairs that I get. And people do not like that. But
no, why? I mean, wear them. If you're going to buy them, wear them. Same thing if you have a sweet car, drive it.
I agree. Yeah. And if you have a living room, live in it. Okay? That's whenever I got introduced to the world of people saying this is a no-go room, okay, I was probably, I was a young, I'd say an adult probably at that point when I got introduced to that, when I walked into a house. Whoa. I was told, don't step on a carpet. What? What are we doing?
Excuse me?
Do you guys have like a swing? Nobody goes in that room. Well, then why do you have it? Oh, it's a showcase room. It's like just a thing. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers got too much room. Okay, that's what I just heard right there. I cannot believe that. But yeah, I agree. Get a nice car, drive that thing. Now, granted, I have a lot of nice cars that I do not drive, but I don't. It's not because of like taking care of them reason. It's because like I just.
Yeah, you ain't got the car cover on them at home.
No, let them eat. They're supposed to.
I mean, you park those suckers outdoors with no cover in the winter.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Fucking right.
Yeah, they're a lot of money, but they're fucking hold up. Dude. Just a little bit of snow. How come the F-150 can live, but you can't?
Hey, I think I like that better than the person that all of a sudden, like, you don't realize he's had this car in his garage for 7 years and he's driven it once. He's like, well, back in May of 2007, I had the perfect day so I could actually get out on the road and drive this sucker. I'm like, why did you buy it then, man?
Well, those are just, they like to just collect them and look at them, I think, those people. Like Jay Leno.
But no, Jay has an airplane hangar. With
I
all
love
his
his show. I love that Jay Leno's car garage. He puts real effort into that show, by the way. They put real effort into that.
You can tell he loves it. Like he's doing something that he loves, which is cars. Like, I mean, the dude, how many millions of dollars does he have tied up in that warehouse full of cars?
And just anomaly of cars too. Like, there was 2 of these made. I think the other one's dead. This is the only one. It's like
$52 million this collection's worth.
Jesus.
I bet even more. I honestly, I would think more.
That was April 14th, 2021.
How about that, AJ?
Pretty recent. Okay. So
that's crazy, though.
2 weeks ago, they just did a full. And who did it? Was it the Meekum? Was it Meekum?
Oh.
Hey, they're coming to Indiana.
Meekum's back.
They are all the way back, dude.
Yeah.
They stay at places for like 2 weeks.
They were in Houston. There might have been 80,000.
They were here last year.
people
They
in
were here
there.
for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I love Meekum, man. I did, as I was watching Meekum on NBC Sports and very riveted by it, and Sidney Crosby was playing on NHL Network, I was like, well, I could see Sidney Crosby should probably be on this NBC Sports thing, but to be clear, that fucking SS is very nice.
Make 'em play.
Driving it through there. It's a good show. It is a good show. I love cars. I'm a big car.
So would you go to one in, like, if they had it in Indy and go buy a car?
$650 for a table. Got it. We're going. Sitting up close too.
Do you know what you want to possibly buy?
I know what amount of money I'm taking with me.
How much?
That will be disclosed when I'm doing it. But
you don't like you don't physically have to take it. You just have to get pre-approved, right?
Yeah, but I'm taking it.
It'd be a lot cooler.
You're taking a bag?
Yeah.
Who's carrying it? You gonna handcuff it to your wrist? Ooh.
No, I'm just gonna put it in a backpack. Just gonna walk right into that place. They're gonna think it's a bomb.
Just throw it instead of holding your paddle up. You're just gonna start throwing bands.
I really think you're missing an opportunity to put Zeke.
Oh, because he can't move me?
In like a Blues Brothers suit.
With the
handcuff
to the thing. Yeah, you're right.
You have to. The aluminum
tables are only
briefcase, too.
Tables are only for 2 though, and Sam and I are big fans of that show. So we'll get another table. Zito will sit at the table with the thing. That'll be the other.
The money table.
Zito and the briefcase. Yeah.
Bring my case, please.
I'm gonna get something fucking ridiculous out of there. The issue is with all these hours I've put into Meekum on TV, you gotta hold because you think something awesome's coming early, and then just like an hour and a half later, somehow it's like, oh shit, that is what you really want, you know. And I guess you go to the different lots and you can check them out beforehand, and there's certain days they'll go and all that. So there's a big process in it, but I'm gonna try to get in there.
It's at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, it's down there at Fairgrounds. It's like 13 days or something.
Oh yeah.
Who has enough time? Who's got the money?
Car people.
My dad was going to come out last year to go with me, and
Coach was going to stop by.
COVID.
Brand new Corvette was coming home.
Yeah, probably.
Corvette.
Those new Corvettes look like Lambos, bro.
Yeah. Hey, if they're coming to Indy, couldn't you sell a few of your cars to them that they could auction off?
I have thought about maybe putting a Shelby out there. You know what I mean?
Is that the one you wrecked in the driveway with Sam back in the day?
Yeah. Well, I didn't wreck it. The pothole kind of sent us on a different trajectory.
This wasn't the one where you got embarrassed and tried to break up because you wrecked, right?
Nah, I didn't try to break up. I told her I could never see her again. So,
just to be clear, okay, thank you for clarifying that.
I said, Liz, we can't talk ever again because that happened. I don't want to ever have to relive that. So I know for the rest of our lives, you're just going to think about that if we were to stay together. So you have to leave right now. She's like, what are you talking about?
You saw that.
Yeah, for real. Like this is a very real conversation.
Good for her. Good for her for sticking with it and seeing through whatever.
She laughed in my face.
Mental illness you had at that moment.
She laughed in my face. She laughed in my face. It was a pretty cool little moment there. She was like, "You're an idiot," and she just walked out of the room or something like that. And then I came out later and I was like,
"Oh, you're still here?
Hey, seriously, what the hell's going on? Seriously, I don't know how we're gonna get past this." So I have a circle in front of my house, I live well. But I would drift. I would drift the Shelby around it. Okay, and the driveway had been deteriorating slowly over time, and I thought I had all the potholes down. But when you're drifting a rear wheel 630 horsepower car and you're spinning it, and pretty good, by the way. I saw that first scene of Fast and Furious. I can drift. I can move that car. Very easy to do. It's not like you're doing something that's impressive with that much power. It's easy. But I used to do that a lot. Like I was moving on that thing like all the time. Couldn't take it out much because probably going to get arrested if I continue to drive this thing. That pothole that I did not know was there, it really just took the back right wheel, and it just kind of shot that thing, and boy, boom, right into a tree. Airbags go.
Damn.
Horn starts beeping. Okay. Smoke comes out because the airbags come out, so there's smoke around it. I'm just like, oh, what just happened? Okay. I open the door. Horn won't stop. I take the keys out. Horn won't stop going. Nosy neighbors now. Same guy that put a pipe in from his backyard to go into my property to drain it so he didn't have flooding on his thing. It would go around. This guy's a fucking asshole. He goes, yeah, everything okay over there? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine, thank you. So I have to rip the airbag in the horn out, basically, to stop the thing that had the horn going behind the airbag. So I had to take the pressure off of that. And I'm like, as we both, Sam and I get out of the car, her side hit. And I'm like, are you okay? Obviously, you have to check. I had to check on her first. She said, yeah, I'm fine or whatever. We get up, and the car's just sitting there, and we're walking back. And it was at that moment I was like, I can never see this person again.
Get out of here.
I can never. So she, obviously, I'm like, are you okay? Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, you're good. Okay, cool. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And we go back in the house, we sit down. Okay, you're going to have to move out.
Nice knowing you.
And she battled through it. AAA came and moved it from one part of the property to another part of the property. It was very nice of them.
Shout out.
Got that thing fixed. It's all the way back. It is all the way good. But the rear, I guess there's a sensor on the rear right panel that if you hit it square, because there's no reason the airbag should have came out. There was no reason. But boy, I guess we hit a sensor right on a tree. Right on it, and it just, I was like, oh my God. So that whole thing had to get cleaned out, do the whole thing. I mean, it's still, same VIN. Hey, same VIN, same everything. And they put it back together. It's nice, but I do think I have to sell it because every time I see it, I think of that tree going down. And since Sam didn't leave, maybe the car does have to.
Is the tree still up?
It's a beautiful car.
No, it took the tree down. Couldn't see it every time I drove past it.
Yeah. So this was early on in your relationship, right?
Yeah, that's when we were dating still, yeah.
So were you trying to show off a little bit? Like, oh, this girl's never seen anything like this.
No, she has seen it before. It's literally every time I'm in that car coming out of the driveway, I do it. It's impossible not to. You have a circle in front of your house, and you have a car that is built to basically go. It's impossible not to do it, So she had seen the song and dance before, I do assume, but that ended bad. Wherever we were going, obviously got postponed.
I mean, you had 9 other cars you could have gotten into and driven off, right?
Yeah, they were all dead though because I don't keep them powered. The Bentley, the Bentley is getting shipped down to Tampa because I feel like that is a Florida car, and if we're going to be down there, it should be down there. Mm-hmm. But since I let that thing just die so much, they had to actually break the rear tail light and go through there to put a little bit of juice in it so that they could potentially open the door in this whole thing. Nice. So, I don't take care of them as well as I should, but fuck them. They're just cars, dude. They're just fucking cars.
It's true.
Hey,
I'm with you, man. I agree. I don't have the whole car fetish situation. I like sitting up high and whatever. I don't care about really going fast and drifting or anything, but yeah, it's an expensive hobby, man.
That's the thing. I only drive my truck. Yeah. That's the only thing I drive is my truck, which I'm about to get a new one, but that's literally the only thing I drive. So I do like just kind of buying them when I see them. I like it. Here we go. And then it never gets its actual bang for its buck ever in my life.
It's also not true because you had to pry AJ out of that slingshot. So he does love drifting and doing all that.
I forgot about that.
Stuff.
Slingshot is also another drift vehicle. The slingshot, you're supposed to drift that thing.
Yeah, I drove that a few times. Yeah, you did definitely have to pry me out. I mean, it's a small little vehicle. You know what? I saw one 3 days ago parked at a house near mine. I was like, does someone own this? And I found out the person who has it, they actually own one.
Oh, yeah.
I've never met anybody that owns it.
I don't think Rob Daredeck had one there for like 2 episodes. I don't think I've ever met anybody that's owned one either, because remember, you were getting to test it out to see if you liked it or not. And then after you were done with it, they said I could and we could. And it was, I think, January,
December to
February.
April?
Yeah. I think we got the winter months, which is very nice of them to do that. But, I mean, I didn't buy one, obviously.
I didn't know anyone was buying one.
What was that, Can-Am? That's what I talked about the other day.
Yeah.
It's like a geezer glider motorcycle type thing you got going on. Pretty good.
Can-Am has some awesome like side by side. There's all
Spider.
kind of sweet things out there.
The Can-Am Spider.
I think so. 3-wheel
It
motorcycle.
looks a lot cooler on the internet than it is in real life, I think. That's kind of like the Ford Bronco. Yeah. A lot of people telling us that the Ford Broncos we're seeing on the road right now ain't the actual Bronco. It's like, well, they shouldn't have fucking let them out there because they are terrible to look at.
They look tiny. They look really small too.
They are terrible. They look like disgusting cars. The people that bought that did not know that was what was coming. There's no way they thought.
We got duped. I know we looked at them. We were like, man, these are cool. We should get on the list or whatever. And then the exact same thing happens. We see them on the road, and I was like, maybe that's just a smaller, weird-looking version. Maybe that's not the one that we saw. But
allegedly, the Bronco is not released yet. It was the Bronco Sport that has been released and is completely ruined, I assume, everybody's idea of what a Bronco is. They should have never let that one out before the OG Broncos got out there.
It's like the Bronco 2.
It is.
When there was the Bronco original, which was awesome, then they brought out the Bronco 2, which was 2-door and smaller, and it stunk.
Oh, so you didn't like the Bronco too? Did it have the old school look still?
No, the original Bronco had like the canopy where you could take the back off.
What's that? I like those. I like the box nose looking vehicles though, like the FJ. I like I like Jeeps. I'm not a big Range Rover or Land Rover guy, but the G-Wagons, I'm big. I like the way the G-Wagons look. I like the way those things look. The Bronco, I thought it was just going to be a big, blocky son of a bitch. That's what I thought it was. And this little Bronco is just a Kia.
Yeah, they're letdowns. It's like the Volkswagen Beetle of fucking SUVs.
By the way, probably good for the earth.
Great fuel economy.
Good for the earth.
Better be.
That's what I'm about to. Everybody knows that's what I'm about to.
You got to get a real Bronco. Do you think OJ gets any kind of kickbacks from Broncos still being popular?
I assume the Ford family's not exactly thrilled with what OJ did to the original Bronco, but maybe it is a little comeback around there. Yeah, it could go for a long time. You just want to get with Nicole.
Yep.
Yep. What?
Nothing.
Hey, anytime I see footage of that, just what a wild time to be alive. Signs. Run,
juice, run.
Man. And there's 911 calls of him inside the car with Al Collins talking about how he has a gun and all this. Like, the whole thing is unreal.
And LAPD just being like, it'll run out of gas sometime. And that Bronco's like, no.
Oh, shit.
Where you going?
It's a Bronco. That thing's running.
Robbie in Ontario, Big Canada Show. What's going on?
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be on.
Oh, the pleasure's all ours, Robbie. What do you want to talk about, Bob?
Beauty, right? So I just wanted to talk about how I feel bad for Super Mormon Zach Wilson.
Okay.
Because he's going into a terrible situation. You talked about it earlier. They're a young team. The roster didn't get any better, and they're going to suck. Even if this guy's playing his best football, he's going to be looking like Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So really, I'm looking forward to seeing who they're drafting next year in the top 5.
Okay. All right. Robbie has no faith in the Jets. We did do a little research on the level of commitment to the Latter-day Saints that Zach is. I guess he's not that in. He was baptized, but he does not want to be one of the faces of the religion, he said. So
he hasn't taken a mission, right?
I do not think so.
I thought you had to do that at BYU.
No, it's if God calls upon you. Fucking have a little respect.
Well, shit, I'm not Mormon. I don't fucking know.
Well, God will call. You never know. You never. It still might happen.
Zach's phone.
No, I'm not Mormon.
Stay on the line.
No, it might happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Maybe God will call you and tell you, hey, those golden things in the ground were right.
Go grab them.
I guess I'll keep an open mind to it.
Keep your eyes peeled. You might find it, Ty.
What if Ty, which does happen, by the way, people have midlife things and they just become super religious or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
What if one day Ty just came in and it was Latter-day Saints all over? I would be so pumped. Oh, my God. I would love it.
He takes all the Celsius energy drinks out of the studio.
Can't have it.
He changes everything.
It's funny.
Dude,
my heart's been going crazy because of these things, so I'm wondering I might have to fucking pump the brakes on
No
Celsius
way.
for
See, I shotgun 2 a day, so I think my body's just kind of got used to it.
Yeah, I might be drinking too many of them.
It's a beautiful
'cause
fridge.
boy, they are dehydrating me.
But they keep them stocked too. It's unbelievable what Mitt has been doing. Now there's 2-3 empties up there on the top. But
Yeah,
Can't have it.
I don't know if it was Mitt or Celsius. Well, they've been unbelievable.
that was me. I had 3 of them today.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're going. on
Mid
this.
may drink like 8 a day though.
Says
so.
on the can you can't have more than 2 a day.
Does it really?
Yes, it
Celsius is looking out for you. Yeah, you're breaking the rules.
Says you can't or you shouldn't.
Well, what's the difference?
Physically, you can.
Obviously,
It does say do not exceed 2 servings per day.
AJ, you can have
Ty.
as many.
Oh, come
as
on,
you
let me
want.
know. I didn't know.
Ty, it's on the can.
It's right there.
Ty, it's right there on the can.
I'm not lying to you.
Right on
Mitt
the
drinks
can.
about 8 a day.
Mitt drinks the Celsius heavies at the bottom.
Oh, the tall boys?
The heat?
I mean, these are an
Bring the heat.
18-plus drink here as well.
Oh, it does say it right there.
Those things are
The pounders. Mitt's
What?
taking
You
the
drink
pounders
2
down.
tall boys, you're going to be up for
that
a
out
week.
of a brown
I
bag,
have not
dude.
shotgunned the Celsius heat yet, but this boy is a pounder out here.
It's a
16 ounce.
jackfruit.
Don't do it.
Okay,
Pat, do not drink 2 of those.
Do it.
You'll be fine. Shotgun that thing. You'll be fine, man.
boosts endurance, accelerates metabolism, burns fat, provides healthy energy.
Oh, yeah. It's
Toss
awesome.
over.
I've been drinking those during my fast. It's fucking awesome.
How do you feel? So with the
I have
thing,
1 a day.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, like the vitamins.
How does it work? The creators of Celsius. All right, let's go back to it. Oh, look at this.
Whoa, what's that?
Oh,
What is
Celsius
that?
heat,
What's that?
dude. And they put the C in front of heat, so it's cheap. Like you're kind of. You see that?
Cheating diets.
Hey, how does it work? The creators of Celsius have developed a healthy energy drink for fitness enthusiasts who want to take it to the next degree.
Hell yeah.
Heat turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Turn up the heat with Celsius clinically proven and proprietary formula, which helps blast fat with 300 milligrams of caffeine and 2,000 milligrams of L-citrulline.
Ooh, the
That's
citrulline.
good stuff.
Warning.
Warning.
Do not exceed 1 serving per day.
You can't have more than
Celsius heavy, dude.
You can't have 2 of those.
Hey, shout out to Mitt, by the way, coming in with the warning before.
can you have-
Do not drink
Can
two.
you have 1 of those and then 1 of the normal?
I mean, what's this thing going to do
I don't
here?
think
That's
so.
a jackfruit.
I just.
You'll be fine. They're just covering their ass so you can't sue them. You
got
drink
the tea.
15 of them.
You got the tea.
I'm not going to drink 15 of them.
I mean, AJ did
if I
crush
shotgun
3
this?
of them when
I don't
he was
know.
here
I
for
feel like
like 2
that's a-
hours.
Oh, you're saying I can't?
I don't think so.
You're gonna be trapped in a steel tube in a couple hours.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
How's the jackfruit?
Unbelievable.
Tastes delicious.
Oh,
Is the jackfruit a real
That's the
fruit?
best part about Celsius.
I've never had one. Well, the jackalope, obviously, you can go get those late at night.
I knew that.
We've seen those.
We might need the Celsius heavies for the draft night.
Also, snipe. You go
Oh,
snipe hunt
jackfruit's
late
real
at
fruit.
night.
Oh, yeah.
You ever been snipe hunting?
Me? Have you?
Yeah, I have.
It's a good time, isn't it? Connor, you ever been snipe hunting?
Did on
Of course.
Oklahoma,
Who hasn't?
Really?
Yeah.
Who took you, Steven?
No, one of my buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
AJ, you ever been?
No, what is
take
snipe
it.
hunt?
Oh, we gotta go.
You wouldn't get it.
We gotta
It's
go.
a little. It's wild, dude.
What?
You'll see.
I see. I
Gotta
see.
worry about how heavy we sell it. You know.
You gotta catch them in a bag.
Yeah, in the dark.
You catch
by
stuff in a
yourself.
bag and then you shoot them.
Whoa.
No,
What the hell?
You just put them on your shoulder.
Catch and
walk.
release, respect the
Everything
snipe.
go back to death with you,
Yeah, you
AJ.
put them on
You
your
said-
shoulder and you walk
What's
home.
wrong with you?
You said snipe hunting, so I assume you're sniping.
Catch and release,
well,
dude.
Well, I guess I
Snipe
should have
fishing.
said snipe, catch, and releasing.
Okay.
It's a good time.
Do you want to do that?
No, I don't. What's a snipe?
Let's go to Jake in Idaho. Jake, what's going on?
Why would
dude?
I want to do that?
Fellas, how we
Why not?
doing?
It's a good time. It's an experience.
Fun, dude.
Just like drinking one of these cheats, dude. Celsius
Fellas,
heat.
how we doing?
Hey, not too shabby, Jake. I'm all jacked up on Celsius heat. Only can have 1 a day. How you doing? Keep it moving. What do you want to talk about?
Hell yeah.
This one's for Diggs. I was wondering if you think this upcoming Steelers team if they have a solid draft, if they can make a similar run to the 2005 Super Bowl team.
Sure, man. Why?
How about Najee Harris going to the Steelers? Everybody's saying it. This is going to happen, Diggs. Let's go. This dude's a stud.
I don't like it.
Why?
Don't want a running back.
Why?
There hasn't been a running back in the last 10 years out of the top 10 that's helped their team do anything.
Hold the phone. We have
In the
no
first
running
round.
game. We stink. That's why we lose.
Yeah.
Don't give me a running back. We have no this.
O-line. Let's build the trenches, okay?
Oh.
They do need that.
Villanueva, right? He's gone. He's going to the Ravens, they said.
Pouncey, gone. Filer, gone.
Oh, need an offensive line.
Need some linemen.
They got the Bannon back, right?
Well,
That
Ben
guy?
Roethlisberger's back, too. I mean, he can get him.
Bannon's back.
Bannon's back. Back
again. Banner, there it is.
Charlie Bannon.
Oh, Zach Banter is who you're talking about?
Bruce Banter, yeah.
Zach.
There's no T in his name, okay?
Nick loves banter.
Oh! This kid, he's a good guy. He was on the Indianapolis Colts. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's beloved by Pittsburgh, too.
Yeah. He had that cool video before the season last year.
He did.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He started 11-0.
And he was on the team.
Yeah.
I think he was playing, too. Wasn't he playing whenever you guys were winning?
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. But he'd come out and everybody would cheer.
He started game one, dude.
Bingo. Listen, they got a guy who's young. He's good, Zach. He's gonna take over for them.
Bring in the banter.
Let's go to Quentin in Pennsylvania. What's going on, Quentin?
Who has Nick's mic?
Nick is just yelling. Gumpy
I
has
do.
it out here, yeah. So Nick just yelling. I kind of like the negative echo.
I do too.
I kind of enjoy it. Quentin, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about just how much I love the NFL, to be honest with you.
Okay, we like that. Let's go.
yeah.
Hey, this is a good way to wrap it up here on this Wednesday, April 28th. Quentin, go ahead. The floor is yours, pal. Don't fuck it up.
All right, so here's the thing. I mean, even since the last, 6-7 years that I've really, really gotten into football, I mean, stuff has changed so much, and there's something for everybody nowadays. I mean, you got GMFB, that's something new. You got the Pat McAfee show. I mean, no matter what you're looking for, you got something that you can love when it comes to the NFL and, football and media in general. It's just grown so much, and I'm a huge fan.
Hell yeah. All right, Quentin, we appreciate that in Pennsylvania. I think the NFL does deserve that, and football as a sport does deserve that every once in a while. We're lucky to cover an incredible sport, the best sport in the world. We get it, soccer. You have a lot of fans. Our sport is so much better in every single aspect. I absolutely love the NFL. Thankful to be in the NFL for some time and to cover the NFL mostly. I agree with what Quentin just said there, AJ.
Well, absolutely. There's a reason that it is such a popular sport, and tomorrow night, the draft will get most likely better TV ratings from the Nielsen stuff than playoff basketball games possible and NBA championships get bigger ratings
in other sports. Oscars by far. It'll beat the Oscars. I mean, it is. Now,
That's
the Oscars.
shocking. I thought everybody watched the Oscars.
Well, a couple years ago, it's 43 million people. Okay, which is similar, damn near what they were projecting for the NFC Championship game, which is 49 million. Then a couple years ago, it went down a little bit. This past year, it's down to 9 million or something like that a week ago. But Oscar, there's no movies. There's no movies. It was literally the world stopped.
No star power.
Don't have a host.
So maybe they'll get back or whatever. The no host, but we actually have host thing is just
So who
have
did
a
it?
quarterback.
Need to have a quarterback.
Just name the host.
Just let Russ do it.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah, he does such a good job when he hosts everything.
Not a fucking chance.
I agree.
Russ can't watch R-rated movies.
What happened to that lady from the draft?
Oh my God. Let's get out of here.
Who?
There's a picture from Russell Wilson's draft pick whenever he was drafted.
Oh, his ex-wife.
But I forgot she existed. I completely
That's
forgot.
his ex-wife?
Yeah, he definitely had a ring on in the photo, yeah.
Well, I know, but I didn't know.
I forgot she existed. That thing's making its way around here now. I'm like, I completely forgot about that lady. Have we ever heard from that lady?
I don't think so.
She has kept a low profile.
Good for her. Probably not easy, if I had to guess.
Oh.
Jesus.
Probably true.
You heard him.
Hey, you cannot be too safe, my friend.
Yeah, those don't hold up from what I've been told from friends who potentially got into quite a pickle in situations.
Yeah, not much does, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Not much matters.
Just gotta live right. Just gotta live right.
That's right.
Just gotta live right. Let's get out of here.
Ty said he can't watch R-rated movies.
So fucked up.
True.
I mean,
yeah, right. He did Busta Rhymes. He's seen R-rated music videos.
But that's maybe. But if there's nudity or F words, he's not watching it.
She's
He
worth
can't.
$4 million.
F words?
Yeah.
Just if there's an F word in there, you don't.
Yeah,
think,
like if they say fuck, he
whoa,
turn it off.
Yeah, Sierra puts privacy, parental
Mouth
control on all
on
the
here.
TVs
Bro,
and
I am
stuff
so sick of going to Airbnbs with their Netflix having a thing where I got to do the thing to get past the thing. It's like,
Bullshit.
hey, listen, all right. I understand there might have been a kid that stayed here at some point, but Why do I got to know a 5-digit PIN to watch the goddamn Art Heist show?
Put it on.
Allow me to watch this theft movie. Hey, that was crazy that happened up there.
Oh, yeah.
Wild. Still have no idea.
Good doc.
Great documentary. Did you know this happened in Boston? They just walked in and said, give me the shit. We're taking the shit. We did the shit. 81 minutes just roaming around doing the shit. And then they said, basically, stolen art you can't really make money off of. But you can definitely barter for other terrible things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man, who was in there? Probably the Irish.
Unless you're
Like
Mark
the accountant.
Wahlberg and contraband.
Or the accountant.
Well, in the town, basically, that's how they do it at Fenway at the end of the movie. It's like, I think that was a little callback there by Ben Affleck.
Oh, really?
Oh, the cops coming in.
And the town is probably based off of something that is relatively true.
It's based off of bank robberies in Charleston
Collie
City on a
taking?
hill.
And did they have the stupid leprechaun tattoo on the neck?
I think
Oh,
that
like Renner?
is Hollywood
Jim?
bullshit.
That part is.
Jim's tattoo?
Affleck's boys would never do something that stupid.
No, and they would never, get their
He gets that
tattoos.
dragon on his back. He says, we got to be able to cover it up for bank robberies.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what they do in Southie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should go. Pat, you're a big poker guy. You play in those circles. You should go play with Affleck. He seems to love gambling.
Really? Does he really? I didn't know that.
Not as much as he loves boozing.
Well, and cigarettes.
Yeah, he loves
Starbucks.
Dunkin',
Loves a
actually.
good
That's why I
Dunkin'.
love him, though.
Why do you do what you just did? You literally
He's
just
played
asked for
in the World
toxic
Series of
tables.
Poker. He's been on TV playing poker. That's why I say that.
Yeah, but you asked the toxic table there to bury somebody that I know.
He only drinks
I love Ben.
cranberry juice. We know that.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Ben Affleck, I think he's bounced back, right? Isn't he?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
big
for
time.
sure. But he is still fucking pounding heaters.
Yeah, he is.
Smoking a lot of cigarettes.
He wakes up with a butt and a coffee, yeah.
Which not a bad life. Not a
Which is
bad
a good
life.
life.
Nothing wrong
Is that just
with
Boston,
that.
I assume?
Yeah. I mean, for me, that was the greatest days of my life. Smoke a pack before noon? Sure.
Is there a picture of him in the Batman costume smoking a cig?
I don't know if they ever got that released.
Hey, tough day.
All right, I'm out here. We got to fly. Hey, see ya. Big day tomorrow. Let's all have fun. Be a friend, tell a friend. There's a vlog coming out tonight, 8:30 p.m.
Ooh.
Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Roman. Shout out to Foxy. He made that thing a documentary. It's really, really good. A little bit longer than last week, but Foxy did a hell of a job, AJ.
Good job, Foxy. I'm not surprised. The last one was great too. Obviously.
You watched?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, you did it.
AJ, you're a fan. AJ's a fan of what we got going on.
I think you put a good trailer out for it, didn't you?
Yeah. We have trailers for our documentaries.
No, I did. I ended up watching the whole thing. It's like 8-10 minutes, something like that.
There you go.
I watched I don't care about the behind the scenes stuff and whatever. I like to see the production value that Foxy brings in the cuts and the edits. It just looks beautiful.
Yeah, okay, kiss ass.
And that's what Foxy does, by the way. Listen, Ty didn't appreciate how you just pandered directly to Foxy, the editor. That could
What does that
make
get?
you
What does
look-
pandering to Foxy get me? What's my motivation?
You look good in the next vlog.
You look very good in any
I'm not
situation.
I'm not in the blog. I'm not doing that.
It's a
stuff.
vlog,
Oh,
you
do you
clown.
want in? Is that maybe he wants in? That's why
wants
he
in. There it is.
VLOG vlog. By the way.
There you go.
Hey, good news. Good news. You make an appearance in this vlog.
Oh, dude. Is this like you trying to get me to watch? Like people say they put Trump's name in documents for the same reason?
What?
No.
What?
No. What we're saying is, if there was a credits, your fucking name would be in there, casted as himself, AJ Hawk.
Yes.
Also, AJ was in the first one, which shows me he did not watch it.
Wow.
Wow, AJ. That's
Where was I? Where was I?
I'm up to something. Every single time you're in that shot, I'm up to something.
True. That's true.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Okay, so you're becoming a recurring guest on the vlog, the documentary series, actually. We can change and will change that now that we think about it, though.
To be honest with you, Ty and Foxy, I was so blown away by the production value, I didn't see myself.
Sure.
You were so mesmerized by the production, you couldn't even see your reflection. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure tonight will be good. Did you guys watch Miniature Rock? Young Rock?
Rock Jr., dude. Have some
Young
respect.
Pebble.
I did watch Young Rock last night.
And?
So, his grandma's awesome.
Amazing.
His grandma's maybe my favorite human of all time. I think she was once deported. She's back. She basically told him, fuck everybody. Like, she is. His mom, also awesome. Dad, obviously his dad. Last night was about Warren Sapp and
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, by the way, looked very good in this because Dewey Johnson was the first one in the gym every single morning his junior season. He was going to come take over.
That's right.
Until Ray Lewis got on campus. He was there at 5 a.m. Dewey was there at 5:15.
Oh.
So they were the Break of Dawn boys at Miami, both Dwayne Johnson and Ray Lewis.
Nice.
Okay.
So they kind of came up together, you know what I mean? And Warren Sapp took his fucking position coming over from tight end, and Dwayne helped him, obviously, and
Sure.
Good guy.
he ended up losing his job.
With that being said, was it, a dog shit show again?
Whoa. I think with this particular thing, we're going to have to go from
Answer
a high
the question.
Huh?
Just answer. You won't answer the question.
Well, I think what you got to do is you got to look at it as if you were able to binge it.
Okay, so yes, it was dog shit.
But this particular episode, I do believe, was maybe not my favorite.
Okay,
If
all right.
this was a binging thing, like 22 minutes per episode, and you watch them back to back to back to back to back, I think it would have done a lot better as opposed to the weekly episodic thing with NBC teaming up there personally, because there's a lot of callbacks to old stories, and the You Rock has been my least favorite of the Rocks.
And that's a pretty sizable chunk of the show, correct?
It has been as of late, yeah.
And maybe that's what they thought is like, hey, we can't stack shit on top of each other like this week after week and still get people to watch it.
I want to let you know, if season 2 comes around, I'll be pumped about it.
Hell yeah.
I'll be pumped about it.
Zeke didn't even watch this week, he said.
I was doing graphics here.
Found it interesting because this is set in 2032. So they talk about like future movies potentially that have happened. They reference that as a joke. And he was drinking tequila. Did not say Terramana tequila. Thought ahead business-wise. Might sell Terramana. Might actually make a new tequila by the time 2032 comes around.
Jeez.
So I think that was actually a strategic move for them to say, have some tequila or whatever, instead of saying, Terramana tequila. So in my head, I'm like, oh, The Rock's thinking about selling Terramana and making another one by the time 2032 comes. That makes sense. Conor McGregor just made $600 million off of Proper 12.
He's playing chess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Both McGregor and The Rock.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. 600 mil.
Oh, yeah.
600 mil, majority share. So what's that? At least 51%. So $1.2 billion at least valuation of Proper 12 whiskey, which I've never had, but you have had.
I've had it.
Delicious.
Pretty good.
3 years, turn that thing around. Unbelievable.
What a joke.
It's awesome. Good for him.
That's the move.
It's good business.
Clooney did it. Reynolds did it.
Turtle did it.
The Rock's doing it.
Yeah.
You say Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds, you have Vancity, dude. Have a little
Oh,
respect.
gin, right? Wasn't it gin?
Aviation.
Nobody drinks that. He made a bunch of money off
Yeah,
it.
you take your chances with gin, my friend.
That felt like
Gin's
gin
awesome.
fizz, dude. You're really good,
Gin stinks.
I drank with a 90-year-old one time, and he made me drink those. It was gin fizzes. And I was like, okay, I'm never going to do this. Wiz Khalifa went on a big gin
Gin and tonics are
gin
delicious.
kick there.
Yeah, Aviation was 610 million. Yeah.
I feel like this is maybe like art. I think that's how they potentially move money. That's so big.
By the laundering?
Yes, maybe it's just with these liquor companies. Like, all right, start a fake liquor company, and then we'll be able to buy you out for what we owe you, $600 million. It will look like it's something. Because there's just so much. All these things can't make that much money, can they? Maybe. A lot of people drink booze.
People love boozing.
People do.
We're just talking about Affleck,
And Terramana's unbelievable, right, isn't it?
I love Terramana.
You drink that stuff on the rocks.
Well, I don't know if you know this. These agaves are 7-8 years old.
Yeah.
They are patient.
Really?
He showed us a video on his Instagram, actually, of him cracking into where the agaves are held. They're the size of you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's massive. It's patience. Hey, trust the process. Patience out there.
I haven't followed his Instagram because it seemed like it was full of shit, but yeah, they're that big.
I hope he smacks you right
I mean,
in the
coming
mouth.
after Young Rock is one thing. But
Bro, when he comes walking into a room that you're in,
Yeah.
when he sits down in these interviews, his fucking suits he has to wear a 5X. He has to wear a 5X. The amount of linen that is covering him, it's just like, Jesus. He has to wear actual like picnic table things on it. He is so fucking massive. He would break your jaw and that stupid mustache. So
Yeah.
big.
I'd probably tell him, what, you couldn't get any bigger, you old bitch? Something like
Whoa!
that. I'd say that to him.
He's about to smack you and call you a
Brad, I
jabroni.
can't have this. I got to get home, see my wife, say hello before we hop on a plane.
His new tattoo, by the way, looks really cool.
The Rocks?
Yeah, he's getting his sleeve done.
that's pretty cool.
Good for him.
He's awesome.
He put like 20 photos up. It looks very cool.
How about the French toast? Oh yeah, because he gave a shout out to the tattoo artist too. Also looks really cool. One of the coolest.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very cool looking person.
Not like
Next to
Connor.
the Rock's tough not to look cool if you're standing next to the Rock.
Yeah,
The Rock's so
exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
How come he hasn't changed his social media to just Dwayne Johnson? Why is he still The Rock?
That's such a cool.
Can't lose The Rock.
Doesn't make sense.
At Rock.
I don't think he would lose The Rock. If he wanted to go by The Rock, I think everybody would be like, yep, that's the fucking Rock. But they are pushing Dewey and Dwayne Johnson a lot right now. A lot of DJ.
Don't you think he wants to be taken seriously as like an actor and as an entrepreneur? And it's probably he feels like going by The Rock, you know.
But his Instagram has 700 million followers, and it's at The Rock.
Yeah.
Did he have to buy his name out from Vince, or how does it work?
Yeah. He bought his name from him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
So that's probably
That's probably
that's why he won't go to Dwayne.
This is I paid for it. And it raises his eyebrow. There's a couple moments where it's not the actor's fault. The Miami Hurricane Rock that's playing The Rock is a massive person.
Yeah, big body.
Massive person. But when you see that human doing stuff that The Rock does, you think to yourself, okay, when The Rock does it, it's tough to take serious, but we do because it's The Rock.
Yeah.
But with you doing it, it's like, fucking back it down a little bit, pal. That's where they lose me on those episodes. But
So the show stinks.
Yeah, it's dog shit, Fox. Come on.
no.
Pat
Young Rock is
essentially
good.
said that here today.
Normally, Pat's like, hey, you should watch this. Everyone should watch it so we can all talk about it. That has not happened once with Young Rock.
Happened early.
Yeah.
Happened early.
Yeah, that first
episode.
And the classic misdirection too. You always pick one thing. His grandma, great lady, amazing. Mom too. Mom's amazing. And he just stopped.
The grandma is fucking OG, dude.
Yeah.
She is OG.
Don't mess with her territory.
Well, her husband's first, and then she took it over when he passed away.
Sorry.
Did she invent any of the Rock sayings, like his mom doing the "Do you smell" or whatever?
If you smell the,
it doesn't.
I wonder if the "It Doesn't Matter" is going to come in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good show. You guys should watch
It will.
it. Me and Rotten Tomatoes say it's good.
Okay.
Episodes 6 through 9, though, probably bounce through.
Okay.
Go 1 through 6, get to 10 and 11.
So
Did you say there's like 20-some episodes?
I hope.
I just had it up.
I hope. What was that, Diggs?
I just had it up. I think there's only a couple left.
I think there's 11 episodes altogether. Anyways, 10 minutes, Hammered Don's on. We'll be back tomorrow. Can't thank you enough. Cheers. Bye.